Bada bing.
Wait, which one? Which glass is mine?
There you go.
All right, are we ready? Ready to rock?
We are ready.
All right, let's hit it.
Recording?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We're
Are we in frame and everything? So,
Yeah.
Actually, let me
We're
grab one of those
gravy.
beers from you.
Let's get one of these.
What do we? What
Oh,
are you drinking
yeah,
there?
we got
we need to throw those guys
They're
out
not
there too.
cold
that's
yet.
right. Yeah, Coronado.
They're not cold yet.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
It'll
what's
have
this
to be
one?
after your leaky break. Unless you want to put
Yeah.
beer on ice.
Yeah, Coronado Brewing Company is semi-sponsoring this episode.
Nice.
They gave
Very
us.
cool.
They gave us.
Yeah, they gave us ample
flat,
beer,
right?
pseudo-sponsor. Shout out to Coronado Brewing and the Aloha Warrior, C4 Foundation, Charlie Keating IV, who was killed downrange as a team guy. And his legacy lives on. So now we have this collab beer with Coronado Brewing and the C4 Foundation.
Yeah, hoist one for the boys.
Yes, sir.
Make some fucking bad choices.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
All right, so today we've got RJ Casey. So he's been in and around a bunch of communities, former Green Beret, Pararescue, a bunch of different businesses, which we're going to do just a renaissance man in a whole bunch of different ways.
It's
So
actually a good way to put it.
Yeah, I'm excited to dive into this. But before we get started, one of his latest projects is 4 Branches Bourbon, which is pretty cool. So I was thinking
Yeah.
we're a
Let's-
liquor.
I
we're a
noticed you already
liquor-based
helped yourself.
I did.
They're like, you guys want some? You
Got a little-
fucking losers.
Got to get a little on ramp, you know.
Nice.
All right,
Thank
and
you, sir.
if you guys are listening, feel free to pour a drink and hang out with us, and probably ask your local drinking establishment if they are carrying 4 Branches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys distributed nationwide?
Not nationwide.
Okay.
No, we are in a handful of states, but we deliver right to your house in
Oh.
41 states now.
Sweet.
Actually, one of the
Salute.
things
Cheers.
that I just thought
Cheers.
about
What's
is
coming on, man?
Welcome.
Right on.
Yes.
Lauren's girlfriend is a big liquor distributor girl.
Yeah.
Runs a bunch of accounts, so that might even be an easy honey hole in order to get distribution.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think we were talking earlier. So you guys live in one of 3 states that would drink starting companies that are just starting out. You would drink us dry in a couple months.
Yeah.
So that's
Talking about
why,
just the 3 of us? Or-
like, well, there's that too. There's that too. But actually, California, like literally, you guys would drink us dry, and it's okay to be out for a little bit, a week plus, but a month plus, that is
the death sentence.
Yeah, it
So
is.
it is a good problem to have.
So California, the other one is Texas, and everyone wants us in Texas. Clint Bruce,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, he's like,
Yeah.
get your asses out here.
Especially running net terms, man. It's so
yeah.
hard to keep up with the capital.
Yeah.
It's
And then,
tough.
and New York's the other one, the third one. So we're easing into several different markets. We're actually, so when you talk bars, restaurants, and liquor stores, in order, Tennessee, Florida, Arizona, Kentucky, and then the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought
So,
that.
Yeah. Well, so huge veteran markets. Florida's massive. Arizona's huge. And then all the agencies and different Department of Defense around DC is insane. So, yeah.
Love it. All right, are we good with the audio?
Yeah, we're good.
You sure?
Let me do my magic. You guys didn't know how to fucking format the cards. Daddy's
I
there.
didn't even know how to turn the motherfucker on.
True.
I'm like
Nick, help. We
like
need.
a fucking goddamn bunch of monkeys. Like
We're
beating
going
on
back
it
to
with
the
my-
old days.
Yeah, like I can try fucking around with it.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Yeah.
turn
That one's
out,
a little
man.
finicky for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so speaking of, we got to get a new setup for next week when we film at the reunion, which is gonna be fucking dope, by the way.
Oh.
But I might get a new setup just so we can have like
2 extra sets.
6 people on here. Maybe have some
Nice.
fights and shit. It'll be exciting.
Get some wireless so people can fucking.
Just punch while for sure. All right, so back to
Very
RJ. So we normally like to start because you've done so much, and we usually try to start people at the beginning, kind of like how they grew up, where they grew up, so the audience can kind of see how they relate to this person that they're listening to that tends to have because we bring people on here and they have big lives and doing big stuff, and it sounds, I don't want to say intimidating, but it sounds so far removed from the average listener. So we try to start at the beginning to bring people back. Like,
Ground everybody.
We like
Yeah,
to start
exactly.
at the beginning,
Because everyone started picking their noses, and then they go their separate ways. So.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So where'd you grow up, man?
Yeah, actually, so
Grew up a poor black man in Mississippi.
love Steve Martin, by the way. Classic.
A lot of people don't get that
Oh,
reference.
dude. No.
They're like, huh?
I thought you made it up.
No. What is that, The Jerk?
Yeah, the jerk. Yeah, that's how he starts out the movie. Like, and he narrates it himself, so it's hilarious. But no, actually, if you look across the SOCOM spectrum, like all the different communities from Ranger Regiment to SEAL Team 6 and everything in between, like I think it's something like there's a stat out there, 70% come from really brutal like upbringing, and whatever
Yeah.
that brutality is, it's
That's
You
what
know,
we've
it's-
noticed too with the people
yeah.
we're interviewing.
I was going to
yeah.
say, were you listening to one of our shows? Because I literally,
I just listened to it.
or maybe
That
that was, I talked to Mike Ritland about that
Mhm.
literally 2 days ago. And I was like, dude, there's so random that this community, there's typically either dirt ass poor, broken home, some
Biker
shit.
gang,
And then, of course,
abusive.
and then me and Mike are sitting there talking like, actually, I had a very happy childhood. We weren't rich, but we weren't, I mean, we had food on the table.
Yeah.
And then Mike was the same way. He's like, yeah, my parents are still married. I'm like,
You had a Costco
Weird.
membership,
Yeah.
not food stamps.
Well, I grew up on a farm, so we were like able to farm our own shit.
So
but-
you were Costco.
yeah, we were, yeah.
All right,
exactly.
back to RJ's.
Focus, grasshopper. No,
We're
but
not even drunk here.
that's and it's great to work with guys like that because they're have an amazing imagination, always thinking outside the box because imagination is probably what saved them, growing
Mhm.
up. So it's kind of a cool community that we're all from. Me, myself, I actually grew up as an Air Force brat. My dad was a fighter pilot, a couple tours in Vietnam. I mean, I watched him start a food fight at Officers Club. Like,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and we moved around a lot, and I felt really lucky to be like my brother's 2 years younger than me, so we were close. And it was my parents and myself and my brother Quinn, and we grew up and we moved around, and I felt lucky to be part of that community and to walk into these different squadrons and meet all these other kids that are going through the same thing. And I didn't realize how.
Officer's kid.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, boy. Here we go. Pack your bags. We're going on a guilt trip. But, yeah, I mean, it was really cool, like to grow up in Europe, like in the early '80s. Like
Mhm.
the Cold War was going on. I remember my brother and I, we stayed on a train that we were there with my grandmother. She was in her kind of 80s, didn't move very fast, and me and my brother, just these spastic, hyper kids. We run on the train, hurry up, and the doors close. Yeah,
Later,
and
Grandma.
yeah, and
Okay.
my parents are like, bye. And so we go, and I'm looking at the map, and I was like, Grandma, we don't. I don't know why Dad said we had to get off this train. We don't have to get off this train. Like it goes straight back to our hotel. Well, on the map there was a line like that, and it went through like that. So this is Eastern Europe. And,
Oh,
and
no
I was
way.
like, yeah,
Goes
we
through,
we can
goes
go
through
through there.
fucking, what is it?
East
East
Berlin.
Germany?
Yeah, like Checkpoint Charlie was still up, and
Jesus.
they enforced it. So we go through there, and right before that line, everybody gets off, and my brother and I were like, we're staying on. Right? Let's go straight there.
No.
How old
way.
were you guys?
We were like early teens.
Oh,
I was
fuck.
just finishing middle school and starting
Can't
high
tell
school.
me shit.
Yeah, right. So
Fuck you,
we're gonna-
Gorbachev.
So the next stop, it is a movie set. It was so freaking cool, and of course, me and my brother have no idea, but it's
What were they doing making a movie
dude.
over
They
there?
were yeah, right. So it's Eastern Europe, 3 spotlights. One in the middle of the station, 2 on the end. Guards walking around, 1 German Shepherd dog barking right on cue as soon as we were looking out, and we're like, oh my god, look at how wow, this is cool. And so this guard looks on there. He's like, he gets all aggressive, gets on the train, stares at both of us. He says something. We just both start laughing. He was like, ugh.
We're American.
Yeah. literally, the guard starts laughing, and so he's like, "Oh God, fucking idiots," and he goes
Boss is
off the
Losman.
train. Yeah, and the doors close, and the next stop we're back in Western Europe, and
No way. It
yeah.
did like a little roundabout.
No harm, no foul.
No, thank God the guard took pity on us because we're idiots.
You also
and,
weren't a military age male, so
Yeah, right.
very less suspicious.
very low
Yeah.
threat to anybody. Yeah, just 2 idiots that didn't get off the train when they were supposed to. And so, yeah. but it was cool to, live back there. Like, that was back when we lived on the German economy, and our neighbor, their grandmother, in German, because I was on a German soccer team and spoke a little back then. She was like, and you'd hear F-15s because it was in Bitburg, Germany. So Bitburger Pills, I don't know if you're a Pilsner guy, but
Yeah.
they're
Shitty
awesome.
beer.
No, it's awesome. It's my favorite beer.
More of a Hefeweizen guy.
Yeah, well, that's
Polliner.
good too.
Where's that place in relationship to because I grew up in Germany as
Okay.
well. My dad was down there, but there's like the Black Forest, like the Southern Bavaria, and then there's
Yeah.
like Ansbach and Heidelberg and Nuremberg and Stuttgart.
So
Or were you farther
when
north?
you looked at Western Europe, right in the center, there was Luxembourg
Uh-huh.
on the west side. We're right in a little, like, between that and Trier.
Oh, you're like on the border.
Yeah.
On the western border. Okay.
Yeah. So
Makes
like I
sense.
said, I felt lucky to be there. And then fast forward to, I end up in New Mexico Military Institute. I was lucky I got a scholarship, not for anything academic, as you know, but just doing good at, like, basic and
Yeah. Roswell.
yeah, Roswell, New Mexico.
Fucking
Yeah, I
Roswell,
love
New
it.
Mexico.
So New Mexico Military was awesome because it was this little kind of leadership lab, petri dish, and the cadets just ran everything. But I just felt lucky to go through that. But while I was there, I realized kids from California don't get along with kids from Texas. Like, that's weird. Kids from Colorado hate people from Texas. That's weird. It's like, doesn't everybody just get along? Because when you move around, you're just constantly like melding and merging with all these different
Where's that
cultures.
accent from, boy?
Yeah. You got a pretty mouth. Like, you need to stop talking. But yeah, so that was one of the good things. I felt like lucky to grow up and move around a lot, and because a lot of people are like, man, you mean you got ripped out of the roots every couple of years? I was like, I didn't really see it that way. I thought, it was cool, it was adventure.
I feel like it is a hit and miss.
It is.
Being able
It's
to have
perspective.
that. Yeah, it's good. But I mean, I guess like being born into, being an Air Force brat or a military brat in general, like you just don't know any different.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
probably kind of, it kind of speaks on your career too, doing everything.
Yeah, it's probably a lot to do with how it's framed by your parents at that age too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and luckily coming from the officer corps as opposed to NCOs or enlisted.
Well,
and
dude, that was
little probably a better upbringing than
So
a bunch of degenerates.
You'd think that. I remember there was a couple of spots where we moved in there, and my mom would start crying because there's like dead cockroaches everywhere, and it's a rat
Fort
trap.
Hood.
No, it was actually,
Not in the Air
ironically,
Force.
it was Air War College, and my dad
Oh,
got
right
there
on.
super late because he wanted to do as much squadron time as he could from Germany. So we moved from Germany, which was awesome, back in time 50 years to Alabama,
Wow.
to Montgomery,
Back in
Alabama.
time, 50
Jesus,
years.
dude.
Holy shit.
It was wild, and I still have good friends in Alabama, but it was very different.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
But we walk in there, and because my dad was late going in there, he didn't get a huge monster house like that was rated by 06s
Got the
or whatever he
shittiest
was
fucking
then.
Digs.
We got like Motel 6,
Yeah.
literally.
Listed
Um,
quarters.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I don't know, but it was.
They're like kicking out some fucking sergeant major. Like, sorry.
Well, and in the 80s, you're probably living in old Nazi barracks. I mean, I did when I was stationed in Germany.
Yeah.
Like, we still had a swastika on our barracks.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
In
hell.
Schweinfurt and then Grafenweiler. But, yeah.
Grafenwehr. Damn.
So
Yeah.
so you're growing up in obviously a military household. What were your thoughts on joining the military at the time? Was it always like what you wanted to do, or you just kind of like were you against it, or what was
No,
your flavor of it?
It was interesting because I was always I thought that the military had a very unique way of taking care of families. And it always felt like a family, even if you weren't blood relatives or anything. Like in a squadron, we'd go on squadron ski trips or whatever it was.
Oh, that's cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, and it felt like a really tight
A lot of
community.
swingers in squad.
Mom?
Why is Uncle Fred? Uncle Fred was already there when I woke up in the morning.
He's my gunner. Sure he is.
Show me on the doll where he touched it. No, there wasn't any of that, but no, it was good. But yeah, it just I think I always like my dad's friends were always like, RJ, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I was like, fighter pilot. And then I might have told you the story before, but my dad went to there was a crash, and I can't remember the year, but it was early 80s, in Spain. It was an F-15, and my dad was on the accident board or whatever, the investigation team. And he came back, and basically it wasn't a pilot error. And I was just starting high school, or, maybe I was just about to start my second year. I can't remember exactly when it was, but
You went to high school?
I know, weird,
Lucky.
right? Yeah.
In Alabama.
Yeah. So my first 2 years of high school were at Bitburg High School. And so I was like, what the hell does that mean? It wasn't a pilot error. Then how else did the plane crash?
Like
Well, there was a part. Yeah.
Man,
There was a part, and we're going through the whole fleet. There's a stand down, and we're going to replace them all, make sure it never happens again. Jesus. I
Did
kinda-
the pilot actually get out, or did he fucking fatality?
Fatality.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah. So I was just like, man, like, again, I don't mind dying for my country, but I don't want it to be from some gasket.
Yeah,
that
some
nobody
equipment
knows about.
failure, right?
You
The
know,
Jesus nut on the fucking on the yeah.
Somebody forgot to
the
tighten
Jesus
it
nut
at
on
the
the
last second.
helicopter.
Yeah.
The
Was that
button
my
on the
job?
dash. Wings stay on, wings stay off. You're like,
It's like putting together IKEA furniture, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, I got 4 extra screws. Oh, well.
You're like, it'll probably work.
Yeah, let's go. Let's just try it. No, but after that, within a week or so of that, Armed Forces Network is on, and of course that's the only English-speaking channel in
God, I
Germany.
hated
and so
AFN.
I know, I did, and the commercials were
Atrocious.
so ridiculous. The coolest commercial on there was about special forces. So guys jumping out of planes, coming out of the water, and just standing up out of nowhere. Like, where the hell did he come from? I was like, that looks cool. And so I called a recruiter from the commercial, and I'm, probably a freshman or sophomore in high school, so my balls hadn't even dropped yet or whatever. So I'm like, he's like, and now, son, how old are you? And so I talked to him for a little while. He sends me a book list. He mails it and says, look, we want our kids to be smart, so you've got to graduate high school. No two ways about it. But if you have a book report, read one of these books on this list and find out everything you can about us. If you're still interested after you graduate, we'll be here. So I was like, all right. And that was super smart. And I think now, looking back in my, kind of late 50s now, but the images that you see in those, impressionable years are super important. Like guys that are in Ranger Regiment, I'd say 90% of those guys are in there solely because of Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
two ways about it.
Yeah.
Like that is why they joined, and that is the unit they chose.
Every bad guy I know says the same thing.
Yeah. So between commercial images that I saw that led me to Special Forces to a book list where my imagination painted the picture of what I was reading about, them evacuating a ambassador and his whole staff from the Congo in the 50s. Those were powerful images to me. And then all their history in Vietnam. I kind of grew up just reading books about it. And those Special Forces books led me to agency books. So, different stories like Brotherhood of the Rose. Like if you go down Jack Carr's book list, I grew up with those books. Exactly. So I think all of that really sets you on a path, or at least whether it's conscious or subconscious, or it's a choice that you make after reading some of those stories and imagining some of those places that these guys are doing amazing work in. You make decisions based on that.
What'd your parents think about it at the time? Were they all for it, or what did they think?
Freaking officers. So when I told my parents, I don't want to go to college. I want to enlist. I want to do a 2-year Airborne Ranger contract. And then towards the end of that, I'm going to say, I will re-enlist if you let me go to Special Forces School. Like, that was my plan. And my dad looked at me like I had just, like, he literally was like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Enlisted swine.
At that point,
Get the fuck out.
They're like, I want to keep my Jesus nut.
No, I felt really bad because I at first, that first second he had that look in his eye, and I recognized like he was really hurt. Like I just hurt him. I felt really bad, and then I realized, oh, he just doesn't know what I know.
Yeah.
Like, he just doesn't know the path that I'm gonna walk, and that really, Special Forces was my foundation for everything that I did from there. And going to New Mexico military, my dad, as recruiters were coming to the house because I took an ASVAB and they just descend on you, right? I remember my dad chased a Marine, like a Marine recruiter. I was like, get off my lawn. It was pretty funny. So,
Dirty good.
so my dad walks in and he's like,
Fucking,
look,
what was that, Gran Torino? Get the fuck off my lawn.
Except he's got a joystick.
literally, my dad, like, it was pretty funny. And so he sat me down. He goes, look, your mom and I never asked you for anything. Like, you want to go to the military, we want you to go to school. Why don't you try military school? And I started laughing because I played sports to avoid academics. Like, I was like, what do I have to do to stay on the team? They're like, you have to get a 2.0 or better. So I did like 2.1. Like, that was kind of me going through high school. I just couldn't wait to play sports, and I wanted to get ready for whatever was going to happen after that. But I knew I just didn't want to go to college, and I started laughing because I was like, Dad, have you seen my report cards? Because there's no way I'm going to a military school. And I was thinking academies. And he was like, hey, look, I was talking to one of the guys at this war college, and, he was a Marine, but he told me about all these, but he told me about all these military junior colleges. There's 6 in the country, and I will fly you to all of them, and you pick the one you want. And he flew me to one, and it was New Mexico military, and I walked around there, and I was like, I'm going here.
Cool.
And he goes, because the deal was, I just want you to give it a shot. You can quit anytime, but here's the deal. You're going to go to ROTC basic camp. It's 6 weeks, and you're going to get E5 pay, which if you enlist, that's E1, right? And I said, yeah. He goes, so you're jumping to E5, and they're going to pay you that for 6 weeks. And just give it a shot, and go to the school and see what you think. And if you want to quit after the first semester, that's okay with me.
Just don't come home.
Yeah. So little did he know I would get kicked out, but that's a whole other story. But he's like, just give it a shot. And here's the deal. Like, when you go to basic training and you go to all this Ranger curriculum that you're about to enter, which is going to be brutal. Don't even think it's not. I said, no, I know it. I hear it's really hard. He goes, so all of this stuff you're doing at New Mexico military, like, even if you quit, you're going to be head and shoulders away.
It's true.
You're way above everybody at basic training. You'll know how to march and uniform.
Yeah, I had to go to military school before I went to basic, and I was a poster boy in basic.
Right.
Like, everything was finger
You just
width
knew
apart.
exactly what was
everything,
going to happen.
like how to roll your bed, how to do everything.
Yeah. So so I
Don't
made
stand
that deal
out
with
or
my
you
dad.
fucking get the hammer.
Yeah.
Well, I made that deal with my dad. I was like, okay, I'll try it. But if I want to leave, he goes, anytime you want. And I was like, all right.
Question for you
Go.
before we continue. Where'd you said you got 2 siblings?
No, I have one brother.
One brother.
Yeah.
And are you the oldest or the youngest?
Oldest.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's why I was kind of like, you're kind of the trailblazer as the oldest kid. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No. So.
Because I was the youngest, so
So you watched everybody make mistakes.
Yeah, I watched my 2 brothers kind of fuck it up, and then I knew I was gonna fuck it up even worse. So yeah.
But you knew all the tricks.
It's not the same way.
Yeah.
You knew where all the bodies were buried and the holes were.
Well, by the time they got to me, when I told my parents I was joining the Navy, they're just like, "Fine, fuck it, I don't care. Just get the fuck out. We don't give a shit."
Yeah, it's no, it just it turned out to be a really good thing. And before I could enlist, because I went to basic and I came home and I was really excited to sign that 2-year Airborne Ranger contract, because they don't even have that anymore, but they did back then.
What year
They
was
still
this?
have it, but now it's 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that?
What year was this?
This would have been the summer of '86.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know, I'm super old, right?
You look
So-
good though, man.
Dude, you look better than
Yeah.
any of us.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
better
I
than me,
don't know
anyways.
about that.
Still got hair and everything.
Yeah, no shit.
It's all fake. It's all fake.
It's a wig.
No, but literally, I'm headed to the recruiter's office to sign the contract finally, and I get a phone call, and it's New Mexico Military Institute saying, "Hey, congratulations, you did so good at basic camp. You got a 2-year scholarship."
Fuck.
My whole excuse was, I'm going to pay for school. Quinn, my brother, Quinn's really smart. You're going to be spending a lot of money on wherever the hell he goes. Like, it's probably going to be Harvard or something crazy. And and that was kind of my excuse not to go to college. Like, I want to be independent. Like, I want to do this. So when they said free college, I was like, ugh. So, but
No
I went
excuse.
there, and I ran into this group of guys that were getting ready for, like, their extracurricular activity was the best Ranger competition team.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's all getting you ready for Ranger school. They had a Vietnam vet there named Gilbert Alvarado, who was my first military mentor. Like during Thanksgiving, he would take us in the mountains. We'd do small unit tactics. Like, yeah, right. So it was really a cool 2 years to get ready for like infantry officer basic and the Q course and everything after that. So it was cool.
That's cool. So you ended up going to New Mexico
Military institute.
military.
I
So
thought NMI. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna question about that. Is that a 2-year program or is it?
So these most of these 6 schools are a 4-year high school and a 2-year college.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
Now, what makes it a cool leadership lab is most of the kids.
Go to West Point.
Well, no, most of the kids that end up there at places like that are your kids going to juvie, jail,
Oh, it's
or
one of
you
those.
can send them to military school, and if they have the money, they'll.
That'd
send
be
them to
pretty
military school.
interesting.
Hey,
Yeah.
you met my nephew Seth.
I did.
He went to was it Nimi?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
MMI. Yeah.
Nimi, New Mexico. He
Yeah.
went there. He was there for 2 semesters.
How did that check out?
One of those semesters, he was on academic probation before they're like,
It
sorry, kid.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very high standards.
Yeah.
Very high standards.
It's a great school. I mean, it really was for me. Anyways, I know it's different for everybody.
Do you still have people that you talk to that you attended with? I mean, I know it's fucking 86, but
No. Like one of my best friends, my oldest friend in Special Forces, I met him in '86
wow.
at basic, and then we go to military school together. And he was never on the Ranger Challenge team, but we became really good friends. Me and 4 of the guys got kicked out right before Christmas break,
Probably
our
together.
sophomore year, for drinking,
Yeah.
like all of us. And so and
That's so
we ended
fucking
up,
weird.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a Green Beret.
So shocking. As we drink bourbon. So we're-
Cheers.
so-
Cheers.
Indeed, sirs.
So, because Scott and I were on scholarship, and this is Scott Robeson. He owns an equine therapy ranch out in Texas. He's an entrepreneur at the highest level. He's just kicking ass. He's doing really good. So we're still really good friends. After we graduated from military school, 2 of us skipped. We took a year off from
Little sabbatical.
sophomore to junior year, and the 3 of us were all in 19th Special Forces group.
Wait, how did you get? I thought you get kicked out. How did that happen?
So we got kicked out. Scott and I were both on military scholarship, and the school was like, the rule is you get kicked out of that the rest of that semester, sit 1 semester out, and then we'll
Oh.
let you back in.
Oh, okay.
And we were not waiting around. Like I was ready to. and because we were on scholarship, they're like, we don't want these kids to have
So
to join the
how old
army.
were you at that point?
Under 21. No, I think I was. I
Yeah,
don't know, 17,
19, 18, okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
Proper age.
And and so they were like, "Hey, we're gonna offer this deal to you guys because of you 2 idiots that are on scholarship. We don't want you to have to join the military to pay all that money back. We'll let you back in next semester. Are you guys
Don't
okay
tell
with that?"
nobody.
Yeah, pretty much they were like, "If you f this up, you're gonna
I'll
get the
fucking
hammer.
kill
It's gonna be
you."
bad. Yeah, and you will owe all that money back." So we're like,
It's good incentive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we all, like 4 of us went back. One, John, he ended up becoming a fisherman in Alaska. I still keep in touch with him too. He's
That's
cool.
rad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really rad. But anyways,
He's like, I ain't paying shit. I'm gonna go live in fucking Alaska. Good luck finding me, bitch.
so small
Literally.
world stories of these 5 guys. So he's up in Alaska still, and he goes between Montana and Alaska, living the life. He loves it.
That's cool.
Miguel, he's a reporter up in New York. I think he just retired from a bunch of. He worked at Fox, CNN. He did the rounds. He's having a great time in New York. Scott, like I said, he's got a ranch just outside of Fort Hood. He's literally saving lives out there with his program.
Deputy
It's
Equestrian
a
one.
90-day curriculum. It's an equine therapy ranch, and every class, half his class was like, if I hadn't come here,
Wow.
I would literally not be here.
No shit.
So he's
cool.
he's
That's
doing
awesome.
that. Yeah.
I had a joke about having soft hands, and I won't go into it because your buddy's doing good things with the horses, but
Maybe the soft hands help.
Sharing is caring, right? No, but and then Chad Klein, I literally one of his kids went to the Air Force Academy, the other went to Ranger School, and so I've talked to both his kids. He's out in Phoenix, Arizona, doing really well.
I feel like I know that name.
Chad
Yeah,
Klein?
when you said that, I was like,
That sounds familiar, but I don't know why. Yeah, that's weird.
Coach
Jamie,
Klein. Coach Klein from the Waterboy. Mr. Coach Klein.
But yeah, it's like I said, it was kind of a wild adventure. But we went back, graduated on time, took a year off, and then 3 of us from school. One guy was in 1st Battalion out in Utah. Scott was out of 5th Battalion in Colorado, and then I was out of West Virginia. And we all went to infantry officer basic course. There was a selection course that wasn't mandatory back then. It's now SFAS.
Yeah.
But back then it was called SFOT. So I was in the 4th test class for that, and it wasn't required. But we were so new. All our units were like, "Look, you don't know about the military, and you're about to go to the Q course. You're going to this program." And
So excuse me.
Go.
I don't know shit about the Green Beret stuff, but
Okay.
from what I do understand is that I think maybe like the mid 2000s they were allowing people to come in and have a shorter pipeline from being regular Army to go
It
to
was the
Green
18
Berets.
X-ray program.
18
Yeah,
extra.
but I understand before that it was like you had to spend something like 10 years or something in the regular Army before
You
you
had
had
to
a
be
shot
like
to go.
E5 or something, right?
E5.
E5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
E5 they made exceptions for E5 select, and they
Yeah.
had to have a bunch of recommendations to get past that.
In
not having
schools.
E5.
And
But-
soft
but if-
hands.
But if you're
That's just UFACs.
Isn't that, I was about to say that's a Navy SEAL.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Okay,
Now,
cool.
We don't talk like that. That's just these facts.
Quit projecting.
it's
you know
all-
your therapist.
it's,
hates
it's
it.
being in the water so long, we're moist.
It's
guys.
just skin.
Very moist.
Actually, dude, being in the water, that's ribbed for pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Ribbed for his
Yeah,
pleasure.
like, oh, yeah.
They're all pruny.
Got the fucking stranger.
Yeah. I'm taking the glove off this one.
So at the time were you able to go in? How were you able to go in directly to the Green Beret pipeline? Was it because you were an officer?
So the reason why those 6 schools existed was because the junior ranks, officer ranks in the Guard and Reserve were almost 0. So all their ranks were filled with guys coming off active duty as 03s and above.
Mm.
So they had plenty of everything captain and above. They didn't have second lieutenants and first lieutenants. So they created these 6 schools, and it was an early commissioning program. So you graduate high school, you go to ROTC basic camp, and that makes up for the military science freshman and sophomore year. And then your freshman and sophomore year, you go through MS3 and 4 curriculum to include basic camp between those 2 years. So that's another 6 weeks. And then you get commissioned at the end of the program. And so you're commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Guard and Reserve. And that doesn't translate. Like, none of those guys get to go active duty because part of that contract is you will go in the Guard and Reserve. And after you finish your degree, then and only then, with a degree, can you go active duty.
Interesting.
But all that experience will translate. You won't lose time and grade, any of that. So.
Oh, nice.
So you mentioned MS3 and 4. Like, I've heard of MS13.
That's a
a precursor.
Any
That's
similarity?
a different program. That's a different program.
Different
You got to
program.
know Spanish. Like it's a whole
You got to go to DLA
yeah,
or
so,
DLI.
yeah. But
So
yeah.
basically, you do 2 years of a college, 2 years of college, essentially, right? Because you do 4 years high school.
Actually, that's an MA, Military Associate's degree.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I just made that
So
up.
you,
Sick.
no, you nailed it.
That's that 113 GT,
See?
baby.
See? The ASVAB pays off.
I had to actually retake mine because I didn't give a fuck about the first time I took my ASVAB, right? I was just like,
Probably
all right,
fell asleep in it.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so I just
Christmas
filled it
trees.
out, and I got a 99 GT, and like your GT is everything. And then when I was trying to step it up with all the schools and stuff, they required a 110 GT or to go to SFAS or anything like that.
Yeah.
So here I am as an E4, like going through like the retard pipeline of like retaking your ASVAB and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm
Kids
fucking...
in class are wearing helmets.
Yeah, it's like if you're driving 60 miles an hour and fucking you're driving for 2 hours, but then you step it down to 30, how fast are you gonna get there? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
2 monsters.
But either way, I did it, and I luckily surpassed the 110 score. But
Dude, that's
Yeah.
killer.
long story
Yeah.
short,
Congratulations.
thanks.
Cool. So what year did you get into like where you felt like you were like in the Green Beret like
So
program?
literally 18 months, and I freaking lucked out. And I don't think anybody will ever beat this record. Not that I was trying to beat it, but I called the unit as I was about to go to Robin Sage, and I was like, hey, look, we're due to graduate June, whatever it was. I have like almost 6 weeks left before college starts at West Virginia University. Can I go to static line jump master? Or can I go to pre-scuba? Can I send me anywhere? Like I need
Fucking hard charger over here.
well, I'm gonna work as much as I can before college starts because
Yeah.
I want to just make as much money as I can and experience.
Get
So-
that E5 BAH.
Yeah.
Hoot hoot.
So yeah, right. So
$800 in
literally,
the 80s.
literally, I'm a second lieutenant going through. I'm at Fort Bragg going through the 18 Alpha course, and we were in World War II barracks because this is the late 80s.
Yeah.
It's so 88, 89.
It's only
is when
40 years ago at the time, dude.
I know. Right?
So yeah, it was pretty crazy. And man, at the last second, Tom Workman, right before I went to Robin Sage, he goes, "Hey, look, we've had 7 guys go to SODIC. We have a ton of slots. You're never gonna pass, but we're gonna send you, and you just stay as long. You just
Break
fight,
down what
fight to
SODIC
stay."
is for our viewers.
Oh,
'cause-
right. So SODIC is
And me.
yeah. So in SOCOM, the sniper instructor course is called Special Operations Target Interdiction Course. So it's 6
Oh.
weeks.
Oh, I knew. that.
Brutal. Yeah. Well, you're a sniper, so. Yeah, and that's
Barely.
where so Ranger Regiment would send guys to 1 or 2 basic sniper
Either
courses.
the Benning House or SODIC.
And SODIC was like the culmination. Like, hey, if you do good in this 3-week or 4 weeks course,
Then
we'll
Sephardic.
send you the 6-week SODIC course, and you can become a sniper instructor. So he goes, look, you'll never graduate. Just learn as much as you can, stay as long as you can, and then just come home whenever. Just
This
call me.
motherfucker's like the honor man or some shit.
Yeah. So I came.
Yeah.
Told you.
Hold my beer.
Motherfucking overachiever.
No, literally, we had. I guess every class has 30, and people go standby there. That's one of those courses where everyone shows up and tries to get in it if they don't have a hard slide.
That was me.
So at Fort Bragg, yeah, like there was like 2. There was 3rd group there, 7th group, and then SWIC. So
Yeah.
everybody would show up to
Not
just
the
hope
same
there's a
SWIC
slot.
as.
No,
Yeah.
it's Special Warfare Center and School, which
Right.
is Green Beret and
Yeah.
all the advanced skills.
The
Halo
JFK
School,
one, right?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, JFK School. So, anyways, I go there and I thought that, and it's Delta Company, but they're in the Advanced Skills Battalion, not the basic battalion that I was in going through the Q course. So I thought I got recycled. So, and I had a company commander who was like, and he was our cadre company commander. And he goes, I don't know we just get out of Robin Sage, and there's kind of a rite of passage on that last day. They make you scrub weapons till like 2 a.m, and it'll be spotless and clean at like 9 at night, but
So,
they just make you clean it.
Again, for our viewers, so going through, Robin Sage.
So I was getting ready to get to that point. I wasn't sure because Robin Sage, like,
Same thing as
there's
a Q course, right?
no,
Is
it's
it
at the
different?
very end of the Q
Yeah,
course,
it's the
and it's
phase
the
3.
culmination
It's the
of
last
everything.
thing.
So I
Yeah.
for the listeners and especially these 2 Navy fucks, like, please go into like Robin Sage because like
Okay.
it no one really knows anything about it.
Yeah, so Robin Sage is, like you said, it's a culmination of your qualification course. So the
The
course
Q course
is broken
in
down.
how many? Okay.
So the course is
stop
broken
talking.
down in 3 phases. So everyone's been through a 3-week-ish selection, and that's kind of land nav team events where you're pushing jeeps with 2 tires, and you got to figure out how to whatever.
Mm.
That's selection. You go to the Q course. You go through another advanced land navigation course.
Star
You go
Course.
through small unit tactics, and then that's phase 1. And so all the MOSs
So
are
like how
thrown
many
into that.
weeks?
That's roughly a little over a month.
Oh, okay.
And then everyone splits apart and goes to their separate MOSs. So 18 Deltas go to the medic course. Now that's a year. That is the longest one. Medicine for 1 year.
Yeah.
The first 6 months is like a paramedic course. The second 6 months is field medicine, dentistry, and all the other insanity that you do to get
Yeah.
ready to
Oh, wow.
deploy as a remote medic, or being
What's
the
the
only
18
medical
Alpha
guy.
look like?
18 Alpha
Like
was
typing?
yeah.
Yeah, does Alpha
a lot
exist
of PowerPoint.
anymore?
A lot of PowerPoint.
I was gonna say,
No,
does
I'm just
Alpha
kidding.
exist anymore?
Yeah, they do. And I don't know what the course looks like now.
Fluffing.
But back then, literally, we got to catch a glimpse of all the MOSs. I felt lucky to be in that.
That must have
That's
been pretty
cool.
cool at the
Yeah.
time.
It was.
Yeah,
It was.
sure.
Dude.
You're getting the coolest part of the demolition course.
You're pulling teeth and
You're-
building AKs and debt charges.
Literally, they flew us around, and we got to know different parts of special operations. So we got a glimpse. They flew us to Key West for a week, and they treated us like
That must have
scuba
sucked.
instructors. Yeah. So that
A
was
lot of time on Duval Street.
a lot. Yeah, that was fun.
How-
On the right side of Duval, not the.
How,
Yeah,
how old
right.
were you at this time?
So I turned 21 in the Q course.
Oh, wow,
Damn,
okay.
dude.
Yeah.
Were you the youngest person to go through it? Did I read that somewhere?
So Scott and I. So I was definitely the youngest person to go through SODIC because I went right after the Q course after being an early commissioned
Mm.
second lieutenant. So I don't know. So the regulation is you have to be an 03 or above, and you have to be special forces qualified to be an 18 series and go to SODIC as an officer. And they let officers go because they wanted somebody in the planning cells to understand
To know how to
How to
implement
how to
them.
Yeah,
deploy
Skills, right, yeah.
Sure.
sniper.
Yeah, it's just like we used to have the what was it? But there was like an officer's like sniper school that we would send him to.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, as a
planning
sniper,
purposes.
like I used to have to sit in mission periods because they did away with the officer program and sending officers to sniper schools because officers will never be snipers.
Right.
But also, to your point, like you need to know how to implement them.
Hmm.
And like you have this asset, and if you don't know how to utilize this asset, we're a wasted asset. But also,
Yeah.
it's millions of dollars in training. It's a massive asset.
They literally sit in a corner until somebody's like, "Hey, why don't we use snipers for this op?"
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
I'm like-
sad
Yeah.
because they're awesome. Like they're
Yeah.
really great assets. So, anyways, when I back to the Q course, so everyone separates. So the communicators they go right to Morse code. They're the second line. Yeah, I know. They don't anymore, but back then, yeah, I know. They probably don't even like guys. Don't 18 Echoes have never even
Yeah.
heard Morse code. Probably.
It'd be pretty
now.
cool to learn. I mean,
It would.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty
it's going to
amazing.
come in handy when there's an EMP.
Yeah.
100%.
Shit.
Yeah, like literally.
literally.
Or if you're in
Literally.
prison, you could tap code on the fucking wall.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Do you think those fucking retards in prison know how to do that?
Well, MS-13.
Yeah, they got
progressed
their own.
do, 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 do.
Mexicans would.
So, anyways, the 18 Echoes, they go there, then they learn everything about radios, right? And then Bravo's weapons, and foreign weapons. So heavy and light, and then on to foreign weapons. Theirs is a cool course. Let's see, 18
Foreign
Foxes.
weapons, that used to be out
18
in
Foxes are
Huachuca.
different.
No.
Or at least the one we went to. We went to a foreign weapons course out in Fort Huachuca in like Tucson. It was fucking badass. First time
Yeah,
I'd ever
Fort
shot.
Huachuca's not Tucson. by the way.
AKs and stuff.
It's close. but it's
Well,
not.
yeah. I mean, it's in Arizona. It's west or east fucking Tucson.
It's
but
a shithole.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the Bravo course is. I mean, that's also, and correct me if I'm wrong, where the less intelligent guys go. And
You
like, dude,
smarter
I'm not
guys.
knocking any Bravo, but like, it's like if you're
Not
not
at all.
You kind of are.
Not at all.
You kind of
I
are.
mean, if you're not learning, if you're
With
not
all due respect.
pulling teeth and turn into essentially a PA or a doctor, it's like, dude, we'll just give this guy guns.
Yeah.
And also, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a large part of the reason why those guys even went through the process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of guys want to
Gun
do
shoot,
the fun
gun
stuff.
good.
I mean, I get to blow up stuff. Yay!
Yeah.
I'm an 18 Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
So they kind of win the lottery, but the Bravos are. They say back then they were like, "Oh, Bravos are a dime a dozen."
Yeah. The
Back-
knuckle dragging fucking mouth breathers. They'd be like the team guys.
Usually team sergeant.
Well, you know what? And when those guys get to the team, like as far as being in charge of tactics and telling everybody on the team what they're going to do and how they're going to defend, that falls squarely on their shoulders.
Yeah.
So those guys are
Mm.
awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Cool.
for sure.
Yeah.
So they go their separate places, and then
Separate places.
they go through the schools, and then do you all come back, or do you
And then
regroup
Robin
at some
Sage.
point?
Everybody comes back, and you go into Robin Sage.
Now, if
now
the-
they
if
But
the
as a
medics-
group or
The same group, the same people, or
Piecemeal.
different groups?
Usually it's the same people. So the Bravos, the Alphas, and the Charlies are all on the same schedule. The
The
18
deltas
Echoes,
are.
the 18 Echoes are one class off, and the 18 Deltas are 3 or 4 classes
Oh,
off.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'll have
So
some
we
rollbacks,
won't-
basically.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll know half the team,
Okay.
and the other half we
Yeah.
won't. So you all get set up into teams, and you're going to jump into Robin Sage, and the scenario is you're going to link up with an indigenous force. You're going to meet a G chief or a guerrilla chief, and you're going to have to train their guys.
Sounds cool. G Chief.
It's a cool title. So we jump in, and I swear they throw us in the trees on purpose, like just to give us that first curveball.
And where's Robin Sage?
So
like
it's in
Fort Bragg or some shit.
No, literally Uwharrie National Forest, and it's in northern North Carolina. So in kind of the center of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody's out there supposedly, but there's these little small towns here and there. But no, it's a really cool exercise. You get through all, and I think the officer has to deal with the G chief, and he's the biggest pain in the ass by design. Like the whole exercise is challenge the team. He kicks us out of camp all the time, and you got to deal with that. So you got to go, what can we do, whatever. Hey, let me bring my doctor in. He'll start seeing family members.
That's
all
cool,
that.
Yeah,
you got to do the thing.
Trade services.
And I mean, honestly, to the listeners who don't understand what SFA teams were kind of designed to do is like fit and
for an internal defense.
Yeah,
for sure.
So you
training
parachute into the fucking Congo, and you're doing good shit by inserting yourself into the resistance force and training these guys to attack a main body.
Training tomorrow's enemies today.
Yeah.
I know, right?
100%.
But also part of the process too is foreign language, and
for sure,
like that test is ridiculous.
What do they call that
D-Lab.
test?
No,
well, different?
I can't remember.
No, it is
the
defensive language aptitude battery.
Yeah, D-Lab.
And so you take this test with an absolute made-up language, and your answers will determine your proficiency in foreign languages. And you can test into Mandarin, which is a high level.
Brutal.
Yeah, or Russian or Spanish, and then that determines your ODA that you go to or group. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so every group kind of has their region of operations.
So SEAL teams used to be like that, but now they're all just like, we're going whenever, wherever.
We just want to write books and kill shit.
Yeah. No, literally.
Write books and make movies.
Hand me my hair gel.
Dude, no, that's a fucking fun. My head. No, it's funny because when I first came in the teams, we were like Team 5 was the Korea team.
Yeah.
And they would send dudes. We would do this immersion program where we'd send dudes over into fucking South Korea, not North Korea, luckily. South Korea.
Thank
and dude,
God.
you'd go to Berlitz first for like Korean or Hangul, whatever the fuck it's called, and it's fucking weird, man. You like go to this language school for like 6 weeks in like Mission Valley, and then they send you to Korea
to live with a family.
No way.
Oh, shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, that was a G move.
I never got to fucking do that.
Can you imagine
Because
Kevin
they're
being like
in
some
Korea?
some poor Korean family's like, hey, guess what? You
I just can't imagine Kevin crossing his legs like around a circle eating with chopsticks.
Oh, no. Well,
He's like,
yeah.
I gotta
You're like, you done with that?
Just stabbing shit with chopsticks.
Let's go to.
Give me that piece of fucking dog meat, you fucking piece of shit.
Oh, now who's fucking
I'm
racist?
starving over here.
Hearts and minds.
Fuck
hearts
me,
and
right?
minds.
They eat cat, not dog so much. But, no, just kidding.
Definitely.
But no, it was a
Tomato,
fucking cool
potato.
program. But same shit. Like if you back when they used to detail guys, if your last name was fucking Rodriguez or Garcia, guess what?
You
They're
go
SEAL
like,
Team 4.
why am I getting SEAL Team 4 orders? Because those dudes are all doing the Southcom shit,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We got
good shit.
sidetracked.
All right,
Nope,
back
it
to
happens.
RJ.
No.
Back to
No,
it. Back to it.
So Robin Sage, really cool exercise. My team just happened to capture 2 kids, high school kids they lived up in
Capture.
Yeah. No, they literally would see a patrol go out, and so I guess we sent a couple patrols out, and they thought a unit left the area. So what they would do is go and look for MREs and hammocks and stuff that the guys would leave behind from the 82nd or wherever, and they would like scavenge it all, take it to like a what do they call the stores that sell
Army
military
surplus?
gear?
Yeah.
Army
Yeah,
surplus store.
Ranger Joe's.
Yeah,
There you go.
all those stores, and they were big in
G.I.
North Carolina.
Joe's. Army
Rangers.
Service,
Those
yeah.
kids would clean up, but they looked like they were in the 82nd because they were in gear, so they would kind of blend in. And if anyone caught them, they were like, "Oh, our unit's over the ridge, so we'll see. Sorry, we thought you guys were gone."
So were they part of the civilian Up 4? Or
No.
were they just
They're just
ragamuffins?
Scrappers, dude.
happened
Yeah.
to be there.
No shit.
So-
Scrappers.
So our defended area, like our security grabbed them, and we brought them into the center, and we figured out real quick they were really high school kids. They weren't in the 82nd. They were not part of the scenario.
Yeah.
How'd
And
you figure that out?
Our instructor was. Well, I was the medic, so no, I'm just kidding. No, I was an 18 Alpha, so I was standing there with the instructor, and he's like, "So what do you guys want to do?" And I was like, "Oh shit, we can do whatever we want." He goes, "Yeah," and I said, "All right.
Whatever we want.
So how did you guys get here?" And they were like, "Well, our pickup truck is over here," and I was like, "Show me on the map."
Dude.
They were like,
This
I was
is,
like, "Oh my god."
you're a G.
give us a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally, our mission after, because we had just established a patrol base, we were sending out patrols to make sure it stayed secure while we were getting ready to do our mission. And our mission was to survey a bunch of bridges and determine how we could destroy them. So our demo guy would go on every recce and do all the math on that. And but basically, we just rotated who was going out in which bridge and whatever. So we split up our Charlies, and we had 2 patrols out every time while we were keeping our
Your
patrol
Charlies
base
are
open.
like your engineering guys.
Engineers.
Yeah.
Right. So there are demolition guys and engineers. So they can build a bridge, but they can also blow it up. And our mission was to go.
Sappers.
They basically was like, do recce's on these 6 bridges. So we got these kids, and I was like, oh my god.
You're so
So-
smart.
They were like,
Perfect.
so we took everybody on the team and figured out who looked more like a civilian. And I was 18, and my hair kind of looked like it does now. And so they're like, you're definitely going. You look like you're still in high school, but you gotta have a backstory. So and so the instructor was an 18 Fox, which is a more advanced in the 18 series. That's the position you get. It's the intel position on the operational detachment, and you have to be good at that job in order to get a team as a team sergeant. So that's the 18 Fox is the position right before the team sergeant.
So the instructor was they were okay with you guys doing this?
Didn't give a
That's
fuck.
cool. Man.
It was
That's
really
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's what you do. You
That's
get
what you
behind
would do,
lines
yeah.
and use resources any way you see
And this
fit."
is
Yeah.
this is like such a hat tip to the Green Berets and to your point, like thinking outside the box.
Yeah,
And
for
utilizing your resources. And like, dude, these are just 2 retards trying to like pillage your fucking your base.
They're just trying to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Trade
you're
your
like,
MREs,
no,
buddy."
now you're our bitch.
Yeah.
And then it's like, thanks for the fucking Hilux.
Literally, these kids were so cool, and they actually wanted to join the military after high school. So
I was
they
going
were
to say, they
just-
were probably fired up by
they
this.
were so pumped.
Yeah.
So
So
these
anyways-
guys that are like your 18 Fox guy.
Yeah.
Or who?
Intel. Yeah.
So
So we didn't have one going
no, but
through the
he's
Q
so
course.
these guys
but
like
our
your, what we
instructor-
call a land grader. So we have like
Yes.
a cadre guy. He just kind of he's not supposed to interfere.
Right.
He's just kind of like
You're just taking notes.
shadowing.
Right.
That's what they do. They're-
But little different things are going to happen in the field, and he makes the call.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, nope,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
year and air.
Please
So-
don't blow up that pipeline.
Yeah. Literally, so because of this scenario, and our instructor was cool as shit. I can't remember his name still, but I can picture him perfectly. Anyways, 2 of us went with these kids to their pickup truck, went to their house, cleaned up. Like I cut off a pair of BDUs
Holy
and,
shit.
and wore like flip flops, and I borrowed one of their T-shirts, and my buddy did too. So we went to all 6 bridges, measurements, everything, and there's no op 4 on
Straight
these
to the
things.
bar.
So there's no op
Like, we
4
never saw 'em again.
guarding these bridges because we're not supposed to be there for another day
Right.
because it takes forever.
Yeah.
to
But now
help
you got
out
wheels. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
we
Th-
do
this
it-
completely explains your career.
there.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So
no
anyways,
shit.
we put all this intel together, and we did photos. Like we're out there doing a photo shoot. Like we're measuring with tape. Like we are just shameless. Like we're just
Taking selfies.
yeah, it's pretty bad. So we take all this back. We develop the film in the field because that's part of it, right?
No shit.
Yeah, it
All
was
right,
awesome.
so as
It
a
was
photographer,
awesome.
you guys were doing the whole like black bag with the film and like rolling it up,
With the
and then like
fucking thing,
developer.
like ratchet.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, like
it-
turning the.
super old school. Now remember,
Yeah.
this is
Dude, you're such
this
a
is
G.
88, 89 time frame.
I'm
Yeah.
well aware.
Crazy.
We had to do
So
that. too,
anyways,
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
so,
you?
shit-
It's
yeah.
hard, dude.
I
It's
mean,
We
hard.
used to do that shit in SDT. It was like the stupid ratcheting onto
You like
the
hope,
reel.
you hope it
Yeah.
works out because you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
Yeah.
praying to God.
Hopefully none of the shit doesn't stick together. You're like,
Yep.
Good luck.
So we send it all up, and then we get a message back. Our combo guy comes in. Hey, here's the latest traffic. okay, on this day, you guys are going to blow up this bridge. So 3 days later, and they sped ours up a little bit because we got it up there so fast, and they didn't want us just sitting around. So anyways, on the night of our major hit that we were supposed to accomplish before we exfil out of Robin Sage, like, I'm there with the 2 kids, and it's just the 3 of us. And we walk up to the bridge. We're supposed to
came back,
hit.
or they were hanging out on your OP the whole time?
They were hanging out.
No shit.
Off and on. And
They're just camping out with
literally,
you guys.
this is
They're like little Afghani like helpers.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So this is
Dude, that's awesome.
Bring me some
I
vodka.
guess- yeah, this is June, July. Yeah. So they're off for the summer. They're not doing shit. And their parents are just happy that
What a cool story
Yeah.
they got.
Yeah.
No shit.
So, and I'm sure they had a really good time in the military after that experience. But so me and these 2 kids show up on a bridge, and my backstory is I'm dating one of their sisters, and I'm in the Air Force from Pope, and I'm up there for the weekend visiting her, and I'm taking these 2 kids out, and because we heard there was Army guys on this bridge, so we get up there at like 4 or 5. It's broad daylight, and summers it doesn't get dark till like 9:30. We hung out, like we brought them. I can't remember. I think we brought them Gatorade and some snacks or something. And this is a platoon. They've got a Humvee with a 50, and like they're ready to defend this thing.
This is
And
Op
so-
4 that you guys?
It's the Op 4.
No way.
Yeah. So and they're
You guys
funded.
just roll up and be like, hey, guys.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
Hey, we heard there were some other guys. You want
Hopefully
some
we don't get
snacks?
compromised.
Literally, I've got this horrible Southern accent, and I'm like, "Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? We brought y'all snacks.
Oh,
we,
that's
we
awesome.
heard there's Army guys. Like, I'm in the Air Force. I don't know shit about this, but these kids want to join the Army, so I thought I'd bring them up here and check it out.
Schmooze them up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, and so, and I had to, everything was on time, so I didn't have a radio with me to tell them anything. I sent one of the kids in the truck back, and I said, "Hey, this kid's got to get home for dinner. He'll come right back after dinner." He went and reported to our guys, "This is what's there, and here's where everything's at." And he would show them on their map because they had a sketch map of that bridge. So that night before the actual hit, the platoon leader was sound asleep under the 50. There was a guy on the 50, and he was leaned over asleep. And I just took a screwdriver to his throat, and I put my hand over his mouth, and I
You are
said,
compromised.
"You're dead." And the instructor, knowing that guy, like, I looked like I was in high school and I'd probably get my ass kicked, was standing right next to me. And the Op 4 knew the instructor because he briefed them.
Yeah.
This is your mission, and here's the guys that are going to
Wow.
come and get you. So he was standing right there. I take basically a screwdriver across his throat. He wakes up like, "Kid, what the fuck?" And he's whispering because he knows all his guys are asleep too, because our hit isn't supposed to be for another 2 hours. So, because they were
Jesus.
told.
Such a G.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, "Hey, shut your fucking mouth. Or you're dead." And he was like, "What the hell happened to your accent? Who are you?" And the instructor was like, "Hey, look.
Why do I have a condom hanging out of my ass?
Why is my ass sore? Like, what did I wake up to?" No, this wasn't Bud. So.
Touche.
So, yeah.
Touche.
This is
But-
an island.
But dude, needless to say, because I don't want to drag this out any longer, but I had a blast in the key course, and I saw the very best of what those guys, are meant to do in the field. And it wasn't a foreign language and a foreign culture, but it was a taste of, hey, mechanically, this is what it should look like.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
You're gonna have to deal
badass,
with
though.
culture. You're gonna have to deal with language. Aside from that, this is kind of what it looks like.
That is really cool they let you think out of the box like that. Because I know I've tried a few times, and usually the teams are pretty good about letting you think outside the box. But there's been a few times you went like a little too far outside the box. You're like, no, not cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At all.
hookers and blow are
Yeah.
off limits. You cannot do that
Especially the
in
SEAL teams.
Iraq.
It was baking
Yeah.
soda. It's fake. It's
Yeah.
fake cocaine.
It was
Fake
oregano,
cocaine.
I swear.
Yeah.
Not what
but
the
that-
test show,
Yeah,
kids.
that is a good point though, because I remember especially pre 9/11, Admiral we won't go into who was the
Who's in
Commodore
charge?
Group 1, but I remember he gave like this huge speech about us going outside the box and using sea kayaks and commandeering indigenous vessels and
Yeah.
doing shit like that.
Until you actually do it.
Yeah,
So
well,
that's-
then that was the thing. Our first ORE, we wind up in Camp Pendleton, and our extract platform cancels. Our birds, they're like, it's a Friday night. I'm sure fucking HCS 5
Pilots
out of
are
North
drunk.
Islands is all like, fuck you. And so what we're going to do, we're going to commandeer the vehicles on the target. And they come across like, nope, can't do that. You're going to hump back out fucking 16 clicks back to Green
That's
Beach.
fun.
And you're like,
fuck a dog.
fuck you guys, dude.
Dude, I remember there was a time.
High surf advisory. You're like, yeah, fuck you.
We had some little training up in, I think it was Oceanside Harbor or something like that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do this dive, and then we're supposed to bring these cameras in and then pull them out and then take pictures from underneath the dock of this restaurant. So my swim buddy and I
upskirt
dick pics
underneath it.
So my buddy and I had
not
driven
any
up
underwear.
there like the night before and stashed some civilian clothes up there. So we planned. We just went to the dock, de-jocked under the water, got out, got in our civilian clothes, and we're walking like a mile to the place. And we got a ride from somebody who was over there. So we got a ride in there. So we're supposed to take all these sneaky peeky pics, and we're just like, hey, take a picture of us in front of this fucking this target, you know, taking selfies there.
Yeah.
And then we de-jocked, got back in our gear under the pier, and then went out, and it worked perfectly. We had the best pics, but our head shed was like, that's a little too far outside of the box. We're not even going to show training cell. I was like, yeah. But at the time, I was like, oh, that's gay. But now I'm like, I see
you
the
guys
point.
should pat me on the back.
Oh, for sure. And it was, you know.
I put a carabiner in a dry bag in civilian clothes, like, on the pier. Like,
yeah. Well, also,
exactly.
But being a dive soup instructor later, I realized later, I was like, yeah, if anything would have gone wrong, like that could have been a big problem for them as far as like liability and shit. But thankfully, we were. Okay,
but you can't tell me to think outside the box and still give me limits, or left and right limits.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard.
Yeah. That was the same op I was talking about before, where Ranger Malloy was like an E5, and he's got his rucksack and like third world, squat. Like I was like who the fuck is this guy? But yeah, the same fucking op.
You went and got your caches.
Yeah, we cached our shit. We wound up doing our op, and they were like, oh, we're just gonna grab these vehicles and bug out of there. And they're like, nope. And then ultimately it came back to we had our whole isolation, all our support people up in Port Hueneme. They didn't want to cut them out like 2 days early. So we're like, really, motherfuckers? You could have left them in isolation. We would just bug out and, you know.
Yeah.
So we may or may not need to cut this part out. I don't know how much we can talk about, but I got a question for you. Is there or is there not a SEER school that is pretty much that? And I believe that I heard it's in Washington. Like, so there's like CRC and like so on and so forth. But there's one to where like they have a official agreement with like the PD, and you're doing like dead drops and jumping into taxis and running away from paying it and trying to go from A to B and trying to essentially connect information.
Yeah, it's all urban evasion.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Yeah, they have that.
Can we
It's
leave
called
this
Friday
in,
night,
or
dude.
do we need? It's called Friday night.
Well, no, but there's
Friday
some
Night
level
Lights.
of that too, like level 2 and level 3.
Yeah, because I wanted to go to that level, and I heard of it when I went through SEER, and I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
And it's all like starting cars and
literally
like
learning how to
different
jumpstart
locks
cars.
Yeah.
Like you are a menace.
How
like
to
it is
acquire
Rainbow
money.
shit. Yeah,
all
exactly.
of
We were
it.
doing that ASOT 2, ASOT 3, and then
Yeah.
there's the TSO
Yeah.
course, or I think you guys call it SOT A or whatever the fuck. But
No,
is it ASOT?
Yeah, ASOT 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know up in Fort Lewis they were running a
Like
course.
picking
up there
locks is like a 2-week program.
Getting
no,
out
it's
of
fucking badass.
getting out of restraints.
Yeah,
like,
getting out of restraint.
For sure.
Yeah.
See, can anybody just? I want to go to that
No,
course like
because
right now.
I
That
wasn't
sounds
even
fun,
allowed.
And that was the thing in the team.
That's
so
a higher
longest
level
time,
thing.
You it used to be TSO was like all the fucking jailbreaking shit and like breaking into shit and all the fucking computer whiz bang fucking stuff. And for a while they were letting dudes into that before they went to ASOT level 2, trying to like prime the pump.
Yeah.
Because ASOT is traditionally like 2 months, and then you go to level 3, which is fucking even longer. And they're like, well, fuck, let's put these guys through this TSO course, which is it was fucking awesome. They were running the dudes through like O'Neill fucking rally school and
Yeah.
Bondurant and all these fucking badass schools.
You literally learn how to be Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne.
Literally,
yeah.
no, seriously, it fucking was like that shit. And then
Fuck
it got
that.
to a point where
But it
dudes
was
would go
fun.
through TSO, and then they're like, fuck this, I'm not going through ASO. Or level
Yeah, really?
No, the guys are like, I don't want to go to level 2. It's too much paperwork. These dudes are, and they didn't let
Writing
you use a
reports.
computer.
Yeah.
They didn't let you use a computer. You had to fucking handwrite
Everything.
all this shit.
Oh no!
'Cause
Well,
they're like,
also,
typical.
computers are hackable.
Well, military fashion, like, no, you got to fucking longhand, freehand this shit and long form.
And then you got the guy with
fashion
the fucking crayon writing it all out.
Yeah.
I remember it. I was one of it was between me. The teams were going to send the first people to the army school to do that, and it was between me and John. His nickname was Noah
Cock toast
Granola,
toy.
but it was between me and him that were going to go, and he was more mature than me, so we got to go, which is a much better choice, by the way, much better choice. But I heard about it later that the writing on that was fucking insane.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Insane
crazy.
amount
Yeah.
of writing.
Have
Yeah.
you been through that course?
The reason why the writing is so long is because you are contingency planning the hell out of it. Because
So
as
it's
a
full pace.
singleton or a double,
What's a primary,
anything could
alternate,
go wrong.
contingent, emergency?
anything could go wrong.
Yeah,
Mm.
So what do you do if this goes wrong?
Yeah.
Then that cascades all the way down.
yeah.
Okay, what about this? The
For
path?
every single spot
Oh,
and
yeah.
every single thing.
It's brutal.
Ooh.
Dude,
and I,
that
and
turns
to be
into
clear,
a book.
Full disclosure, I've never been to any of the ASOC courses, but I've worked a lot with those guys.
Yeah.
And then the culmination course for the military is to actually get to go to some of the agency training, to
Okay.
the long course.
Okay.
Like that's the pinnacle of all these.
Can we
different
leave
courses.
all of this in the cast?
Yeah, that's all
Okay.
open source.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure.
But yeah, no, it's
'Cause I'm like,
it's pretty amazing.
it
it's cool.
is.
I kind of want to find a civilian school that does that and just go learn
There
all
ain't
that
one.
shit, dude.
There ain't one
Be
because
fun.
you need government assets.
Yeah.
Might be called
Yeah.
prison.
Well, that's where you go if
You
you
learn
fuck
a
up
lot
in the
there,
civilian course.
for sure.
yeah, that's true. You fuck up the civilian.
Yeah,
course,
if you
go-
fuck up in the civilian
you
course,
go to
that's
the
where you go.
advanced
You go to
course.
prison
Yeah.
because there ain't no one backing you.
Well, no, for a while, dude, they were sending team guys and they were doing these FTXs that were fucking just
Shady as shit.
bad. No, they were. I mean, yeah, they were. I
They're
mean, like,
shady.
if you get rolled up by the fucking PD, like you're supposed to fucking give them this
you are. Yeah.
dossier of shit,
But they have a
and they were
have an
rolling dudes
agreement.
up because obviously, I mean, dude, you're surveilling people, you're fucking breaking fucking tails and doing all this fucked
Dude,
up
you're
shit.
picking
and-
locks to like
Yeah,
apartments.
you're breaking into
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
buildings.
Yeah,
You're literally committing felonies because you're
on
armed.
multiple.
Oh, great. Fucking breaking and entering, and you're fucking carrying concealed.
Oh, you're
without a
federally
CC dog.
fucked.
Oh, you're
Yeah, you're
fucked, bro.
federally fucked.
Going to a federal
Yeah.
pound me in the ass prison,
All right, so let's redirect all this.
Speaking of pounding in the ass, RJ.
So, RJ, you graduated from the GB pipeline, SFAS.
Yeah, so that's
Now
the
what?
key course. I go right into SODIC. Each SODIC class or the special operations target interdiction course, each class has 30 slots. When I went through, the diagnostic shoot was on day one. So you had all these guys flying in from all the different groups. We had guys in from Japan, Germany, Panama,
Americans?
just all over the world. Yeah, like from all the special forces,
From
All the
Yes, sir.
commands and shit.
all the different
Oh, that's
Ranger
cool.
battalions.
Yeah.
Holy
we had-
fuck.
We had 2 Navy SEALs and we had 2 PJs or pararescuemen from the Air Force, and they came from the schoolhouse, and I ended up running one into one later, which is another story. But anyways, we had a pretty cool class, and I learned real quickly. I was like, oh my god, I didn't recycle. Like all these guys are in the Q course. You don't wear patches, you don't wear
Yeah,
rank,
yeah.
you don't wear anything. All these like Budweiser badge, like triple stacked, and for the SF guys, and then the Ranger Battalion guys, they had their scroll and their tab over that, and I was like, where am I? And they taught us how to basically it was a class on the M14 right away, and all my guys after Robin Sage, after we finally got released at 2 a.m, drank their face off because they graduated. I drank my face off because I didn't graduate. I thought I was getting recycled. So I'm like coming out of this kind of haze going, I'm in a like,
Big
are
dick
we?
pipeline.
So right before I go up to the line to shoot the first part of the diagnostic shoot, a guy from 3rd Ranger Battalion, Harris, he was a very senior specialist. I think he had just gotten busted. and he got to go to the course anyway. Yeah, he was
Like, well, we got to send him somewhere.
Yeah.
No, he's a big country boy, and he was a great shot. Like him and another guy, Swedberg.
I love how you
but
remember this.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally.
shit.
Well, it was just a cool
Pretty
It was
memorable.
only
time in my
50
life.
years ago.
It was literally a cool time in my life where I'm at a course that I should not be at as a kid who just turned 21. I hadn't even been to my team, and now I'm in a sniper instructor course. I
pretty
remembered
cool.
as much as I
Yeah.
could. 'Cause
Yeah, I
it was
bet.
cool.
Yeah,
It was a
pretty
cool experience for
impressionable.
me.
Shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're one of the 30 slots? Or
Yeah.
you? Okay,
Yeah.
dude, that is fucking
so
badass.
so
bro.
literally, I walk up to this guy Harris, and I was like, "Hey, it's been a while since I've shot. Like, the 4 principles of shooting. Like, he goes, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, "I am not drunk." And he goes, "I smell you. You've been drinking." And I was like, "Look, I just got out of the queue.
Shut the fuck up, nerd!
No,
You're gonna blow my cover.
I was the second lieutenant, and I was not saying that to anybody. But anyways, he was like, "Oh my God, you're a freaking moron." But because I had done what I had done that night, and in the morning, I was super relaxed,
Yeah.
and that is the only reason why I probably passed that, because I'm not a.
Cool, calm,
I hadn't
collected.
been through a couple of sniper courses, and I was ready for that mentally or physically. I wasn't at all.
Yeah.
But you
and
had
I just
shot
relaxed.
before, obviously.
I had shot before. I just relaxed, and I really focused on those 4 principles of shooting.
Marksmanship.
And I just really focused on that crystal clear front sight.
Front sight
and
focus.
because
Front side.
the first part of the
breathing.
diagnostic shoot
trigger.
is 6 targets. You didn't zero your weapon. They don't care where it was. Those 3 shots will be within an inch. And they had a protractor, a triangular protractor.
So you
with
need
an
1
inch
MOA.
hole. If that paper falls out of that,
Where you
that
shoot
target
from?
doesn't count. 25.
25?
Yeah, 25, and those things
Oh,
have
that
to be
shouldn't
on
be
top
fucking
of
hard.
each other.
I
Not with
was,
an
I was
M14.
thinking it's 1 MOA.
Not with an M14. So then,
Oh, yeah.
right between that and the rest of the
So
course,
the holes should just be touching, right?
almost, literally,
Yeah.
almost, yeah.
literally.
Should.
So,
If the barrels are good.
anyways,
Yeah.
the NCOIC was an E8, and he was really pissed off at me because I was the second lieutenant in his creme de la creme course.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, this regulation states, I'm sorry you have a slot. You shouldn't. You have to be a captain." And thank God, man, this really cool, the OIC of Sephardic, Sodic, and SOT, that all fell under one company.
The OIC.
So there was an
OC,
NCO,
like a
there,
major.
there was an NCOIC of each of the committees.
Yeah.
This E8, I can still picture him, but subconsciously I think I forgot his name because he was such an asshole. The officer walks up, and he was a very senior captain about to make major, and he was super cool. And he goes, "Well, now hold on a second. This kid just passed this. We just lost like 8 guys. And that's out of 30. So
Lose your
I'll
big
tell you
dick.
what,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no way
Put
he's
this in your mouth till the swelling goes down. Fucking
So he goes,
sergeant.
yeah. Well, and the guy's an E8, so, and he's a captain.
First
Yeah.
sergeant.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, anyways, he basically says, he goes, "I'll tell you what, there's no way this kid," and he's pointing, like, "I'm standing right here, dude. I have to
You're
point my
like this
kid."
guy over
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
It's
Him.
captain
Yeah.
or lieutenant.
Yeah, he goes, "Listen, there's no way this kid's going to graduate, like, past the rest of the diagnostic shoot. Do you agree?" And he goes, "Well, I can't believe he passed this part of it." And look at him. And he goes, "Well, I'll tell you what. Let's let him shoot the rest of the day because he's here, whatever. And if he passes, I'll talk to the old guy and see if we can get a waiver. If he doesn't, done." And he goes, "Fine, sir.
By the way,
whatever."
he smells like fucking whiskey. You're like,
Good.
dude, that should be like a fucking feather in the cap right there.
Yeah, no
You'd be
shit,
like,
right?
That's probably why he spoke up for me. But anyways, so we go to the 400-yard line and then the 600-yard line. And I passed all that. So from 30 guys, we went to 19,
Wow.
like that day.
That day.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And we end up graduating 5 with category 1.
No shit. Dang.
And that was the first class they let guys stay in if they failed one event.
Yeah.
If they failed one event and they wanted to continue training for the training, because
Is there
that's
like
why
a
they're there.
G2?
So there was a category 1 sniper instructor or category 2
Okay.
basic sniper.
Yeah.
So for the training, everyone wanted to stay.
Right.
And
And
then
you hadn't even been through fucking sniper school.
No.
And this is the sniper instructor
Jesus,
school.
titty
Wow.
fucking Christ, dude.
I want to call you daddy.
No shit, dude. Fuck.
well, I'm old enough. Are you? Probably
Actually, you're older than my stepdad.
well, there you go. There you go.
Where were you in
You're welcome.
1989?
No,
Was
so
two.
very, very lucky to attend that course and extremely lucky to graduate. There was a guy named Steve White who ended up as one of the best snipers at SEAL Team 6. And we kept missing
Is
each
it
other.
Steve White?
Steve White, kind of a short, stockier guy. But anyways, he won one SEAL, 2 Rangers, and 1 SF guy and me, and we were the 5 that graduated.
That's wow.
The SF guy, God, Searcy. Sergeant Searcy graduated, became a legend at group, goes on to Delta, runs their whole sniper program eventually, and retires. And he creates a Tiger Swan training group.
I know Tiger Swan.
Yeah. So he's one of the founders. of
No
that. Yeah,
fucking
he was
way.
awesome.
Damn.
All those
Jeez.
guys were really cool.
That's
Oh, shit.
unreal.
I ran into a Halo instructor later named Emus. He was in my course. He was the one that taught me actually stalking. Like I got nailed the first time I went
Did
out
you?
on stalking, like during the practices.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Stalking's
he goes,
the biggest equalizer.
yeah. He literally was the guy who was like, "Hey, can you see them?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, then they can see you. Like,
Yeah.
just have something
so
between you
true.
and them."
Yeah.
He goes, "I know
Get
it
that
sounds
dead space.
simple. I know it sounds simple, but look for anything that will put something between you and them, and it's that easy."
Stack trees.
So I did.
Yeah, I failed stalking my first time through sniper school too. Shooting was okay, but
Well,
stalking.
Yeah.
I
Fuck,
also
man.
like.
We're stalking in
You guys
fucking
are stalking
desert.
in
I failed
Ireland.
one.
Yeah.
Never failed another one.
Like a fucking bowling alley. You're like,
So my
Well,
funny
there's nothing
stalking
there.
story is I was going through sniper school, and we're going in, right, and we have our FFP, which is like your final firing point, and then there's a bunch of the cadre in the back of a 5-ton, with the cards and also binos, and they're looking for us the entire
Scanning.
time,
And you got walkers.
and walkers.
Yeah.
Right, and so I'm like low crawling, and I'm going and like dragging my bag, between my dick, and I come up on this massive like elk antler, and like the shed, and I was like, that's dope, and I'm like,
Tied to the
and
bag.
like it was always my goal to be a sniper. Like it was my dream,
Mhm.
and now I'm at this stalking lane, and now I have this elk antler in front of me, which is like this fucking big
Oh,
and like
yeah.
white. And I'm like, I'm making a fucking knife handle out of this thing. So I was like, all right, I'm going to remember what this is, right? Because if I can
Geotag it.
if I can infill appropriately and get away with it, this is going to be my exfil point too.
And I'll grab it on the way out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll grab it on the way out.
Yeah.
And so I go in, I make my shot, and like, no salad, I'm doing it right. And so salad is like, your gun is like so ridden with like vegetation and rubber bands, and like you guys know this, right?
Yeah.
But for the audience, and so like you're putting all of your current vegetation, brush, and everything, and like you're getting in like your position, and you still have to dial in the dope, right? And so you're ranging and doing all this stuff, and so I'm come through
With
and
like mil dots and shit too.
Yeah.
You're not ranging this shit.
no,
out.
there ain't fucking no trimmer,
Yeah.
and they ain't a rangefinder.
Yeah.
And so
For
the
the
problem
audience.
is like I'm burning through brush, like burning through it, like with the scope. And burning through brush means like I'm looking through like sticks and like all these things, but I still need to make sure that my bullet's gonna fucking hit the point. So I take my shot with the blank, and then the walker comes over and like throws up the stick, and they try to walk him onto me. And if you're not within this like yardstick, you're fine. And so they couldn't walk him onto me, and they're like, all right, throw up a letter or a number. And it was white on black, and you have the option in sniper school to like flip it. And so it's either white on black or black and white with a letter number combo. And with the first one, I could not fucking, I'm like,
Like how big are these cards?
probably
Yeah, like
8, 10
8.5
inches.
by 11.
How far out are you? And you're
I-
looking through a scope, but just
yeah,
about-
I remember
you're as
it.
close as you can get.
I was at 495.
Okay.
Holy shit!
And
That's-
and
and
the
they give
F-
you a minimum and maximum typically.
Ours are
Less-
180
gotta
to
be within.
220. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at 495, and I think the FFP was like 300, and so I could have gone up there, but there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't identify it. And I'm like, flip. And so he comes with the radio and he's like, sniper requests a flip. And so he flips and immediately I can read it. And I'm like, wow,
Nice.
didn't know that was going to make
Just
a difference.
popped in your scope.
Yeah, and I was like, boom, sniper identifies alpha, roger alpha. All right, you're good to go. And the instructor's like, hey, what's your
You're
number?
like, yeah! Woo!
Oh, dude, no,
I
I
still
was.
gotta get out of here.
I was fired up. And then,
fuck yeah,
and
dude.
then I was good
It
to
feels
go.
so great when they're like,
It does, until you pick up a fucking antler. So then, like, I pack my bag, I put it in my drag bag and everything, and I'm like, connect like the
and
carabiner and
and
my
by
thing.
packing your shit, you're like
no,
6
dude, like
inches
you're
off the
like
ground.
moving over because now they know that like a sniper's within 10 feet
Yeah.
of the
A
walker.
walker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like, dude, they're burning that shit up. They're looking for
Wait,
any
you guys
sign of
will
movement.
still have to exfil after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we still
just
had to go back
packed
to
our
our
shit up and
ORP.
left, dude.
No,
dude,
no.
no.
We still had to go
Not
back to our
all of them.
ORP.
You had to exfil in some of those.
So I pack
Yeah.
everything up, and like I'm looking, and like there's all this like mush down grass. I'm like, all right, that's my avenue, and like I'm going through this, and I'm fucking like literally sniper crawling,
Snaking through it. Yeah.
and like I'm sniper crawling for probably a good like 200, 300 meters until I
That's the
get
worst.
like past like there was a good like tree stack that I stacked in between like the guys that were burning me up and me, and so now I'm good to go. And I'm like, all right. So now I'm like low crawling, and then I'm like antler, and I fucking
Nobody will see this.
I take a fucking hair tie and like put it on top of my molly, like on my drag bag or like my sniper net, and I just keep on going, dude. I'm like I can see the ORP like right here over this hill. I'm 2,000 meters away, and all of a sudden I hear freeze. And I'm like, this faggot ain't talking about me. I'm 2,000 meters away.
Yeah.
And dude, and then the cadre on the radio, like they're all looking for the guys that are like trying to make their shot. I
Within
like look,
300.
dude. I
Yeah.
look back and I see this sniper cadre
Is he,
running
like,
1,000
pointing?
meters towards me,
It's like
You're
fucking-
like, cut it away.
and like
cut
they
it
call it
away.
like turkey neck, and I'm like, no, not me, not me, not me. And like, dude, it took him like 3 minutes to like sprint over to me, and he's like,
Sniper Javine.
"What the fuck?" He's like, "What's your roster number?" I was like, 2.
3.
And he's like 2, and he's like, "You fucking passed, and now you got caught." And so I ended up talking to the sniper cadre, and he's like, "The only reason we found you is we saw an antler moving up a hill. We didn't see you, but we saw a white antler." And I'm like, God damn it, dude. So the very next day, I went through the same position, the same
Retest.
avenue, didn't pick up a fucking antler.
Did you get to keep the antler at least?
No, dude, it was bad luck, dude. And I'm so kind of like superstitious, and like I gave it to like one of my other guys.
The cadre is like, oh, well, I'm going to make a knife handle.
No, so actually, I gave
Totally.
it to one of my younger snipers, and he fucking zip tied it on top of like it was like 84 4Runner. So now he just had this big white antler driving
Nice.
around.
Nice.
But like I didn't want to touch it, and so the next day I literally ran the same path, and then I passed. But I
Dude.
failed G1.
I have
Yeah,
a-
I'll tell you, like, for your audience,
Hmm.
I don't think they know how crazy that whole process is. So I remember in Sodic when they were, so after you make your shot, they're like, where the fuck? Like, and of course the walkers, they hear it and they see you at a different angle. So
Yeah.
they know.
they can see you. Yeah.
They can see you. The guys on the target can't. So anyways, they walk within 30. They're like, I'm within 30. And the whole, and you see all the cadre up there on, with scopes and
oh,
everything.
yeah.
And they're all
Binos,
lined
like
up. They
50
can't wait
power,
to
too.
smoke your
No, they're
ass.
only allowed to use 10 power.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Ours said like
So-
50 power.
Oh, dude, our guys are like fucking,
Spotting scopes, dude.
like a fucking.
Telescopes.
Well,
Yeah,
they
no.
got a 50 power, and you're at between 180 and 200. They're like staring in your eyeball.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit, dude. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was
retinal
fucked up.
exam.
In the desert.
sniper
They're
identifies blue eyes.
Like,
So,
oh
like-
shit, I'm picking up a piece of fucking 550 cord.
Yeah.
You're like, well, no fucking shit, asshole. Use a 50 power scope.
So the main instructor's like, okay, keep moving. So now he starts moving towards you. So within 30, he goes to 20. So now they know line of like movement.
Yeah.
So now they're really just torching that area with their glass. Nope, keep moving, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, so the walker will tell them?
No, so
The
like the
walker-
walker
the way
goes
he
around with a
moves.
yardstick, and like I said, it's like 3 feet, and they're like sniper at your feet, and if he can't touch you with the yardstick, like you're
okay.
good to go.
Yeah.
So
you're
were the
good.
walkers cool? Because some of ours
The
were
walkers,
awesome.
the walkers are the
would,
best.
They would
well,
come
at
up to
least
you and
mine
be like,
was.
they'd be like, "Don't fucking move." They'd like step on your back and like just keep walking.
No, that's a
Fuck.
good move though.
Yeah,
That is a
yeah,
cool
yeah,
walker.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a
And you had
good
other
walker.
guy,
walker.
and you had other guys who are literally like fucking like
Yeah, like walking.
You're like, oh,
totally.
thanks,
like
you
pointers.
fucking cock.
Yeah, no. If a walker steps on your back, like, dude, that's a walker hooking you
Yeah.
up.
They're
Yeah,
good, dude.
for sure.
Or I remember one time I was doing one where a dude like stepped right on my fucking hand. I think it was Matt Heinen, dude. Who's like
He's a big
heavier
dude,
than
too,
me,
yeah.
dude. I'm all like, oh, you're like, don't move. I'm like,
Don't
you
move,
fucking
fucker.
prick.
So, anyways, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, so now he's right there, and if they can't see you, they're like, continue. He puts his hand on your head
Yeah,
and grabs it like a basketball. They're like, nope.
like the gimp.
Tell him, and so they'll be like, you're clear, stand up. And so the walker stands up and he goes, tell him to take his second shot. Yeah,
Nice,
dude.
Nice.
So they're
Yeah.
staring at you.
yeah.
And
if
then now you
anything
gotta-
moves, if anything moves from your second shot, you're
You're
done.
fucked.
And you've
Yeah.
already there's bolt actions. You've already chambered the next one.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
And like, and that's another thing. The snipers is like, you'll see a lot of guys that are like, douche, and just like kind of watch, wait, fucking do whatever. But like, dude, in the snipers, it's like douche, rack another.
Yeah,
one. Like
right
because you
away.
need a follow up.
yeah.
And this whole one shot, one kill shit's fucking gay.
Well, the other thing too is putting something underneath your fucking muzzle path too, because dude, the fucking
The
at least in the
dust.
desert.
And so
it's like
that's
fucking-
that's what we call
Yeah.
salad,
Yeah.
right? And so like there was a lot of times
Or
like in
shit
the
blowing
desert,
off your barrel.
like you would take your canteen and put water in front of your muzzle.
Yeah.
And in order to like not get the dust to kick up, and then also making sure that the vegetation is not going to fucking explode. That's what I call like
Yeah.
that's what we call salad.
100%, Yeah.
So my first time through sniper school, I failed stalking like horribly bad.
Everybody
I remember.
does.
I'll make this story short, but dude, you remember Chad Clement, the Team One?
Yeah.
So he was going through sniper
He
school.
retires like a warrant or something.
I don't know. He when I checked in after getting kicked out of jump school, he was the guy who checked
Because I'm
in.
pretty sure Chad.
He was not happy
The
about
whole
it.
Chad Clement story was from Ivan saying Chad. I think it was the same Chad story. Where, anyways, continue.
Oh, wait. So so this
Way
is
to
how I
hijack
did
that,
not.
Dick.
Yeah. Right.
So I got sniper school as a new guy before I was even in platoon. I actually got my bird in sniper school.
Oh wow.
What?
No
Which is kind
way.
of rare because somebody got in trouble, so it fell down to this other guy, but he couldn't go, so it was like
They had to
landed
fill
on
the
me.
slot.
They're like, "Hey, you're going to sniper
Well, dude,
school."
that was like Mo.
Yeah, same.
Same shit.
So I got to go, but I had all these tools, but I didn't know how to use them, and I did not. Shooting was okay because I just listened to it and I did it, but I did not understand like dead space and all the shit. So
Right.
I'm trying to. So the way that we were doing it, we had about 1,200, 2,000 yards, and the OP is generally this direction.
Yeah.
And you'd have to find it and then pick a path there. Well, I didn't know that. I would just start like low crawling from
Just
2,000
point to
yards out,
point.
you know?
Yeah.
I had no idea how to do this shit. So I'd go this direction. I remember I've been low crawling for like 600 yards, dude, just in the middle of the desert, hot, sweaty, disgusting, dragging this bag. And I see Chad Clement just got his drag bag over his shoulder, walking. He's just bebopping, walking.
right past.
And he's
you,
like 3 feet from me, bro. I'm like, how the fuck are you doing this? He's like, bro, I just found some dead space. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this so
Yeah.
fucking wrong,
What's
dude.
this dead space you speak of?
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
first time I was doing all the veg fan and everything, and it obviously didn't work because I failed. But God, what was Master Chief Crampton?
Yeah, Mark Crampton.
Badass guy.
Yeah,
man.
rest in peace.
Yeah,
Good dude. He
good
put me
dude.
through.
Yeah, he was fantastic, dude. So he used to wear a white cowboy hat, which saved
Yeah.
everybody.
See that motherfucker
Dude, that's what you could see.
everywhere.
You
You're
can see
like-
him everywhere.
Yes, that's the first thing you'd pick out. So after I failed, he was super awesome. He let me go on the OP, so I got to see it from his perspective. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
That's
I was
why.
missing this entire
Yeah.
thing. I just didn't
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, Crampton was awesome.
he was
by the way.
he was badass.
So then you
man.
understood
He helped me out a lot.
stacking.
So well, they ended up figuring out dead space, but also the veg fan thing was super. Like it's a lot. It's very time consuming, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the second time I went through, like a year or two after my first platoon, I got the chance to go back through stalking again, and we just used Realtree, and it's fucking amazing. You could literally roll up in a fucking bowling alley, and we just would put like a rubber band around the crown of the gun, and just drape yourself in Realtree. Couldn't see shit. You eating no veg, no nothing,
Wow.
and the scope would just burn right through it, and they wouldn't see anything. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable how good that
Realtree,
stuff
eh?
worked. Yeah.
Well, I know for a while dudes were using the fucking umbrella technique, the fan.
Oh, I didn't know. What's the umbrella
Oh
technique?
fuck, dude.
Oh.
This is after I went through, but one of the guys who came through after me, he basically took a fucking umbrella and he
Covered
ripped-
it in Realtree.
No, he ripped the bottom. I mean, it's basically a fucking
Just
fan.
net. Just net.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And he had
then
this
burned through
fucking
it.
umbrella. He ripped off the bottom 180, bottom half of this fucking umbrella. And yeah, he had it on a fucking stick, so he could push it out as far as he needed to.
Rubber banded to
Get
his
outta
barrel.
here.
Yeah, and he was,
What the-
dude, he's
Wow.
putting all this fucking netting and shit on it. So he would push up, but then he got busted for not a clear bullet path.
Oh yeah.
So they would see him.
I mean,
'cause
it
you're
checks
shooting-
out.
Well, you're shooting a blank,
Mm.
so they're like,
blowing the whole thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, he would shoot it, and we're like, yeah, I don't see anything.
No solid, no nothing.
Yeah.
However, it's going to deviate the bullet
Yeah.
and not hit the target.
Yeah,
which
they
is
would
why
go
you
up
got to
there and be
fail.
like, dude, there's no fucking way you can shoot through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
When I-
9 times out of 10, he fucking passed until, because they wouldn't always ask for a fucking clear bullet path,
Mm.
which that was the one thing, like when I went through, it was, at least the SEAL sniper school was wasn't in its infancy. I mean, this was like 98.
Just before or after fucking Dickwad Brandon Webb?
oh, way, way, way before.
Way
This
before.
is 98.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. This motherfucker probably went through it.
Yeah, I went through 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brandon
Webb claimed
was-
that he was Kyle's sniper instructor, so I don't know what year that was.
Well, Chris Kyle probably didn't even go to boot camp till like, I think with the story, he
Probably
didn't go to boot
01?
camp in like 2001 or
It
something.
was 2001. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this was, I mean,
Because
2,
he was
3
in
years
Ramadi
before,
with me.
but Brandon Webb, I don't even think went through,
He's full of
I
shit.
don't know what class he was in. He wasn't
I don't know.
I don't know either. Nor
early.
does it matter.
Was he part of that Discovery Channel shit or whatever?
234?
No, he wasn't part of that.
Was he
And-
prior to that?
He was after that, I think.
So
well, I don't know. I mean, he's an older dude. Like, I mean,
Anyway, fuck that guy.
yeah.
I think he's older because he spent
Literally.
time in the fleet.
Before going to bed.
Yeah.
But real tree, the blank would blow a path through the real tree,
Yeah.
and so your bullet path was clear after that,
Yeah.
so you'd be able to nail it. It was a game changer.
Wow,
It was so easy.
that's cool.
Yeah, well, I went through the second time with Andy Stumpf too, but Andy,
Dude, Andy's fucking squared the fuck
dude,
away.
he's
dude.
so fucking good. I went through and it was me and him.
He's another guy we need to have on the show.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, dude,
I've already
fine.
talked about.
Yeah.
it. He's
What do you
down
do
You
here.
know Andy?
Yeah, I don't know him. I just know he needs to be on your
Dude,
show.
he's-
Would he
he's
do
a
it?
G, man? Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sure he
I've
would.
talked to him, but he's totally down.
I think he's in like Montana or something, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask him next time he's coming down to San
Kalispell.
Diego.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
it was me and him in sniper school, and he's so fucking tactically gifted,
Yeah.
unbelievable. So it was his first time through, and I was my second time through, and I was like crushing it. He was the only guy I couldn't beat, and he was like just
Nice.
he just something
Just one of those
so
guys.
naturally
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
He's incredible, man. I was like, you
Yeah,
motherfucker.
he's the one of the guys that's like first time every time,
yeah.
Yeah.
and even like as like a new guy, like people
Mhm.
are like, what, dude?
I heard that
Who the
about.
fuck are you?
I heard
Like,
that
Yeah.
about
Jason Bourne?
Stumpf and
Where were you before
Bissonette.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some guys are like that, man.
Is
It's
that what
dope.
you say, Nick?
I said I heard that about Stumpf and Bissonette.
Mm.
Oh, Bisso. Yeah,
Um,
Bisso's a good dude.
I
He's
I
another
heard.
guy we should have on the
I
show.
heard
Lot-
Biss was like fucking dialed.
A lot of those guys at 6 are like that.
Well, you
naturally
kind of
gifted.
have to be.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's why I didn't go.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. If Emus hadn't said that after our first stalking exercise, I would have been in the same boat as you.
Yeah, you pick up what you need
That
to
was
pick
awesome.
up.
I never got crushed after that again. So
All
that
right,
was
all right,
cool.
back to RJ.
Let's
Yeah.
take a
Sidetracks.
piss.
Good call.
Take
Yeah.
a break. Take a piss. Yeah. Thanks
No.
for being on, RJ. Fucking awesome, man.
Literally,
Like,
thanks for having me. I
literally
really
haven't
appreciate
seen
it.
you since 2021, maybe.
Spain, right?
Yeah.
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 So how did you guys meet? Because this is a good story
This is a good story. So,
It's a glory hole. somewhere?
with Kevin. Fucking
so
It was
it
a
starts at the
refrigerator
gas
box.
station.
Refrigerator box.
starts at a gas station with a big gulp.
Starts harmlessly enough.
Slim
However,
Jim.
no, literally, I get a call from a stunt coordinator friend of mine who drags me onto all sorts of shows. He's
Tommy,
amazing guy.
good dude.
Tommy Struthers.
You should name drop the shows.
Australian. He is awesome.
Yeah.
He's
You
really
run Dunkirk with him. What else?
Inception before
Inception.
that. Terminator, Salvation before that.
These are all movies that you've worked on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So, anyways, I get a call from him, and he goes, "Hey, I want you, and I want you to assemble a maritime team, and I want all these guys to have and he's really funny. Like I said, he's from
Every other
Australia.
word is mate.
Mate,
Hey, mate.
I need. He goes, hey, I want a team of guys, so you and a couple other guys with your background. I was like, what do you mean my background? He goes, Well, I want him to be
homosexual.
Soft hands.
Gay,
He wasn't in the
soft
Navy.
hands, small feet, like all of it.
He wasn't in the Navy.
Good hair, all that. No, so he said, I need SOCOM backgrounds, agency, maritime, and I said,
Wow,
God,
cool.
anything else that's super specific?
Yeah.
Like, can you be
Left
more
hand.
specific?
Yeah, where's the you're welcome?
Yeah,
They better be left-handed, and they have to be amputees. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like,
Jesus, Tom.
I only have
I want
about
circumcised, too.
37 people that could possibly do that.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, he calls me up, and I'm sitting in a Force Blue room. So, Force Blue is a nonprofit. We do marine conservation projects. He calls me. We're doing a turtle project down in Big Pine Key, just north of Key West. I'm in a room with Jeff Gum, Kaj Larson,
Gummer,
And Kaz.
fucking gosh,
Rudy
dude.
Reyes,
It's good
Those
crew,
are
man.
all three motherfuckers that need to come and be on this show, dude.
Absolutely.
And they're all
For
three
sure.
guys that wear shorts that are way too short.
well, you can
Sure.
talk to
Because
Jeff
of
about
Jeff.
that. Jeff, yeah.
The
Yeah,
fucking
because of
Sunga
Jeff.
Life, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They're one of
anyways,
our clients. They're in the back there, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they
Jeff,
back there tied up?
Jeff's awesome.
Wait, do you
They're
have
waiting.
his shorts?
Yeah, I have his shorts in the warehouse.
You need to
Dude.
put those on Kevin.
Literally,
Oh, dude.
literally, and I'll say this right now, not just for Jeff, but for everyone out there. Their board shorts, amazing.
They're
Yeah.
dope, man.
Like,
He makes good
they're-
stuff.
They're not down to your knee. They're like workout shorts.
Yeah.
They're not the UDT Huggies, like no
Or
bubble
Ranger
gum.
panties.
Yeah, they're none of that.
Silkies.
Just past that line,
Mhm.
No.
perfect.
So good
They're-
solid 8 inches.
The Ranger board shorts, the Force Blue board shorts, and the plain black board shorts. And Brigands Co., one of my
Ooh.
companies out of New Smyrna Beach, we collabed with them for our Brigands Co. board shorts. Dude, I put those shorts on that I'd had for almost 10 years and did a race in Scotland. It was 60 miles. In like
Were you driving? Jesus fuck. 60 fucking miles.
Literally, you think you're on like Lord of the Rings, like The Hobbit, like the background, like it was the Highlands of. I guess we were in Scotland.
Scotland's beautiful.
It's gorgeous
Dude,
and
I've never
brutal,
been.
and it was amazing terrain. The guy who runs it.
You were running or biking?
No, well, so we were moving out pretty fast. So you have trekking poles because the terrain is so insane. You're not sprinting that thing.
Right.
No way.
I would hope
I
not.
guess
60 fucking miles.
I guess Nate Boyer crushed it. Not this past summer, the summer before last. Turned in like 11 hours for 60 miles.
Whoa.
11 hours in that terrain. So he didn't have trekking poles. He really did go after it. I didn't train for it at all, like a freaking moron. I had trekking poles, and I went through with two guys. Scott, a former CCT guy from the 2-4, and I met him on that trip, and we just kind of the field kind of just levels out, and you pick up buddies that you go with. But it was him, and then Robert Irvine's personal trainer. This guy was 34.
Oh, I know the guy.
Scott was like 60.
Irvine's on some tea.
Dang.
60. And he's an endurance racer.
Wow.
Amazing. His trainer, cool as hell. We talked about everything from nutrition to working out, whatever. But it was a good trip. But I was wearing Sunga Life board shorts, and I had a Terra Arma performance shirt on. Awesome. I never felt one drop of sweat the whole time. And that was pretty much
Because you
it.
don't
And then,
sweat.
and then, then I had some like a Hoka, Speed Goat 6s, and that was pretty much it. And so you have a backpack, you have a survival kit that you have to have because they have a packing list, and they have like a ranger layout, like hold up your
Yeah, yeah.
compass, hold up your map, all that. But and a water source and some fuel and go. But those shorts
How many
are amazing.
days is that?
No, so
You
the
said Nate
three of
did
us
it in like 11 hours?
Yeah, we did ours in 18 hours. Guys were turning in like 25-ish hours.
Wow.
So it's right around 24
And so that really
hours-ish.
puts 11 into perspective.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Fuck,
awesome, man. It was so freaking
Well,
cool.
on
Anyways,
the
go for it.
apparel
Sunga
jump,
Life. Yeah.
guys, Prism Design Jeans, prism.us. Mark Chin's the owner.
Nice.
Very well enveloped within the community. Definitely loves Remain Secret Squirrel, and also is a personal denim designer for Post Malone.
He's got a ton of experience in the apparel.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Posty.
Yeah, I mean,
See if I can get him on
yeah, call him again.
Yeah, he got his new number.
But Prism Design or Prism.us, PRISM.us. I mean,
No, they
him
look
and I have
awesome.
been friends for 10 years.
Yeah, they make your
I
butt
think.
look good.
And for a guy that has no ass, like I'm fucking in. But kind of tactically tailored, but it comes out with all kinds of different fabrics and designs, and coming from Levi, tons of experience, and big fan of ours, and we're all gonna be rocking them
right
soon.
on.
Dope, man.
Fuck
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
I've been wearing them soon.
Did they make skinny version?
They do. They do. I've been begging them.
Whatever.
That's what I need.
Yo,
Hey, you got a 40, 30, 31?
They told me to put a potato down my pants, and I didn't realize it was supposed to be in the front.
No, dude, you need to put Darth Vader down that bitch.
Yeah, right.
oh boy.
All right, RJ.
That'll fucking.
So let's get into the fucking bread and butter of everything that you did. So now we're gonna start with you're into the ODAs.
Actually, so it was like I said, it was the late '80s.
Yeah.
We go into the '90s, and it's the traditional trips. So it's peacetime. Some years we'll have a ton of ammo, and some years we won't even have ammo to qualify. So it was just up and down the whole time into 9/11. But I was lucky. I got to go on some insane trips. You guys have all heard of the Maldive Islands? Has anyone
Yeah.
been there?
No.
No.
Nice.
Our plane broke
down on the airport island.
Fucking C9
So
coming out
You're welcome,
of
taxpayers.
UAE. Yeah.
So the reason why that's crucial information is when it breaks down at the airport, you have to go to what they call the airport island. So there's a lot of it's 300 atolls running north to south, north of
300.
Diego Garcia.
Truly paradise.
So
Oh, yeah.
each
Truly.
one of these islands are its own resort. So there'll be one hotel on one atoll, and it's amazing. And the diving, like you look out and it's a magazine shoot out to it just drops.
Well,
Really?
Thousands.
yeah.
dang.
And the diving and the sea life, it's amazing. So the reason why his story is awesome is because when you go to the airport island, that's where all the flight attendants stay. So, and there's 3 bars, and
Dude,
you can only
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, dude, the hottest fucking dude stewardess. or are they stewards?
Spoken like a true seal. Keep going.
Yeah, no shit. With your neckerchief.
All these dudes. No, an ascot.
Yeah.
All the dude stewards with their ascots.
I prefer Emirates,
Man.
but carry
Emirates
on.
is cool
It was
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
So we got to train their National Security Service. Apparently, a couple years prior, somebody from Bangladesh, a little gang, they're like their bread and butter is tourism. So they make a ton of money. People fly in from all over the world, literally oligarchs to like you
Wow.
name it, they fly in there, and that's their vacation spot. So we got to train there for like 6 weeks. It was insane.
Holy
it was
fuck,
awesome.
bro.
It was awesome.
What was
And
you?
So they trained.
Luckily, humans have 2 livers.
We needed them for sure.
Yeah, no shit.
But it's a Muslim nation, so
Oof.
they're 3 to 4 day weekends. So every other weekend was a 4-day weekend, and we had, no matter what the weekend was, we had to go to a resort island because we could not be on Muslim territory, which is fine with
Interesting.
us. So basically, you're staying at a really high end resort, depending on which training island you were on. And so we stayed in different hotels, and it was just gorgeous.
Now, what kind of
Horrible. That sounds
operations were
horrible.
you training these guys on?
So it was literally small unit tactics,
Okay.
really basic maritime operations, like swimming on, doing beach link ups,
Like
and
VBSS?
yeah, anything and everything.
Yeah.
Super basic. So
And
we
this
kept
is
it
and this is an ODA.
a special
doing
forces mission. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had 3 ODAs with me. Actually, no, we had 2, and one was plussed up, and so I was the senior ODA commander on that one, and the whole trip was amazing.
Dude, what fucking year was this?
The A-Day.
No
89?
idea.
How was the Coke?
No, it was.
I'm just
No,
fucking with you.
literally, it was the mid '90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, it's why
Dude, can we just go back to the mid-90s, please?
Yeah, right. So in '97, we went out to Jordan. I was on a team to augment fifth group, and they were training the 101st Jordanian Special Forces. We met the then Crown Prince. He's now the king.
I heard Jordan
Cool as hell.
is the
That's
biggest fan of the U.S. military.
Well, dude, there was
A
a
lot of
awesome.
movie sets are filmed
one
out
of the
there.
Jordanian crown princes went through buds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I think he went. Did he go through phase 2 to
No,
learn
he
diving?
went through buds,
the whole
and then it was
buds.
just like
Done.
no SQT.
But
Wow.
still,
But dude, it's the same shit.
Dude.
Those
Yeah.
guys, they
imagine
wear
sending Biden through buds.
no for sure.
He
I
would
mean,
die.
It's the same shit. So the day we graduate buds, this used to be pre SQT. We would graduate buds. All the
Get birded.
Singaporeans, all the
Yeah.
Koreans, all the foreign officers and shit.
Yeah.
They would graduate and they would literally go to the fucking exchange. They would buy a trident and they would fucking wear that shit. And
Because
I mean,
As
there's
a
Yeah.
foreign
no.
badge.
that's their shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their.
I mean, you
course.
know what? Fucking good on them.
Hey, 100%.
Like, good on them.
I mean,
Like, was it a proper shit push-in?
No.
No.
They get
treated different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
'Cause
no
at
standards.
the Q course,
Yeah.
at the Q course,
they used
Yeah.
to
we had
watch,
three
dude.
three
they,
Jordanian
yeah.
officers and a couple guys from
You know
Europe.
how I know you lived in Europe forever?
Hmm.
This is 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'll
how I
have
know.
try.
1, 2, 3, bitte.
Three.
Mhm.
Try.
Yeah. So in the initial push through buds, we got a lot of Saudi Arabian, a lot of countries like that. They were sending their dudes to
Yeah.
come and get, the fucking qualifications.
Mhm.
Well, none of our instructors were giving them any favors, and these dudes would wash the fuck out.
Right
and
away.
then guys started finding out that these dudes would go home and get fucking
Yeah.
Whacked.
Like,
86.
literally.
Yeah.
They're like,
assassinated at
That
the
checks
airport type
out.
shit.
That
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
checks
so,
out. Dude, I never thought about
yeah.
it that way.
NSW were like, hey man, we gotta make sure these
We
guys
gotta stop killing
graduate."
these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, we
Yeah.
gotta stop giving them
It was
the,
a death sentence.
the
Yeah.
fucking death sentence.
Dude, that
Yeah.
sucks because like it's international politics too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll go through it and they're present, but like they'd fail everything.
They don't have to
pretty
do
much.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'd quit sometimes
show
to get
up.
shoved
well, you
back
have
in,
some dudes
whatever.
that are fucking hard.
Some of them are hard,
chargers.
dude. Yeah, the
You have some of
Singaporeans
the
are pretty
Greek-
hard.
Some of the
Singaporeans?
Singaporeans,
Asian
some of the-
guys are
We had some
brutal.
Greek. We had some
They
Greek
could not
dudes
wait.
that came through.
Some Greeks?
Greeks.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were
Oh, shit.
fucking crushing it.
There was a Russian dude that came through at one point. I think.
Estonian.
Yeah, but he was.
Estonian.
So that was an
Yeah,
accident.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
an accident. He was actually a fucking diver, and he thought he was going to diving school.
Yeah.
And they sent him to buds.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"What
yeah.
the fuck is
No, 'cause
this?"
he wound up in
Holding the
dude,
boat.
No, because this dude wound up in.
He was hard though,
he
man.
wound
He
up
was good.
going to free fall school with like Tage.
No shit.
And
No way.
Him and Tage were like joined at the fucking hip.
Tage Gill.
Yeah, you know
Nice.
Tage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
He's
I'm sitting there
awesome.
going, "What the? Tage is my best man in my wedding, dude."
Oh wow, I didn't
so,
know that.
Yeah, he's
How
my
did we
roommate.
not know that?
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, dude, great fucking guy. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the guy's
But-
name. Like,
I was an instructor, and he went through. He was really good at knife throwing. So then that became my hobby. I was like, I'm going to try to throw knives, and
Nice.
Dude, I
It's
went
amazing.
through that hobby phase. Of
It's pretty
like throwing
fun, dude.
knives.
it's amazing what you
I got
can
pretty
do.
good at it.
There's a ninja throwing star phase. There's a knife phase.
There
There's
is.
all sorts of phases.
But
Nunchuck
usually
phase.
happens when you're in 13
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
at 13 and usually after watching Ninja Turtles. But then
Well, it's amazing
Kung
with
Fu
throwing
theater.
a knife. Like, there's still holes out of the fucking metal shed at the SCI range for me practicing out there.
oh yeah,
But I couldn't figure out how it had so much fucking power there, because you could throw a K-bar and it would go through the fucking metal, but
To
if you
the
try
hilt.
to stab it, it wouldn't go through. But if you throw it, fucking all the way through.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
pretty wild.
Huh. I never put
Physics.
that together.
it's science.
Alright, so RJ, carry on.
Sorry, back to RJ.
I don't even know what we were talking about. I just heard knife throwing. I was
What
like,
the
oh
fuck
my
were
god,
we
that's
talking
awesome.
about?
So you're down in the islands at the
Oh,
resort
Maldives.
in the Odios,
Jordan?
or
There we go.
Maldives, and
And
then
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back in 2011 to Jordan. I met a good friend, Dunk Bailey, but Jordan was a really cool trip, training the 101st Jordanian Special Forces.
Now, how did they
They
chuck
were
up?
awesome. So I think you hear all sorts of stories about Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah.
Jordan's one of the harder ones out there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
They're awesome, man.
Well, their last name too is Hussein too,
Yep.
right? Yeah. It's like Prince Hussein's Jordanian infrastructure, right?
Yeah,
The whole
Jordanian. What was the
Just like our former president.
Kasadik?
Yeah.
Kasadik was right outside of Amman, and that's named after the king.
King Hussein.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
'Cause, I mean,
no,
dude,
it's a great country.
we have a
man.
big
It's
military
really cool.
presence there, and I know Justin Melnick, good friend of mine, that was filming SEAL teams.
Yeah.
They would go out there to do everything because obviously Hollywood's a fucking wash now.
Yeah.
And
Jason
so
Cabell.
they would
team
go out
guy.
there and you're able to do anything and everything in Jordan.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they welcome it.
Yeah.
You know, like here we need permit after permit after permit. And so then it expands the budget into a $10 million movie to a $20 million movie.
Yeah.
But go to Jordan, like you got that. But then they also have all of our military infrastructure, you know, because
Yeah.
we're big
Love
Arts
collaborators.
and Force. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so then you get the UH-60s, and then you get the F-16s, and the 18s, and the 22s, and the 35s.
Little birds, whatever you
Yeah,
need.
Yeah,
whatever
they got
you
everything
need.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so
Yeah.
I mean, Justin told me like when he was out there filming for, I think he was there for like 3 months. He was like, "Motherfucking dude, this place slaps."
Yeah.
He's like, "This is the sickest Middle
He was
Eastern
with,
country of all time,"
Yeah.
and that's also where they filmed the Boba Fett thing.
Dude, they did
Mandalorian.
Dune. They did
Yeah,
Dune.
Mandalorian.
Didn't they do
Yeah.
Dune out there too?
Yep.
Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and it just has all this like rich history.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like incredible like deserts and then like the big
Dude,
like rocks coming up.
Wadi Rum. You got the Red Sea on one side, Dead Sea on the other. You've
Yeah.
got
Petra out there. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Wow.
God,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous.
That
Dude,
is
that
cool.
country's a honey hole, I hear.
Yeah, you go into
I gotta go.
Amman. I think some of the best sushi I've ever had in the world is there.
Are you fucking
shit.
serious?
Really?
So the king loves sushi and his family.
Who
they,
don't?
They recruit. I can't remember if it's the Philippines or Thailand, but they have a huge sushi competition. People flying from all over the world, but mainly it's Asian
Dude,
focused.
I need to go
obviously,
to Jordan on my next vacation.
man, and they recruit the
Motherfucker,
winner
you
of that
just got back like
competition.
2 weeks ago.
I am
it's-
burned out.
It's awesome, man. It's really cool.
All right.
But
well,
Jason Cabell was one of the guys. He was directing. He's a team guy. Shout out to him that we need to have on the show.
Oh yeah.
That did 2 episodes of SEAL Team. I'm sure he knows Justin very well. But yeah, he was talking about the same shit. He goes, dude, it's like being at
it's the sickest
Like a
westernized
yeah,
Middle Eastern
yeah.
country ever.
like at a mount town in the middle of Jordan, and they're able to do everything
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
impunity. you
Mosque
know?
music, like
And then like,
Yeah.
also
everything.
like the Jordanian king is like a pilot and like went
Yeah.
through special
He's a
Oh, that's
skydiver.
right.
He's
Yeah.
a scuba diver.
Like, dude,
Right.
what a G.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you be our president?
That's
Like,
Right.
fucking A.
he might have to get
Um,
a spray tan or something.
no, he's pretty tan. He's good.
Yeah.
Cheeto dust.
So RJ, you were there, and then because we still got so much to go with your
Oh,
your
yeah.
history on this.
I'll throttle
Um,
back. So I had a great time in the 90s.
Mhm.
And then fast forward, I came back from, I think it was that Jordanian trip, and they were like, hey, RJ, you're the, and I was, so I went from 18 Alpha to 18 Delta in the mid 90s. I had a really bad ankle injury. I still got a pretty L-shaped brutal scar on my right ankle. I had a total talar dislocation, usually
From a jump?
from a jump. Yeah, I got blown into some trees by a wind shear at over 50 miles an hour. And
Static
usually,
line.
no,
No.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, it was like
Halo?
one of those jumps where we should not have jumped that jump. It was
Yeah,
at the end
wow,
of the day. Jump master didn't check winds.
think
There
we
was
all
a
have
couple of head
those.
injuries and,
Halo or
and my
Halo?
right ankle. It was there was
shit.
only 5 of us. So
Wow.
pretty much everyone got busted up on that. The jump master made it back because as soon as he realized that his spot was over 2 miles off, he's like, he pulled as high as he could and he flew back to the.
Oh, dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
But none of us we had a plan to like fly in formation and like link up and all that stuff.
Oh, of
And
course.
then we break away and we're like, where the fuck are we?
Where's the DZ?
Yeah.
Where are we?
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
And then you
my
see
God.
a canopy like
Yeah, way out there.
7,000 feet up. You're like,
And
Mo,
he's
Mo.
just flying the
Yeah.
jet stream.
So, anyways, that kind of diverted my whole like actually as an 18 Alpha, I was like, I'm gonna do this for as long as I can, and then I want to try out for somebody. But after that ankle injury and 11 months of therapy, and having a pretty well-known surgeon tell you you're never going to walk normal again, like you start to rethink things and think about things differently.
How old were you at this time?
I was about to turn 25.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
And what rank?
So I was a captain,
Okay.
very junior captain.
El Capitan.
Yeah, and so I basically made a switch, and during my therapy, I was like, look, I know the surgeon was like, you're never gonna walk normal again, and I knew I was. And halfway through my therapy, I was like, look, what if I couldn't walk normal again? What if a breaching charge went off early? What if I get hit walking across the street? What if I'm in a wheelchair? What if? And I was like, okay, what if I couldn't do this forever? And I love special forces and I love special operations beyond that, but what could I do? And so I made a decision. I was going to walk normal again. I was going to get back on status. I was going to do a couple of trips I promised to do as an officer. And at some point, I'm going to drop my commission, go to the 18 Delta course, and then I'm going to stay a medic on a team in the Guard while I go to med school.
Wow.
And
That's a good pipeline.
so
Yeah,
I was
smart.
like,
Good plan, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good plan.
100%.
So after a couple of trips as a 18 Delta or a Special Force medic, they were like, hey, you're the only medic we have at college. You want to go to PA school? I was like, hell yeah. Like when I started down that road, I didn't even know what a PA was. But after rotations in New York City, like doing all those, like we were at Kings County and I met my first physician assistant. He was freaking awesome. I was like, oh my God. And I heard about their training and why they were even created. They were created at Duke University. All the surgeons from Bragg went up to Duke University and they're like, we need doctors in Vietnam and we need them yesterday. Like, can you jam med school into a 2-year program and we promise they're not going to do surgery? They'll be our first assist.
Yeah.
Is that how it started?
Yep.
No
shit.
shit.
That's exactly how it
for
started.
like long-term sustainment before.
Was that like in
before
the
a doctor.
60s?
Yeah. It was
Wow.
late 60s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, and
Get a
obviously,
little bit of history there.
yeah, the physician assistant like career field has obviously progressed, and it's amazing, and I still love it. Full disclosure, I am not credentialed in a hospital. I'm not a PA in the like normal term. Like I'll talk about Aaron Hawley. He's one of my best friends from those days, and we end up working later at different agencies. But he works in 3 ERs. He's the guy that checks off a family practitioner who wants to come in and make extra money in an ER. He's like, do that chest tube again. You like this is what you did wrong. Do it again. Like he's at that level, which is a very high level PA. That's a true
Wow.
full blown PA. Like when you're going in and doctors are asking you questions, like he's the man.
Yeah.
He's one of the smartest guys I know, especially in the medical realm. He's just got this. Like I remember him in the 18 Delta course because when you're in a medical course, you have to be in a small study group after class because that material they just fire hose you but you have to keep passing these tests.
Yeah.
So Aaron would be in class, he would listen to the lecture while he's thumbing through our manuals kind of about this pace, which we're supposed to go and read later after class. He just does it while the guy's lecturing. Then in his brain he can determine, he would tell us, we'd sit there and there was 4 of us in our group and he'd be at the head of the table and he's like, look, this is what's going to be on the test. This is how you need to think about it. These are some of the answers you're going to see. This is why they're wrong, and this is why this answer is right. But when we get to live tissue and we're in the field, this is what you got to know. This is why.
And he was going through the course at the time, and he knew all
was a
this.
student.
Wow.
And he had that kind of brain. He could just do it. Like so, he was either partial or full photographic memory, but he also had that real smart thing where he could interpret things, mold it, and
Oh man,
and
that's a
really
superpower.
understand it truly. So I felt lucky to be in a couple different courses with him. And
Guys like that make me feel so stupid.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just gonna say that, man. Like, I am far from a smart individual, and like growing up, like I look at my parents, and like I'm honestly way smarter than them, and it's kind of disheartening. And I'm like, is everybody this dumb? And then you go through like tourism of like 5 countries and 30 cities, which I just did on my honeymoon. And I'm like, everybody's a fucking retard. and then we
Truly.
meet, and then we just meet individuals that are so mind blowing and surpass any level of like mental aptitude that we think.
It's way off
And
the bell
like
curve.
you know,
Yeah.
and then like I kind of elevate myself, and then I meet guys like you're talking about, and I'm like, dunk.
It's very humbling.
I'm like
dude.
way down
Super
here, and I'm
humbling.
like, oh, and like working for Elon. Like when I worked for Elon, I was like, oh my
Just way next
God.
level.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm a fucking idiot. And like, so now I feel like there's no, like, there is a middle ground, and like, I'm in the middle ground. But then there's like an Elon, and this gentleman you're talking about, and then there's the rest of the
Yeah.
human population, which is like by the billions. And so like, I'm fortunate.
And then there's Forrest Gump. at the bottom.
Hey, Forrest Gump survived.
Yeah. So RJ, you do stuff with SpaceX too, right?
Yeah. So I was
Yes.
I was luckily their first hire by Anil Menon.
First hire.
Yeah. So Anil Menon is this amazing flight surgeon, and when I met him, he was in the Air Force Reserve's IMA to Human Spaceflight Performance, Det 3, if I got that right. Yeah, Det 3. But that's an element that's Air Force that is detailed to NASA.
Oh, that's
So
wild.
they dictate all the rescue procedures for all the astronauts across all the different flying platforms.
Yeah, crazy shit,
Yeah.
dude.
So Anil Menon, you guys will love this story. Anil Menon goes up against Johnny Kim for a NASA class, and Johnny Kim beats him.
Is this the team guy that went
Yeah.
to NASA?
Yep.
Johnny
and also
Kim
also
slash-
a doctor.
Legend.
Yeah, and a doctor,
So-
like the
Yeah.
goat of goats.
Navy
Yeah.
SEAL
Yeah.
slash
Navy
doctor
SEAL,
slash
Naval Corpsman, Silver Star recipient.
yeah.
Dude, this
Goes to Harvard for med school.
yeah,
That's
this
wild.
No big
this
deal,
guy
right?
is a
Obviously a
fucking
dumb motherfucker.
Total
definitely not coming on this cast.
Yeah, no, underachiever.
Yeah.
Like, totally.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, so it's him and Anil Menon, and they're the two doctors in that class as they're going through to pick who's going to be in that astronaut class. So Johnny Kim beats him.
Johnny's like, fuck you, nerd.
So
Palms
and,
his face.
The
literally-
1% of SEAL left.
literally,
right.
Anil Menon is another brainiac, really smart guy, super chill. I've never seen him even remotely lose his cool,
Wow.
no matter what dumb things happen around him. He just like, no, settle down. This is what we're gonna do. Like he's
It's a
just
good skill. Yeah.
great. It's a
No
superpower
say,
for
no
him.
say.
Yeah, he's awesome. But pilot, the dive master. Like he had his own incredible resume to go up against Johnny Kim.
What
This
was
guy
his,
is
what was
literally
his
SEAL.
background?
Sea, air, and
So
land.
military. He basically went to an ER residency. So he was an emergency medicine
He's a
doctor.
fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, so Johnny Kim goes like, no, you're an alternate. He's like, I'm not gonna be an alternate.
Yeah,
I
fuck
still want to
you."
go to space.
Yeah.
And then being able to sit in human spaceflight performance, he saw all these different companies, like the Orion capsule when that came out. Like he saw all of it and what it took to pull astronauts out of there. And he was watching SpaceX go through their progression. So he writes a quick white paper because he still wants to go to space, right? Even though Johnny Kim's the guy for that class. And he's like, SpaceX, you're about to send billionaires into space. You don't have a medical director. You don't have a rescue and recovery team. Do you think the military is going to recover your billionaires? They're not. They're civilians. They have nothing to do with DoD. They're not going to cover them. So you need to not only hire me, but I'll help you build that out. So
Good pitch.
Yeah.
Smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Great
like,
pitch.
Yeah.
You don't even need a deck.
Hold my
No.
drink, bitch.
You just walk in and
Yeah,
hand him your
exactly.
beer, and
Yeah.
this is you're welcome.
my
So,
tab.
anyways, he rolls in there, sets up their medical program, then starts on their astronaut rescue and recovery team. He approaches a friend of mine, a friend of all of ours in Pararescue, Brent Manny, awesome, amazing guy. Like as far as history and astronaut recovery, he's the man. And he also knows our career field cold. So I could go into his whole history. He's amazing. But
When can we get him on the show?
you could get him on the show probably next week. He comes out to LA a lot with all the
Oh.
space stuff. So he could just drive down and
Dude,
be on your show.
Please.
Right?
Come
Fucking
on.
please.
Stop
So-
it.
Anyways, I digress. So Anil begs Brent to come over and help him build this. And Brent's like, look, I've got a situation. I'm staying put. I'll be your, whatever you need. I'll still be at Det 3 because they were both working together. But you got to call RJ. And so I still thank him to this day. Shout out Brent Manny. And Anil Menon, who actually asked me for a resume. We talked a couple times on the phone. He goes, "Yeah, you're the guy. Come on over. I want you to come over full time." And I was like, "You can't afford me. I'll never live in LA.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Attaboy.
You don't.
Attaboy.
You don't need that right now. Like you're launching astronauts maybe 1 or 2 times a year right now, and that's going to progress to once a quarter, and then it's going to go from there. But right now, you don't need somebody like me there. But let's build it. We'll all be contractors."
You just didn't want to live in L.A.
No.
Yeah.
Who does?
Hard pass.
Smart.
Now, I don't mind going there and help it. Like, yeah, right.
I was hoping he was going to leave you hanging. I was begging of it.
No, but like a movie like Dunkirk where we finish in LA for a month.
Right.
I don't mind living there for a month, and
Yeah.
it's a project and you're focused
Yeah.
and all that. I just don't think I could live there full time.
Dude.
But we fly
It
out to
sucks.
Hawthorne, where SpaceX was headquartered. I'm not sure what they're going to do next, but they've talked about moving everything out to Texas and a lot of things. But it's a really cool, amazing company, and the things they do, when they start putting humans into Starship, that is going to change everything. Everything's going to get exponentially faster, and that's when we're going to start building on a moon whenever we get there, and then
Wow.
off to Mars. Like
That's wild
Starship
stuff,
is going to
man.
be the vehicle.
Dude, somebody said they're trying to. Somebody recommended putting a fucking nuclear reactor on the moon.
I was
Is
just
that-
gonna put that out, and because I saw whatever you saw,
Yeah,
and I mean, I think it's a genius move.
makes sense.
Right.
Makes
Like,
100%.
let's put a reactor
Yeah.
on the moon for refueling and efficiency. And then also, you're talking neutral gravity, maybe, I think, on the moon. Like, I don't know. Not a motherfucking astronaut.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking ground pounder.
Yeah,
But
like that
I-
chick from Ozark. I don't know fuck about shit.
I just would think that it takes a lot less fuel to get off of the moon than it does Earth due to gravitational shit. So this
The
leads into my
technical
next
term.
question. What the fuck do you know about aliens?
Gravitational shit.
All right, if please don't plead the fucking fifth. However, I feel like with your experience and knowledge and background, you might have an opinion on extraterrestrials.
I think with everything in the news, especially in the last 2 years,
The Pentagon acknowledging all of it.
there's that.
Yep.
And that just hadn't happened before, but I think there's way too much information on them for them not to be real. I think the universe and whatever we want to call what we're sitting on right now and what we live in.
Stop making
is-
sense of it. What do you know? How many?
Dude, thank you.
How many
Thank you.
fucking ETs?
I don't know how to say
into?
that without
Yeah.
Ken jumping in.
Yeah.
I've never met an alien or
Bullshit.
seen.
Have you
This
ever-
motherfucker's got
have
a
you ever
pet
been
ET
read in on
his
something?
house.
Never been read in on a project. I do. I know a guy, and when I get back to DC, I'm going to sit down because I just found out he is heading up a pretty cool section that
Is it
deals
called
with
Area
that.
51?
It is not.
No.
No.
Area 51's old school. When you got a bunch of fucking nerds trying to storm it,
Yeah.
you're gonna move shit.
All right. All right.
They're
Well,
like,
let's
Anyways,
let's
That's my answer.
recenter. So because we
I
still
don't want to. You're fine.
we're still in the Green Beret stuff. And we still got like the
PJ pipeline.
the PJ pipeline, which you went through at 45, right?
Well, 35.
So I went through Indoc at 35.
Oh, 35. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that was
Which is
interesting.
motherfucking incredible. So for anybody that doesn't know, like going through the U.S. Army Green Beret pipeline, being a GB, and then transferring over green to blue, is what we call it.
Yeah.
And then going through the PJ pipeline is absolutely like, dude, we were driving here to the podcast, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like,
Well, not only that, but with a fucked up leg injury, they say you're never going to fucking walk normal again. You're like, nah, fuck you, nerds.
you have a pedigree of pedigrees.
I'm going to
so-
go fucking all in.
So let's go into the story of your decision leaving the Green Berets and the U.S. Army.
Yeah, what
and
led
moving
up to
into
that?
the PJs.
Yeah. Like, why did you decide to make that switch?
So after PA school, and I had done some indirect contracts before for different agencies, but to go directly out of South America, I was on a Columbia 2 week on, 2 week off, and I got approached. Hey, 9/11 just happened. Like we're going away from indirect, and we're just bringing guys in that we know we're going to need.
Is
'Cause
this like
this is gonna
through
accelerate.
19th group, 20th group?
No, This is through
Totally.
DynCorp.
Oh,
contract.
Okay. You're
DynCorp.
totally,
Yeah.
you're totally civilian contracting
Right,
type shit.
right.
Okay, but are you still
And
in the reserves at that point?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
Okay.
And I would say my foundation for every one of these, like the movie business, the SpaceX, all of it, it all comes from special operations. So I've always kept my foot into the Guard and Reserve. I think they do the best job about keeping people current. I think
Yeah.
they keep us way more current than the agency ever would.
Yeah.
Especially on the Air Force side, they actually track it. In SF, in 19th Group in West Virginia, like you can't be Halo and Scuba at the same time. You can be qualified. You can
Really?
You can go to the schools, and you can do it. But when you go to Halo school, you will be on a Halo team.
Yeah.
That's why they're
so,
saying-
so you have to pick your team.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
and,
then-
the teams are very dependent. Like you got your dive
sure.
team and you got your Halo team.
Right.
So you're not getting dive pay and jump pay at the same time?
Nope. In fact, when I was in 19th Group, no matter what team I was on, whether it was Halo or Scuba, I never got any extra pays.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
shit.
fucking
Yeah, what are you
bullshit,
gonna
dude.
do? I was just happy to be on the team, so I
That
didn't
was the only
complain
reason
too
to
much.
be in. That's the SEAL teams were like, how can we get extra pays? We're
Yeah,
like
right.
looking for demo and STP.
How do I pay for my next book?
Yeah, no
Demo
shit.
driver.
How am I going to pay for
Demo
my
driver.
manager? Oh.
Yeah. How am I going to pay for my agent?
Agent, yeah. So anyways, so I convert from being an indirect and go over to be direct. And after a couple of trips,
Direct hire
yeah, direct contractor. So independent contractor.
with the agency.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm there as like there was probably roughly 10 of us at any one time that were had been to PA school and were SOCOM qualified in one
Dude,
way or
you
another.
were Gucci. Everybody wanted you. Like when I was on contract, like it was medics and PAs and everything, and even in a GRS. Like,
Oh yeah, they
dude,
got
you're
extra
a honey
medical
hole
pay.
and a GB. It's like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's call you
Exactly.
daddy again.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
no, but they
They're like, oh, shit.
making
shit.
more, making
You're
more money
you're
than a
sending
colonel.
Wolf? Shit, Negro, that's all you. Oh, RJ. Oh, you sent RJ?
No.
That's all you had to say.
No.
Shit.
no, definitely not that. But
Dude, bullshit.
no,
dude.
it was
down the
RJ
pistol.
rolls in just like, all right, let's bomb some shit.
No, I had a great time, and I felt lucky to be part of that small element. And I think we were talking about this too. Like all of us would go and support ground projects, but the dive guys actually got to support some maritime stuff too. So those projects were awesome, and it was really cool. After about a year plus, they sat me down and were like, "You have to get out." And so this is around 2002, and I was like, "What do you mean get out? What do you mean?" They're like, "You have to get out. You can't be in 19th Group. You can't be in the Guard anymore. We're not losing you for a year to 18 months." Because that's what the Army,
Yeah,
like,
your time that you had to go on cycle.
yeah.
Yeah.
And literally, I found out that that Pararescue had Guard and Reserve. So I looked at PsyOps and Civil Affairs to just stay in the Army because that's all I knew really as far as Guard and Reserve. And they were getting hit with a year plus each, so that was off the table. And
Plus,
I
you don't
literally-
be psyops. You're
yeah,
like,
I know. But no, I mean they got their mission and their
You get the
place
patch
and-
without the lightning bolts.
Yeah, right. But make a long story short, I was like, okay, here's my solution. I'm going to stay in the Guard and Reserve, or the Guard or Reserve, and I'm going to go Pararescue because I found out they had Guard and Reserve units. So I was like, wow, that's awesome. And so I was in an interview on the New York team, which was out on Long Island in West Hampton Beach. They have a Guard
Woe is
PJ
you.
unit.
get the
In the
fuck
Hamptons.
out
Woe
of
is
here.
you.
Yeah, brutal.
Oh,
Fucking
I'm
the
in Martha's
Hamptons.
Vineyard.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
I'm
just-
gonna be on the Hamptons. Dude.
Sounds like the Air Force, yeah.
Oh, listen to Yacht Rock.
Dude, imagine like dress blues with like
Oh, yeah.
top Sperry boat
Fucking-
siders.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
hell, fucking hell.
You can't slip on the yacht, baby.
Dude, the cool thing
That
about the
hat
New
would
York
have been
team,
perfect, though.
yeah, right,
know.
for sure.
With the scrambled eggs.
Oh yeah, yeah, you'd be all over it. But that team had a lot of like former Rangers. Like I was one of 5 Ranger tabs in that squadron, and it's a New York Air Guard squadron, the 103rd RQS. There was a couple Marine Recon guys. Like it was a cool mix of. It wasn't Air Force. So
Which
it was,
means it was G.
it
Why,
was-
you had
it was
Marine
pretty
Corps
awesome.
guys there?
Oh yeah,
Former
Well,
Marines.
Former Marines.
Oh, okay.
Right. So a lot of Marine Recon would transfer and either be CCT or PJs, and they made great grade PJs or CCTs.
So
whatever
now
they
imagine
decided.
taking all of the cream de la creme
And the
out
crayons.
of the DoD, and to include the crayons, and now put them in this one group. Like, I mean, I could think of nothing better. You
Yeah.
have all these experiences, all this training, all this background. Like, you guys are TFO.
Well,
No,
I know our
not
audience is
even
going to
that.
ask too. So, like the training pipelines for Green Beret versus PJ, like what are the comparisons on those two?
So I've heard on different interviews, like YouTube podcasts, interviews, whatever. I've heard Navy SEALs specifically say the hardest pipeline in SOCOM is arguably, it's not number one, but it's got to be always considered as the pararescue pipeline.
I've heard it's pretty tough, yeah.
Because the medical part's really long.
Yeah.
Like, and it's National Registry paramedic or above.
It's the same as the
each
Delta
PJs.
program, is it not?
So back in the day, they used to go to so all brand new PJs as part of their pipeline before they go to the finishing course and become a PJ. For paramedic, they used to go the first 6 months of the 18 Delta course.
Okay.
And that proved to have a very high attrition rate for the Air Force and other services. The Air Force broke away like, we can do this better and graduate more. We
Okay.
just can. And so they started.
Because they weren't as hard. Nah,
Well,
I'm just kidding.
It was more paramedic
Well, they're
test
just more
focus.
tactful, and they have a lot more money.
So they basically stood up there on school right next to the finishing course out in Kirtland. And so that's where you'd go to. They did their rides out in like Scottsdale, Arizona, or Tampa, Florida, or different places for their rotations. But their course was in Kirtland in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque.
So because
Yeah.
you weren't just, I don't want to say just a Green Beret, but you'd already had a lot of experience with, you're already a PA, so the medical portion, you're already like light years ahead of everybody. You already free flow called. You're already dive called before then too, right?
Yeah, so I was a
Yeah.
dive supervisor and a halo drum master.
Oh yeah, so
before I
you're already
went over.
familiar with pretty much everything in the PJ
Yeah,
pipeline
you had
at that
about
point.
6 months out of the pipeline to knock out of a 2-year pipeline.
Yeah, so literally the only courses I had to do, I had to go to Indoc. There was
They're like, who the fuck are you?
yeah,
Literally, though.
Yeah. No,
And why is your ankle so fucked up?
So I remember at the 18 Delta course, there was an Air Force recruiter, and they were like, look, any of you guys graduate as an 18 Delta, I want to just plant this seed. Come over and be a PJ. If you're a combat dive qualified guy, you don't have to go to Indoc. We'll send you
Wow.
right through to our finishing course and maybe Halo school if you don't have Halo school. But that's the deal.
That's
So
cool.
I'd always
give me
remembered
Halo.
that. And so while I'm going through, and I guess a bunch of Marine Recon guys and Navy SEALs converted, went to blue, went to PJs because they were like Navy SEAL corpsmen or
We call
whatever.
them trannies. It transition.
Oh, transition. Oh, my God.
Kevin, this is the only cast where you've actually made me laugh. Normally, I just want you to shut the fuck
You're
up.
like,
but this
shut the fuck up, Kevin.
So anyways, I guess once these guys would go on to the finishing course, they would smoke that, and because they had a really good tactical background and medical background, they would get to the teams, and then at some point in the locker room, like one of the younger PJs would mouth off, well, you're not a real PJ, you haven't been to Indoc. And it was like, boom, they just knock in the. So
now
after
we get into the dentist phase.
So literally,
What's a crown?
literally after a handful of fights, they're like, all right, God damn it. No, all right, everyone's going to Indoc. Just shut the fuck up. And, if you really want to be a PJ, you got to go to
Oh, so they
Indoc.
placated to the younger crowd.
Well,
I mean, you know what?
they didn't want to put anybody in the hospital anymore. So, yeah.
It
I
makes
get
sense. So
though.
they standardize it.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you've already been through how many, processing or like, fuck, what is it called?
Well, the fucking life experience
Selections and-
alone.
Yeah,
is,
selections.
So-
Like, dude, you've been through 15 different selections. Like, what the fuck is this one going to be?
Yeah, so
Like, why not?
basically, the way I tell kids that are like, I'm nervous about Indoc is like, hey, think of it differently. You're nervous. You should be excited. You're going to get paid to skydive, scuba dive,
No shit.
travel, learn medicine. Like, all this converts to, getting girls or whatever you're motivated by, and the outside. Like, there's jobs you can do. Like, your resume after being a PJ to go to med school,
Mm-hmm.
PA school, vet school,
Yeah.
like, are you insane?
Unlike me.
Like, this is awesome. And you're getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
you're not paying to get smoked, like to go through 4 workouts a day for 7 weeks or
And
whatever.
also,
it is.
correct me if I'm wrong, like PJs are activated for search and rescue domestically and things of that nature. Like I've heard of PJs picking guys up off of like Mount Hood
For sure.
and all these things. So like regardless of our op tempo and deployment, you're still doing your jam.
You serve a purpose
You
Oh,
do.
basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you're still active and like you're still like doing the Lord's work.
So depending on proximity, like the Tucson Reserve Unit, they get called out for people
Davis
that are
Mountain?
lost on trails. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The Alaska team, they have a 24/7 alert cycle
Yeah.
mandated by the state.
I could think of nothing better to getting picked up by a PJ if I'm an idiot and lost my fucking coordinates.
Man, for
Yeah.
sure.
Where's my snowshoe?
Yeah. I mean, they're literally the only ones that can pick
You're on
up.
Denali, you fucking dumbass.
Where do you think it is?
I saw Sasquatch.
But literally, they'll pick people off of cruises, Alaskan cruises that have no business being where they are, and so they have this like septic patient. There's only
Yeah.
one answer. That guy's gonna die on the boat, or the PJs are gonna pick him up.
Yeah.
If they're close, Coast Guard can pick them up, but there's a lot of pickups. Like there's all sorts of aircraft.
You guys are literally the
Crashes.
green feet angel. Actually, show me your green feet.
I do not have. Green
Are
feet.
you fucking serious? You don't have
I
your
don't
green
have.
feet?
I don't have one tattoo.
Wait, what? Really? Oh.
Yeah.
What's a
Dude,
green foot? Green feet.
Every fucking
Yeah.
PJ.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
you explain this because you're one.
Yeah. So during Vietnam, a couple PJs got a little inebriated. I know that's shocking, but they did.
A little.
Yeah.
Very.
So the Viet Cong, the enemy would call when a pilot was shot down, and they could not find the pilot. They would see what appeared to be in the elephant grass 2 footprints, but that was the skids from a helicopter.
Mm.
PJs racing out, grabbing the pilot, dragging him back into the
I never
bird,
knew this.
or hoisting him up out, after they got land, infilled, because the enemy wasn't that close, but they were closing. So to get the PJs on the ground fast, if they were able to, they'd land, and so that impression would stay for a while, a couple hours at least, and the PJs they'd be in and out before the VC could get to the pilot and make him a POW or another POW. So basically, through intel, they found out that they were called Jolly Green Giants that would rescue the pilots,
Mm.
and they would leave footprints. So they were like, these 2 drunk guys were like, okay, like let's get green feet to our ass. Them, that's why, and that'll be our symbol. And it was a tradition. Like when everyone heard about it in their career field, which was microscopic in the Vietnam days.
Microscopic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean there was probably
There's
a
probably
couple
100.
dozen, maybe back
Maybe.
then.
Yeah.
Now we sit at roughly 500 to 600 PJs, working
You're
PJs.
still super small.
That's
Dude.
guard,
Wow.
reserve, and active.
In the
duty.
Oh,
grand
shit.
scheme of things, like there's like probably 3,000 active duty SEAls,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe.
Like, I mean,
35,
you
maybe.
guys might be as
You
big
guys
as
are like
RSC.
500.
Yeah,
Wow, that's way
roughly 500 to 600, 500 to 600 at any one time, and that's the same with the CCTs. So when you think about SEAL Team
Nah,
6,
fuck those guys.
no, they're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like so,
Yeah,
to,
You say that now.
Yeah.
No, they're great.
so
Yeah,
literally
for
every
sure.
tier 1 unit has to have a CCT
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go on an objective.
We always had them.
And I think
Um,
the other thing too, like, not to cut you off, but when you guys combined, kind of like STS,
Yeah.
was fucking ingenious. Like whoever fuck did that was like,
Dude, and correct me if I'm wrong, like especially being like whether Army or Navy or whatever, like whenever we had like Air Force attachments, like we always like another MRE. Like, dude, we were just like,
Oh, yeah.
whatever you
happy
want.
to fucking have you. Dude.
Yeah,
Seriously.
like we treated them like gods
Yeah.
because like you might not be needed, but when you are needed, you are a god.
They're the best at what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, it's like
100%.
we need you.
Yeah.
And so we always kept them like fed and happy and slept and like everything. And so going with the green feet.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Didn't it have like a lightning bolt or some
Yeah.
shit?
so
Yeah.
a lot of guys will have the tattoo. It'll be green feet with a lightning bolt through it.
Yeah.
And
That's
those are the guys from the STS squadrons. But every PJ will have green feet tattooed,
Except
like
for you.
right on their right cheek.
It's on the butt cheek.
There's
always on the butt
literally
cheek.
That's awesome.
there's literally a handful of guys that don't, but we're pretty super rare within the PJ community.
You should get like a tramp stamp, bro.
You're pretty
Like,
rare. Do you know? Do you
Green
know?
feet. This is
of-
where I
Green
stood
feet.
while I was bent over. No.
Do you know
that's a hard pass.
of Brian Kimber?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times.
Brian is one of my best friends.
Very cool.
He was at my wedding. We lived in OB together here in San Diego.
I owe him a phone call, so tell him I said
You
hey.
fucking do because you're in town. And like he would
He
absolutely.
lives here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude,
Okay.
he lives in Ocean Beach.
No shit. All right.
And actually I'm
You
gonna
guys get scissor later at the Dell.
Right?
as soon as we're done with the cast, like I'll FaceTime him. But like
Yeah.
make sure that you beat Green Feet to OB. Dude,
Nice.
dad joke. Holy shit, I'm getting old.
Yep.
Beat feet.
But no, Brian's like a legendary kind of like
He is.
PJ in the community.
He's awesome.
And
Great guy.
absolute gem. But I mean, he was the first one that introduced me to the whole Green Feet tattoo thing.
Yeah.
And it
So had you
stands
heard
true.
that story that it came from Vietnam?
No, dude,
Yeah.
and that's why like I was so like enamored like by this story because I've only just known of the Green Feet.
That PJs have them. Yeah.
And dude, I have like this young friend of mine, very young guy. He was a Navy CB and literally just graduated through the entire pipeline of the PJs. And one of the biggest honors that I have, and I'm not going to drop his name, but one of the biggest honors that I have is, and his dad's in CAG.
Nice.
But he requested that me, of all people, fly out to Texas in order to go put his beret on him.
Oh, wow.
Dang, that's cool.
I
I
know.
thought you say you
So
wanted you
Albuquerque,
to.
right?
Yeah.
I thought
Albuquerque,
you
yeah.
want to say you wanted to tattoo his butt cheek.
Actually, I
wanted you
would. I would.
That'd
He
be
wanted
fucking
you
rad.
to hold his cheek. So
Dude,
the guy
I'm just gonna pull that bitch tight and tattoo the Green Feet.
right around the.
Yeah, one on each
He's
side.
done everything, and
As
he's
close to the butthole as possible.
he's gonna be out here actually next week. Well, Yuma going through Halo.
All right. I'll
Um,
ask his name because later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And like, dude, this guy's a fucking stud. And like, graduated like top of class with everything, and like also friends with BK.
Nice.
But yeah. either
Well,
way.
I had a question too because I had we had when I was in Djibouti, so second deployment. Djibouti, yeah.
You just can't not laugh at that name.
I know.
It's pretty funny.
Classic. Classic.
We had two CCT guys and two PJs attached to us all the time. Fucking phenomenal dudes, great guys. But one guy, PJ guy, dude, I still remember his name was Ronnie, and he had braces, and he had this thing. He would always be
What
like,
was his last name?
I don't know, but it was like he'd always be like, "What's up, suck?" It was like he always had so much energy, and the guy was just like, we used to give him shit all the time, but he was just such a good sport about
Just
everything.
positive.
Yeah, just
matter
such
what.
a positive guy. He's one of those dudes. I'm like, oh man, I wish I knew what the guy was doing now.
One of the things that was most impressive about having JTACs or like CCTs with us, like especially downrange, is like, dude, we were hucking. Like, I'm talking like climbing mountains and like trying to infill and like doing this shit at like 0 dark 30. And when we were to get like the attachments, I'm just like, fucking Air Force. But like, dude, I learned my
If he's a
lesson.
CCT.
You know,
Like,
let me check
they-
the plaque. Maybe I have his last name on
They
the plaque.
matched.
Okay.
Like, they all matched. Like, these guys could do anything that we could do. Maybe not to like the CQC level, but also we never experienced that in Afghanistan. Like, we weren't doing CQC. Like, that was more Ramadi.
Mhm.
But like, dude, these Air Force boys were just dialed.
Getting after it. Yeah.
Just dialed. But the thing that pissed me off the most, I think, is like the sheer point that we were talking about on the drive up here. Just had all the Gucci gear, like the ops
Yeah.
cores with the Peltors and like the Cry precision like plate carriers and the JPCs,
Gucci Gonia,
and like
Arc'teryx,
everything.
everything.
Yeah, Gucci Donia, exactly. Now I know exactly what you mean by that. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, you're literally $1 million person walking around, not only for your experience and your training, but literally what you're wearing. And I'm like, fucking Air Force, dude. I wish I was smarter. I wish I would have gone that route.
You still can.
So let's. I want no. I'm 38, dude. I think
Hey.
I'm out.
Hey,
I honestly
you went
have
through it
given
like
some.
35.
I have given some thought about like, just for the fuck of it, like re-enlisting like for a guard position because all right. So when I was getting out, the U.S. Army did not want me to get out, and I say that boastfully, but honestly, like they did beg me to stay in, and they wanted me to go to U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit.
Oh, cool. That's a
and
cool slot. Those instructors,
Yeah.
I know.
they got the life.
I fucking like, dude. You have your own windage
And they're all
coach.
amazing. Yeah.
And like that was my gem. and I had the opportunity, and so my pipeline or like my unit would have been out of Hawaii, and so I would have gotten paid to go to Hawaii
This
to
guy.
shoot precision.
Brutal.
And like now
Brutal.
I'm like, I kind of want to do that now. Like, can I? But like, I got hand tattoos, and I'm 38.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I think that if you have a dream, there's not much you can't do. You should call out there and go, hey, if I went in the reserves as IMA, could I be assigned to your element?
What's IMA?
Individual something. But basically, it's you're pinned to a unit as a reservist, and this is an active duty unit. So you go out there and you.
So you do 2 weeks a year
or longer,
or a month.
But like essentially, I fall under
There's
AMU.
probably a way to do it.
Yeah.
Like I fall under AMU,
Yeah.
and all I do is just travel the country and compete on behalf of the U.S. Army, like with precision rifle and like long range. And I'm like, damn, this sounds so good now.
Sounds so sweet.
Because like when everybody gets out, all you want is like give my DD-214. I'm like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and then you get 50% that's suicides, and then you get 50% that is like making life work.
Yeah.
And well, then you get 40% that makes life work, and then you get another 10% that is hyper successful. And I could think of nothing better than being paid by the U.S. military and also adding on to my time in service and time. However, I've been out long enough because I got out in 2013. Like, I'm going to lose my rank. And I couldn't imagine going from fucking E6, E7 to fucking E4. And I'm like, you know what? But at that point, I'm the only motherfucker in the Army that has multiple, like a CIB, like deployments and all this shit. Like, ain't no one fucking with me.
No.
So I'm just going to be the biggest dick E4 ever.
You're going to lead the E4 mafia.
Yeah, dude, like, I am the mafioso.
The grandfather of the E4. So.
Like,
the godfather.
Yeah, literally. I'm just like leaning over the table and like, all right, fuckers.
You'd be like the leader of the butt shed.
And like,
so in the Navy, we got the head shed and then we got the butt shed. You're like, okay, he's the leader of the butt shed, which I was for a number of years. It's like a E6 with like 11 fucking years. They're like, all right, motherfucker.
You know what, RJ? I'm actually going to look into that because it sounds like a sick pension to get paid to fucking shoot precision rifle competitions around the world.
Dude, I just got my DD-214 last week.
Are you serious?
What the
How long have you been
fuck?
out?
2008.
He's officially out.
Officially.
And it's so wrong though. It doesn't even have sniper on there or anything. It's got It's got SEAL and instructor, and that's like it.
That's it.
Yeah, so
9502 and you're 5326.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
I'm like, so anyway, I gotta fix it all. But anyway, it's just funny. I was like, DD-214. Oh yeah, I got one of those.
Which
now.
the other page should have all your quals and shit. Like
There's a section for it.
No, there's section 2 and section 4.
I don't know. I'm new
should
to
have
it.
it all.
So.
But either way, they clearly don't give a fuck about you, just like you didn't give a fuck about your DD-214.
Exactly. Well, I have all the files and shit. Like I have all the graduation papers. I just got to go.
That's all you need. You're fine.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
back
figure
to
it out.
admin.
But anyway,
Yeah.
You still don't
it's
care.
I was just excited. Like, I finally got my DD-214. What,
Dude,
15
honestly, it's
years
kind of a
fucking
big
later
deal.
or something?
It is a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a fucking huge deal.
All right, so RJ, transferring over, tell us about the transfer into PJs and then what the rest of that looked like going into, can we say agency?
Yeah, so I went to the PJs because of other government agencies because they were like, we're not going to lose you for whatever. So I go over there to the guard, and one of the funniest moments I had during my interview up in New York was I was like, hey guys, and so I take the PT test, and I remember, so up around New York City, there's a company, Alpha Company, 2nd Battalion, 19th Special Forces. And from West Virginia, we used to go up there and do dive requals, halo refreshers, all sorts of things, because the weather was so much cooler in the summer. So one of my friends from that unit, Steve Forty, lived in New York. So I said, hey, Steve, I'm coming to New York. I'm going to, go interview.
I'm going to surf your
like,
couch,
let's
bitch.
go. He goes, oh, man, I'm going to take you to dinner. We're going to hang out. We'll have a few drinks. So I literally come in from New York City, and the train ride's like 2 hours. So we burn it down. I come in from the train. I get off, go to the unit, and I walk in to go change. to get ready for my PT test, and the guy who's going to grade it is walking in. He goes, because I was there the night before. He goes, "You're in the same clothes. Did you go out and drink all night?" I was like,
"No."
maybe. And we
Not
took the
more.
PT test together because he took it too.
Yeah.
And another guy graded us, but he was basically the PJ there to watch me.
No shit.
Oh my God. And it was hilarious. He was just like, what the? Because I ended up maxing it. And then,
Nice.
yeah, and then we interviewed and, but yeah, Steve Forty, thanks for that night. That was awesome. We're still really good friends.
So how'd you do on the PT test?
Maxed
Fucking
it.
killed it.
Yeah,
of
why
course,
not,
dude.
right?
Like,
Now, have you guys heard about the new PT test, the operator fitness test? They have, all the different branches have
A
a
new
version.
one now? No.
another new one.
We have one. Dude, this test is no joke. So, the AVSOC test, everyone could, if you were in decent shape, you could max it.
Mm.
This test.
What do you mean decent shape? Because
it-
pair
Wait,
is a shape.
No, so hold on. So is the operator fitness test different than what the regular Army has to do? Is
Yeah.
it like the RPFT?
Okay, so the regular Army PF.
There's an
Fitness
APFT
test.
and the RPFT.
Okay, it's probably something similar. So the new operator fitness test for PJs and CCTs, it takes roughly 4 hours. So the first event is
Yeah.
Dang.
Dude.
it's a functional fitness test.
It's proper.
So if you are insanely in shape and you work on techniques for that 5-10-5, which is like an NFL drill, agility drill,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The sprinting
the
back and
combine.
forth, Yeah.
like long jump. There's all these different events from the different combines, NBA and NFL, and then from SOCOM. So the first event is 60-pound ruck. You walk 3 miles, pass fail. So you can't jog it. You can't go too fast and you can't go too slow. You got to split the uprights. Pass fail. You pass. You get a 30-minute
So like
break.
you ran it, you would fail?
Yeah.
So
That's fucking weird.
You
gotta
can't do
hit
it
a
too
window.
fast. Yeah.
Interesting.
And they do that on purpose. And it's a progressively, like every event builds on the other one to make that next event harder.
Mm.
So at the end of the 4 hours, you get in the water, and everything has to be in boots and a full operator uniform.
Good.
Now we go in
Good.
t-shirts, so bending the rules a little bit, but you are wearing some kind of functional, like issued multicam pant.
Mm.
And we usually use our water pants because you have to keep that uniform the whole thing. And the last event is a 1,500-meter
Use
fin.
your what pant?
Your multicam.
Well, so in
so
the
water
Air Force,
pants.
you're using fucking Patagonia Arcteryx.
Oh, of course.
Fucking like water.
It dries as soon as you
purified-
walk out.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
wicks
It
the
dries
water
while
away.
you're
Meanwhile,
swimming.
we're wearing like the fire retardant, stinky fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta cut the,
Cotton
100%
bullshit.
cotton.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cut
Yeah.
the cargo pant pockets out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just holding water.
But it's a really good PT test, and there'll be 1 or 2 guys in every squadron that max it. Most of the guys will hit 95 to 97.
Wow.
I'm more of a 92 to 94 guy because I'm older, but it's a really awesome test.
Soft
And,
flex.
and you're going through it with a group of guys, and you're just giving each other shit the whole time. Like,
Oh, of course.
so after the ruck, it's the next one is long jump. So your hamstrings are super
Mhm.
tight. So why wouldn't you do the long jump next, right?
Yeah.
So long
See if
jump,
we
you
can
got to
hurt
do it
somebody.
twice. Yeah. You got to do it twice. Then you walk over and you do deadlift, and it's mainly a lower body thing. The only upper body thing, pure upper body, is pull-ups. Deadlift, pull-ups. Then you do a farmer's carry, so a 53-pound kettlebell in each hand, and
Is
you
it based on
run
weight,
like a
or
retard.
just like, hey, fuck you?
No,
No.
pick these two up and run that way for 100, a football field.
Yeah.
Then you come in, and the one, and so all these things are accumulating on each other. The one that always, like, I have to watch myself so I don't pull anything is the 300-meter shuttle run.
That sucks
So it's
so bad.
six back and forth, and you've got to hustle. Before, when we first started this test, they said, hey, your fastest time, you got to do it twice. Your fastest time will be your score. So all of us would go balls to the wall first time,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we'd jog the second one and cool down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the next event is the
So
swim.
I remember this when they were creating this, because I was at SQT when this was being created.
Yeah, you're probably on
and
one
it
of the
was-
test guys.
Yeah.
What's the thing in the
it's a good
in the
workout.
teams that they do?
I like it.
Through the
So
athletic
this
performance
is
or
how
whatever
it
the
started
fuck
because
they call it.
I was
Tactical athlete. That's
yeah.
what
So
they call it.
I was one of the guys in charge of the program as they were developing it. So I was tasked with getting guys. I was in charge of the physical fitness program at SQT to get guys to go from a cardio based program like Buds to strength endurance
agility.
program.
Yeah.
Strength endurance. But my stuff was a little bit different. Well, very different. But what they ended up doing was essentially this. Like, we didn't
Similar
have the
to us.
ruck at the time. We didn't have the kettlebell carry, but we did have all the other stuff. And I remember, dude, one time so the 300-yard shuttle run used to be scored differently. So it used to be you had to get the same within, I think it was like
A few
5 seconds
Yeah.
of the first and second.
Yeah.
Which it's a great
So you
workout.
had to balls to
What
the
a
wall,
horrible
both.
test. But I remember I was an instructor. I was like, I'm going to do this with the students, So I didn't
Just
realize,
smoked.
bro.
Yeah,
I
fuck
didn't.
that.
So I do this fucking thing with students, and I'm hanging with them the first one, but I'm like putting out, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
95%.
Yeah, you don't want to show your ass in
dying,
front of students.
Yeah,
fuck
so I'm
them.
like, but I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm fucking doing okay,
These guys? Yeah.
And then the second one, I get just completely smoked.
Destroyed.
These guys are just like almost lapping me. I'm like, these sandbagging sons of bitches. And then, but I was,
Because
because I was,
they understood the assignment.
Right.
They're
It's
like,
called
oh,
pacing.
I'm gonna.
dude, right,
Yeah.
they knew
It's
it.
a marathon, not a
So
sprint.
then
Yeah.
I go through and I'm like trying to push myself because I'm an instructor and I'm trying to not look like a huge fucking like pussy.
Jackass. Yeah.
Dude, I was so fucking smoked. I went and laid down in the locker room, laid on the floor. I'm like, can you die from a workout? I was like, I literally crossed my mind. It's like, if I die in here, like somebody will find me, I think. But that was
You just got your
terrible.
asses whipped by
it was,
a bunch of goddamn nerds.
it was embarrassing, dude. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Anyway, so back to
No, it's a good test,
back
man.
to that.
I
it was
liked it.
Yeah, it was a great workout.
But
Holy shit.
NSW did that in the early 2000s or whatever. Remember when they changed?
They used to have
the,
a med ball throw too, and some weird. They had some wacky
dude,
shit
it was
for a while.
fucked because
Yeah.
it took an entire day, and
Yeah,
there
it was
was
a lot.
support, and the teams would do it supposed to be every 6 months. Well, dude, you'd have a fucking platoon in the middle of like a workup or some shit, and they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you guys are back. It's your PMS week. You're gonna do the Navy SEAL fucking
Yeah.
fitness thing."
Your
And it was-
premenstrual syndrome week.
Oh, dude, it was like dragging. You had to run. It was a 35-pound ruck. You had to do. Supposed to run with it.
40, 35.
It was 35, but then you had to
That's
swim.
a fanny pack.
No, but then you had to run. Then
That's
you
right. I
had
had to swim with
no,
it.
but then you had to swim with the motherfucker. You
You
got
had to swim with it?
You had to
Yeah.
swim with it. so
Did,
to
did
make
you have
sure
to put it in dry bag and like inflate
Yeah,
it?
you had to make sure it's neutrally buoyant. So
Yeah,
we'd do the run, and the run would culminate at Boy Scout Landing. Then we'd have to swim it. I don't know how long the fucking swim was, but I think it was like buoys
Mhm.
because it was supposed to be like.
With your ruck, did you guys do like a drag bag style where like you had like a rope and like a carabiner
Yeah, you
and like
carry
pull it behind
about
you?
Yeah,
7 to 10
it's
feet
tethered
behind you,
to
yeah.
you, so it's like whatever. But then it would go out of the when you got to the SQT pier, you would float your rucksack away. You had to climb
That's right. The caving
out of the fucking water with a caving ladder.
Dude, the caving ladders are miserable.
You had to do a caving ladder out of the fucking water, and you
With
had to,
your ruck down by your nuts?
no, you cut the
You pull it
cut
up,
that
you pull it up,
away.
put it on.
Yeah.
cut that away.
Yeah.
So you had all this shit floating, like people are like grabbing this
It was a
shit
mess,
out, and
dude.
like make sure your shit's tagged with your name on it. People are like, dude, I don't know
fuck?
which one was
And then
mine.
you're doing this with students too, as an instructor, and they're just fucking like drowning because they didn't check
Yeah.
their shit, and their shit's
Yeah.
Nobody
at the bottom
did
of
a
the
buoyancy
bay.
check. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
dude,
my God, it was a
but it literally
mess.
took all fucking day. You climb up this thing, and you had to hit the fucking flag, and you come back down, and you get off of there, and then you still had like a
Dude,
full.
if I'm on a caving ladder and I touch a flag, I'm jumping.
no, and it was
I'm
no,
not going back down.
no, and it was full camis too.
Yeah.
Full camis.
Mhm.
You got off of there, and then there was a fucking run after all that bullshit.
Oh, that's right. Run down the pier.
yeah. And you're like,
Which
What?
which
It
pier?
was pretty. The SQT pier.
SQT pier.
It was pretty wacky.
Is that
thing for a while.
on the NSW
NAB,
facility?
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's the NAB.
Yeah,
on
it's right
the,
between like
NAB?
SBU 12 and the SQT
So
pier.
that's on the east side, right?
It's on the dry side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like an entire evolution. But it took all fucking day. But keep in mind, the dudes are coming back from like doing 6 weeks in an island of just dick draggers, and you're 1 week off
And you got to do this
in San Diego. They're like, oh, by the way, Wednesday we're doing the fucking SEAL PRT, and people were like,
Yeah.
fuck you, dude. I ain't doing that shit. And like dudes are come back hurt as fuck, and dudes are.
We used to have a cool PRT. It was a SEAL PRT before we had our own rating, and then we got our rating, and then we had to go by regular Navy PRT,
Right.
which is
well,
fucking
the regular
disaster.
Navy one was like,
So
this
it was
is gay.
nothing. So then they created this, but the one we had before was actually pretty dope. It was with a 3-mile run,
3-mile run,
which is pretty good. It was a
800
great
800
workout.
meter swim was at
Yeah.
the end.
And you did max push-ups in 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, max
sit-up
push up.
pull-ups.
It was like getting
And then
into butts.
pull-ups.
So you did a
Yeah.
3-mile run, then you did max
Pull-ups?
push-ups, mash pull-ups.
That's
No.
easy for you to
Yeah,
say.
max push-ups,
Yeah.
max fucking sit-ups, max pull-ups.
And your
then
pull-ups were graded by your age. So if you're like
Yeah.
22,
Yeah,
you had
yeah,
to,
yeah.
It's
you
the
had to
Army.
get to max it. You had to do
Minus
30,
no pull-ups.
30 pull-ups or
And we
something
did
to max
2-mile
it. It
run.
was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
then you
really?
did an 800 meter swim. You could do it freestyle,
swim.
but you got to wear
Oh,
a
it's
fence.
5 miles.
Yeah. That was a way better.
With the RPFT.
It was way
Oh,
better,
yeah.
yeah.
They got too fancy with it. They got kind of goofy.
Yeah,
after
when
a
they
while.
designed this, we're doing the SEAL PRT, you're like, oh, great. It's going to take an entire fucking day. And then
Ours is 4 hours.
yeah.
And we do a 2-hour lunch, and it's awesome.
Similar
All
stuff.
right, are we done with the SEAls? Can we go back to RJ?
Back to RJ.
No, fuck RJ. Fuck that guy.
The Army Air Force guy, and then there's the SEAls.
Yeah.
Dude, we got fucking almost every branch. Coast Guard doesn't even count. And Marines are fucking
they're
retards.
They do
good.
cool stuff.
I love you, Marines. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
Marines are awesome.
And we love you, Coasties. Don't even think.
Yeah,
about
and
it.
also I do love, like, I got a lot of Coastie friends
Yeah.
and like still active and like, dude, they're doing Lord's work.
I think-
Actually, so when we started 4 branches, we got a lot of traffic from the Coasties,
I
and
bet.
our boy
You mean
Harold
blowback?
Underdown, yeah,
Yeah.
Harold Underdown is our Navy guy. 30-year Navy SEAL. He started at SEAL Team 1, went over to 6 for a
Plank owner?
decade, and then finished over at SEAL Team 4 as their command master chief. So he would take all the Coastie traffic, and he'd be like, "Hey, have you guys even been to combat?" And
Listen, stupid.
so we've yeah, spoken like a true command master
Yeah.
chief.
puta.
No,
Yeah.
literally, like we've all seen him over at the different combat zones. If it was anywhere near water, there was always a Coast Guard guy there, and they'd float over there. But he's like, "Have you guys even been to combat?" They were, "Yeah." And he's like, "And what happens when you
Donde?
go to combat?" And he was like, "We fall under the Navy." He was like, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
Space Force, same thing. We're like,
Fuck Space Force.
No, Space Force was like would call us and be like, "What about our? There's 6 branches now, or whatever," because they would include the Coast Guard and
6
Space
All right,
Force.
Yeah.
so
And
here's a better
We'd be
question.
like,
taken.
we'd be like, "Hey, you guys fall into the Air Force, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." We're like, "You're welcome."
Here's a better question. What do you think of the Space Force? Why do you think that it was indoctrinated? And what in your personal opinion, are their current like operational capabilities? Like I don't even know. Like, dude, it's mind blowing to me, right? Because like living in Carson next to 2 Air
That's-
Force bases,
yeah,
like
that's
now
Space
they
Force
turned into Space Force
headquarters.
bases.
Yeah.
And like, what do you do? Like, it's so mind blowing to me. Like, I thought it was like one of Trump's like, but like,
Gotcha, bitch.
it's a real thing. And
It is.
So,
Yeah.
What is your opinion on all this? And
I think the Space Force is necessary only because space is going to be a huge domain.
And there's aliens. Oh,
shut up,
sorry.
Kevin.
Well, no, I mean, we have to make it a national mission because it's going to be a race. And whose base do you want up on the moon first, and who do you want to get to Mars first?
Right.
Like it comes down to those.
So
two
now
questions.
we're back to 69.
So you either have emphasis on it and a force that's going to help the civilian market get up there along with the military presence, or you don't.
I mean, we
But
did
what
put a
if-
the
flag
answer is
there.
yes.
We put a
But
flag there.
what do you think is like the actual motive, right? Like we've all been in the military. We all understand wholeheartedly that there was a very large influence of personal desire with regards to the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan.
Well, I think what he's saying is that it's a whole new domain, man. Because I've looked into this a little bit. it's an entirely new domain that we're just now getting access
that
to.
you need to own.
It's like a whole new, exactly. It's a
It's
whole
like
new
AI.
continent,
Like,
basically.
get on it and get in it,
Yeah.
or
so
else
Early
you're
and
going to be
often.
the bastard child.
yeah, so it's pretty wild when you look into it. It's like the capabilities and not just capabilities, but the threats that are open and out there. And so it's kind of like you have to, you know what I mean? Like you have to.
I mean,
get out there and
I
do it.
completely agree, but like I know that you're fucking saying shit that you don't want to talk about.
Aliens.
But like also like
Aliens.
what kind of guns you got?
Yeah.
Because like and that's another question is like the fucking M4s work
In
on
space?
the moon?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
Well, I did. Well, two things that because we're gonna bring it back to the trajectory of your life here. But two things. Number one, this whole story, I didn't realize the opportunities that are in the Guard and the.
It's amazing. It's the
Yeah,
best.
Nor did
kept-
I.
It's the
I didn't
best
realize
kept
all this
secret
stuff.
in the military.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy
Yeah.
to hear all that stuff. It's wild. But then the second piece of that is you've done so much stuff in your military career and the OGA stuff, but now you're involved in so many things on the outside too. Like, how did you that transition period from because you've done a lot of transitions, but I feel like maybe one of the most common and probably hardest transitions for a lot of people in the military is to the civilian world. And you've had success in multiple different ventures in this. Like, how did you start that? Was the idea? How do you handle the like partnerships and the conversations and like what was the catalyst for that? And how did you handle that transition?
I think it was different opportunities were presented, and I was just open to them. And the whole thinking outside the box thing, the way SOCOM people should, I think that's a key element to it. Just being, oh, that sounds interesting. Let me go check that out. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Like, yeah, let's see what happens.
Lots of transitions, or as we like to call them, trannies.
I knew you were gonna say that. Classic Kevin. And remember, your therapist hates it when you project, so you know.
The rapists.
So, for example, like the Four Branches Bourbon, I think we're probably going to end up finishing this bottle with
Oh, boy.
this one episode here.
So, Kevin, I want you to note at the top of every bottle it says "Drink honorably." So, I pulled the tab on
I'm
that.
honorably.
It's yeah.
I mean, there's
but,
four of us.
Yeah, there is four of us, right?
Honorably. Yeah.
Okay, and the reason between like one of the
Actually, I
biggest
think
things.
we almost have all four branches except for the crane eaters. But I'm sorry, Karen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no Marines
I
in
mean,
the
shit.
room.
If we had a Marine here,
It'd
we
be
don't
done,
need 'em.
right?
We're fine. I
So-
love you, boys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So with this actually, Four Branches Bourbon, I'm very lucky to be on this team. So Rick Franco, he's our Marine. He went to VMI. He ended up enlisting in the Marines while he was there. Went to, I think he went to the island. I can't remember. But he became a Marine in the Marine Reserves while he was finishing at VMI. Then he got commissioned at the end of it. After he got his degree there, he became an infantry officer in the Marine Corps. Did 10 years. Got recruited by the agency to go over to GRS, and he was there for a while. And then he got into private security. He met Mike, and it turns out that Rick and I were on some of the same bases in Afghanistan in
cool.
particular. Harold and I, like
we
we were all. Oh, get.
Selfie time. Yeah.
Got
But,
some good snapshots for that.
Yeah, there you go. Some happy snaps. But so he came up with the idea, and it came from Greg Wright, a guy he went to VMI with and was a Marine officer with. He actually, Greg was like very curious about what he was doing with OGA, and he was like, "Hey, I really want to go over there." He goes, "Well, you're an awesome guy. I'd love to work with you. Are you sure? Because this is what that means. This is what this path basically looks like. Be sure. You have a family. Are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah." So he went through all the training, which arguably, I think GRS has one of the hardest weapons qualifications.
That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
It's insane. It's
I
awesome.
trained
It is such a
on
cool course of
because I
fire.
moved from WIPS to GRS,
Uh-huh.
and one of my buddies was a team guy that was on GRS, and he's the one that vouched for me, right? Because I was never soft, and like normally you need 7 years of soft.
Yeah.
So I got like favoritismed in to GRS because I had two guys vouching for me, and they're like, pass the quals. And like, I already had my TSSCI. Dude, I fucking failed that qual so many times. Well, practice quals, like my
Yeah.
own practice quals,
Right.
before I actually had to go through it.
You were lucky you had an idea of what you had to qualify
I've heard it's a
with.
really hard shooting course.
It
Yeah, it's
is
hard as
awesome.
fuck, dude. There's
Yeah.
a ton of team
Dude,
guys that go
who's
to it. And they're like,
who's the
done.
Nordic fucking G that you guys had on the cast when I was in Europe?
Oh, Yost.
Yost.
yeah,
Dude, so I
Nordic.
just caught up on Yost and watched Yost the other day, and Yost talking about going through the GRS fucking qual, and I'm like, dude, oh my fucking god, is it hard?
It seems like a cool network, though. So is that how you met the rest of the guys in the group?
So, let's see. So Rick came up with the idea. He wanted to honor Greg and the other guys because Greg was the first star on the wall at the agency.
No way.
That was a contractor.
The first star on the
from,
wall?
No, from the
Well,
agency
from the
as a contractor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of stars on there.
Right.
Greg's the first one that was actually a contractor that was a
Yeah.
GRS. And because
How did he fall?
he fell doing his job, he saved everybody, got everybody off the X. He was mortally wounded.
Are you gonna leave it that?
I'm gonna leave it right there.
That's fine. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Um,
respect.
For
Hey.
people that don't know, too, the
yeah.
CIA,
Rest in peace.
the CIA has stars on the wall
Yeah.
for fallen operators.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
and
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
you're
say.
right.
So, anyways, so this idea hit him like a lightning bolt as he's driving home from work. So he's now in private security, driving home from work, and he's like, "I'm gonna do a barrel of bourbon for the guys." And he's a Scotch drinker, so to him that was weird, but it was a very crystal clear thought. And he's like, "I'm doing it." And so he called Mike Trott. He was GRS. He was an Air Force veteran. Went to the agency. He ends up on George Tennant's detail, who's still one of my favorite directors
Yeah.
of all the directors. Just reading about their history and how they were and hearing all the stories, he was amazing. And Mike was his right-hand man for that detail. And Mike went on to, work for Dell and like the, Michael Odell, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy. He was there when he was at somebody's house when Steve Jobs died. Like he was at that level, like
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
astronomical
Yeah.
as far as private security. He wrote programs and he designed security from so many different levels, like global security
Wow.
plans.
Yeah.
After he left the agency, so he's awesome. And they're both really great guys. They were down in the Bahamas at one point, and they were talking to Harold Underdown, our Navy SEAL, and they all happened to be working after a hurricane at Baker's Bay in the Bahamas. So they were all like, "Hey, and Rick knew."
Tough duty. Tough duty.
Yeah, brutal. Rick knew, but it was a pretty brutal cleanup, actually.
sure.
But it's
Yeah.
a really cool, super high-end result. And Rick had an Army guy in mind who just wanted nothing to do with this, as far as a company.
Hmm.
Because as soon as Rick talked to Mike was like, it's not going to be one barrel. You know that, right? Like, we can't, and you can't sell it on Facebook. Like,
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
gonna,
Yeah.
like, this is a whole, but I love the idea. I think we should do it. Let's talk to Harold. So the three of them got together and talked about what Four Branches bourbon could be. And it wasn't called that then, obviously. And they were like, man, if we had an Army guy, we'd have all four branches. And so the clinical coordinator down there is a guy named GC Wine. And I had known him for over a decade from, like, I was one of the owners of a medical training company. And we were on the SOCOM approved vendors list for a very specific type of medical training. And GC was our best instructor, like as far as paramedic cards, paramedic refreshers, ACLS, everything. Man, he's a really cool instructor because he's hilarious, dynamic. He kept the crowd awake, and he's just a funny guy and super smart.
Counts for a lot.
Super smart. So he's running the clinic at Baker's Bay, and these three are having the conversation. We need an Army guy. You need to talk to my friend RJ. He's awesome. And they're like, RJ, and I was like, yeah, he was a Green Beret, and he was at the agency. You guys might know him. Like he wasn't GRS, but he was over there as a contractor. And they were like, no, like RJ, that sounds real familiar though. And so they're like, yeah, but the RJ we know, he's a PJ. Like, no. And he goes, well, before he went PJ, he
And like
was
literally none of this checks out.
Yeah.
You count for 2 branches.
You're like, no, dude, we're talking about 2 different people.
yeah, over
It's
a
like,
decade.
you're out, I'm in.
Which is why I was so mind blown, like on the way up here, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It's kinda
literally,
wild.
like, no, he was in SF, for like over a decade before he went over the Air Force. They're like, oh, he never said anything. He goes, RJ doesn't talk about himself. And here I
He
am
also
on a
works for the
Here I am
Does
on a
this not check out?
podcast with you guys, right?
Yeah.
But no, GC is the reason why they called me, and I just happened to be working on Extraction 2. I was in Prague. I get a call from GC. Hey, you're going to get a call from a number that's not in your phone. Answer it and just say yes to whatever they say. And I was like, GC, I haven't talked to you in months. Like, what are you talking about? He goes, I'm talking about a bourbon company. I was like, I don't know anything about a click. So he just hangs up. And I'm like, I'm looking at the phone like, he must be drunk. And the phone rings. And the phone rings, and it's the 3 guys. It's Rick, Mike, and
We need
Harold.
to picture your wiener. Yes, sir.
Just say
No,
yes.
hard
Just go with
pass.
it.
Hard
Just
pass.
say no.
They were like,
No.
look, this is our idea. This is why bourbon. This is why we want to start a company.
Here it is.
And this is what we want to do with this bourbon company.
Mhm.
And we're looking for an Army guy. And we were told you might be it. So we had a couple of video conference calls. And I'm on this movie just getting this call. And it was multiple calls. It wasn't just one, because they wanted to be sure. And I wasn't right in front of them. And I wanted to be sure too. So we were kind of, interviewing each other about what this could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big step to partner with people.
Huge. So I said, man, I love I love that you picked bourbon. I love why you picked it, and I love why you're doing this. So I'm in.
Why did they pick bourbon? Because the guy was Scotch, but why bourbon?
So bourbon is the most American spirit there is.
Facts.
It
Makes
is
sense.
Yeah.
America
Facts.
only, America. So,
America.
So now, come to find out, to make bourbon, you have to. There's some stipulations. Like, all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon.
True.
So Asians make
It's like
amazing
tequila.
whiskey,
Mm.
right? So do the Irish. So do and everybody in between. There's a lot of good spirits out there.
That are even
But as far as
51%.
bourbon,
What is it? Corn?
51% corn or
Yeah.
above, it has to be aged in brand new white American charred oak.
Huh.
That's
Interesting.
it.
Yeah.
No other
No shit.
type
Charred
I
of
didn't
white
know
oak
that it was that
barrels.
specific.
Yeah.
very specific. So there's
Charred white oak barrels.
There's 4 different levels of char. It has to be one of them.
Which also, did you guys know that Añejo tequila, like the older one, is utilizing all the old bourbon barrels in order to age
Yeah.
their tequila in order to get Añejo, which is how you get the color.
Which gives it amazing taste.
Yeah.
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 Fuck yeah.
So
You guys
it's really
started
cool. It's awesome. But yeah, so there's a couple other stipulations, but that's what actually dictates what a liquid is
There's
as far as
no-
bourbon.
Because I remember for a while, there was a misnomer or old wives' tale, like, oh, it's got to be made in Bourbon County.
In
Or it's got to
Kentucky
be
only.
in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Louisville.
Is that the shit?
No, that's
Because I know
not
they
actually
make
true.
they make bourbon in what's the
It's an old ex-wives tale.
what's the Utah?
Utah
Ex-wives.
fucking isn't even a thing. Like, it needs to be out of Kentucky or where.
It turns out it can be made anywhere, but it has to follow those stipulations. So
Well,
the one
what's
that
what-
that separates it is usually the white American oak.
Yeah.
Okay.
barrels.
Yeah.
But
And
what's
that,
the-
they
what's
could be
the-
stored
what's the,
anywhere, but it has to be.
What's the place in or I think it's Utah.
It's not Utah. Dude, Utah's fucking Mormons, dude. You think
No,
they're
they
going to
make
be
a
a big
fucking
whiskey
amazing.
manufacturer?
No, I'll think of it in a second. But
They
dude,
make amazing soda.
No,
Yeah.
they make amazing. No, because they got this.
And
other
even that's
one.
against.
No, what's the?
I know.
What's the fucking company? They make the. I'll look it up. But
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, look it up.
They make a.
Guy.
They make amazing fucking whiskeys.
But either
'Cause
way,
when
it
you
needs to
fly
come
into
out of
Salt Lake,
Kentucky.
There's a
Kentucky or Tennessee.
Well, I can tell you this. As far as, like I said, there's a couple things. You guys
Fuck
can look it
Utah.
up later. But as far as our 4 branches bourbon, so less than or roughly 5% plus or minus a couple percentage points, roughly 5% of bourbons and whiskeys are 4 grain. Most of them are 3 grain. So we're a rare 4 grain bourbon. we actually, you know, as knuckle draggers and as military guys, you want the subject matter experts. So, as a journey for our bourbon company, the four of us engaged. The first guy we ever got in contact with as an element was Jeff Hopmayer. And so this guy is a maniac. He's been in the spirits industry forever. He's been in the bourbon industry specific for over decades. He has the Brindianoma group, which he's kind of stepped away from because he's kind of at that older point where he wants to enjoy his life more.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still like, because of at one point I heard he controlled a little over 40% of the bourbon barrel market directly.
Wow.
And
Out of like Louisville,
and indirectly,
right? Yeah.
and indirectly, he controlled roughly 30% of the bourbon trading market, which is huge. And nobody talks about the bourbon trading market, but that's people source bourbon.
I watched a documentary
And
about the
that's-
whole gate, like the Buffalo Trace Gate or whatever.
Where dudes are stealing like
Yeah, you
barrels of
remember?
shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
stealing barrels and like selling them, like on the
so
black
I haven't
market.
seen that.
oh,
What
it's
the
awesome.
fuck?
No,
are you
It is
serious?
fucking
I
awesome.
need to watch
Yeah.
it.
It's
I
called
gotta
like
check that
Bourbon
out.
Gate or
Really?
something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
dude. It's like a
Yeah.
Netflix proper like documentary
I can't wait.
about these guys that like
I
worked,
just haven't seen it yet.
worked at Buffalo Trace.
So it's funny because we've been to several different places, and when we go to our distributors, like we use RNDC for some states, we use Breakthrough for some
what's
states.
NDC?
RNDC is a distributor.
RNDC.
RNDC.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then so we found out really quickly we can't sell our own bourbon. We can source it, we can blend it, we can do whatever we
Right.
want with it. We can put it in a bottle, slap our label on it. We cannot sell it. It has to go through a distributor.
It seems like there's a lot of red tape with that
There,
industry.
it, somebody said that bourbon is the most regulated liquid in the world.
Interesting.
In the U.S.
And
for
is
sure.
that in your
Welcome
opinion,
NASCAR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And is that a good idea, or is that just like somebody needs to get their fucking dick skinners in the fucking mix?
It feels like as a brand new company for us.
It is now.
Everyone wants their cut.
Which I'm sure back in the day when they start doing this, because I know when they started designating bourbon as bourbon, and it's got to be all these stipulations. That was one of those things where, and part of that is from that that documentary like you're talking about with
Bourbon Gate.
Bourbon Gate, where they talk about stealing fucking barrels and shit, and they go back to the whole beginning of when shit started getting distilled, and I mean a lot of these distilleries were like kind of doing knockoff shit, and I mean even like what's going on now with
I mean, there's a whole
agave and
History
stuff.
Channel show about these guys like doing moonshine and like all this nonsense.
Yeah,
But another one of the things I want to learn, and especially for the audience, is what is the difference between bourbon and rye?
Well, so there's different
content.
types of bourbon, and
Yeah.
it depends on how much rye is in that mash bill.
So, like, elaborate a
So,
little bit more.
so rye would be the primary
Okay.
grain in that 3-grain bourbon.
Hmm.
Okay.
Like, so ours, like I said, it's a rare 4-grain bourbon. So, as military guys, knowing that we didn't grow up in the spirits industry, much less the bourbon industry, we got up with Jeff Hopmayer, and he is like our Yoda. Like he just
Our
knows
Yoda.
everything.
I love
like,
it.
You need a guy,
He's
man.
literally we sat at his kitchen table, and he probably spent a couple hours trying to talk us out of it. Literally, he was like, "This
Told
is
you not
a
to do
horrible
it."
idea.
Yeah. Well-
You guys have no like."
That's a good business partner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It
So,
really is.
so at the end of a couple hours, he just kind of looked at us like,
all right, motherfuckers,
"You guys,
we're all in."
you guys aren't quitting, are you?"
You guys
We're
are
like,
retarded.
No, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah,
goes,
we're in.
Fine, I'll help you.
okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're going to do it with or without my help. I want to help you guys.
Yeah.
Your story's insane.
Yeah.
And the reason
Yeah.
why you're doing this is incredible. And half of the thing that makes a good bourbon is the story behind the label.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other half
absolutely.
is the
Just like a
liquid
podcast.
behind the other part of the label, right?
Where
All right.
were we?
Sorry,
Uh,
I ran out of batteries.
all good.
It happens. Yeah,
Back-
so Jeff Hopmayer, literally after he tried to talk us out of it and realized that we weren't going to get talked out of it, he was like, "Okay, well, you guys are military guys. I am involved with this bourbon company, Bardstown Bourbon Company. You'll like the guy, the Army guy. He's a retired Army guy. He's the CEO. And honestly, what you guys are talking about, like Steve Nally, is amazing, like the master distiller. So, why don't I introduce you to Bardstown, and let's see what happens after that. I'm good. Thanks.
Well, might as well finish it off. Be a good, better story
there
for the
you go.
podcast.
Just give something to Nick.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, yeah.
what do you got in
Let's
there?
go.
Oh,
Cowabunga,
shit.
baby.
You got something in there.
Hey, yeah. Hey, dude. I will say I didn't figure we'd finish an entire bottle.
I didn't think we would either, but
well, I mean,
really good.
what good sales tactic than fucking crushing a bottle?
I'm
Well,
more of a
It sips nice and easy.
Yeah.
Like the flavors.
that's literally
and,
all we've been
It
drinking
does.
the entire time.
I'm more of a
Right?
consumer than a
With-
connoisseur, but this is really good.
It doesn't have bite. Like it's
It's
smooth.
I
And
wish we could
I know
smoke
my
cigars
bourbons.
in here.
Yeah.
This would be
Dude.
perfect
That'd be
with
cool.
a cigar.
You
That'd
could
be cool.
if you weren't a pussy.
You turned me into such a fucking cigar slut.
They're good, right?
You did, dude. Like when I was in fucking Greece, like I'm sitting there with my dick out in a fucking bathroom.
it just
like,
feels
smoking a
manly to
ciggy.
smoke a cigar.
That's why I
man.
sent in the text. I was like, only Ryan can appreciate this.
Well, I was gonna actually smoke cigars in here, but Disney, my wife, she's like, "That's probably not a good idea because the
No.
fire system,
Dude,
and then
dude,
if,
I was going to say.
if the fire system lights off all our product in the background, like that's pretty
like
bad." So
you can get away smoking weed in places and like it burns out, but like cigars,
cigar
you just
smoke
know.
lingers, dude.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
it sticks.
But this is really good stuff. Well, where can people get it?
Yeah, actually, so if you go to our, I'll tell you a couple more things about our company, but as far as
Please do.
buying it, if you go to fourbranches.com, you can order right online. It'll ship here to California. And it's
FOUR branches.com.
branches.com. And it also, in those states I mentioned earlier, so,
States where you can't get a fucking CCW.
oh
Just
boy.
kidding.
Or
Just kidding.
flavored nicotine.
Oh boy. So we ship to 41 states right to your house, and then we're in a handful of states where it's bars, restaurants, and liquor stores. So you're welcome, Tennessee, Florida, Arizona, Kentucky, and the DMV area, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And we're going to just slowly and carefully expand our markets as we go, but that's probably the fastest way to get it here in California for sure.
That's cool. I don't know if you get some.
But there's a lot of cool things about the bottle and the bourbon. Steve Nally, like I was saying, as military guys, you look for subject matter experts and you look for that team. And Jeff Hotmare was our first guy, and Steve Nally was our second guy. And meeting Mark Irwin was so cool. Like he's a former Delta Force commander, retired Army guy. Yeah, go Army, go Army, beat Navy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There you go. Just making sure you're still.
Attaboy.
I don't have a dog
So,
in the race, but
so anyways,
Thank you.
Steve,
Thank you for
Steve
joining.
Nally is the reason why we had that fourth grain. He goes, hey, because we sent to Bardstown, we sent to their main blender, Dan Calloway, awesome guy, and Steve Nally. We were like, hey, this is what we want it to smell like, taste like, finish like. Like, how do we?
Oh, that's
What are
cool.
you guys thinking? So they started talking about our initial mash bills being a 3 grain.
yeah.
Hey,
4
there's-
grain is very, very rare.
super
you know?
rare, and it's so easy to
Is
fuck
it?
that up. It's
Yeah.
really easy to
Yeah.
fuck that up because, as Steve Nally was explaining to us, he goes, "Man, if you're off a couple drops, that'll ruin that whole
No
barrel."
shit.
Wow.
Yeah, he goes, "It's that."
I didn't know that
specific."
it was that like precise.
Yeah, so when you're blending, that's a whole art in and of itself.
That it will make or
It's-
break you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Must be fun to try though.
So it's been really, it's
Dude,
been
fucking
amazing.
well done, gentlemen.
It's
So-
been amazing to work with
so what-
Bardstown Bourbon Company on our blending. And it was funny, the last time we did a fill, because we needed another 6,000 cases or whatever it was, we all fly in.
Only 6,000.
Is that it? Yeah. Put it on my credit card. No. Yeah, we do cases of 6 bottles. And so we all flew in, like we do for our new fills. And we had just, after a couple interviews with Greg, we hired Greg as our master distiller. He grew up in all sorts of different places and spaces. He's been in the business 47 years. But
Wow.
we sit down and we try it because we don't leave Bardstown Bourbon Company without not being able to tell our old batch
Yeah.
from our new batch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is a blind test. We have Greg
Blind
Watkins
test,
usually
too.
comes in, the 4 of us, and then we had Greg. Steve Nally made an appearance. It was awesome trip,
Dude, that's-
as it is.
Yeah.
Really cool.
You guys are doing proper fucking like development and
Literally, Dan Calloway was like, no other company. You don't have to fly in here, right? And we were like, yeah, we
fuck
do.
you.
Yeah, but literally,
Fuck, I ain't.
literally,
Yeah.
we were like, yeah, we do because we try it and it's
That's
different.
your shit,
have
man.
to.
Yeah, this
And
is
that's your
fucking have
shit.
to.
yeah,
That
and
is
he goes,
your stuff.
well, the only I'm not trying to offend you guys. We love it when you come here. We're just telling you right now, you're the only company that does this.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and
Attaboy.
we
Very
service a
cool.
lot
Yeah.
of companies, so
Yeah.
it's kind of
Attaboy.
cool. But as far as the bottle goes, like, this doesn't scream military brand, right?
No.
Like you look
No,
at
it
it on a
doesn't.
bar.
No, but the cool
nothing.
thing about this that
Very
I like
classy.
is the fucking thick bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can
could-
put this through
You
somebody's.
love thick bottoms.
I do.
Only refrigerator boxes.
You've
So-
seen my wife.
Do you guys have apparel? Because
We do.
I would love to rock like a hat or a shirt.
Oh, our hats are awesome.
I know
in
a
fact, yeah, right?
I know a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
and
fact,
also we know a guy.
I'll talk to you after the show.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'll
dude.
get you in touch with Jen and Rick and Mike. But
Fuck yeah, buddy.
it doesn't scream military. But if you look close, and it's kind of one of those things, if you know, you know.
That's
So the
perfect.
4
How
is
agency
the
you.
bartenders all know. Hey, this is a 4 grain, and it's rare on our bar. Like it's the only one, or it's one of.
So
two,
what does
maybe.
a bottle MSRP go for?
Well, I was gonna say first. Check this out. So you see that foundational piece
Mhm.
Yeah.
that the 4 sits on? That's
Yeah.
the Army. That was the first branch.
Oh, interesting.
That is the foundation
Okay.
of all the
I
other
love.
branches.
All right, so for
It's
all
symbology.
of you nerds,
Yeah.
it's called etymology, and the fact that you guys have the foresight to put in, also because my degree is in graphic design, so the etymology behind like that baseline, and like please carry on because I want to hear this shit.
Yeah, yeah. So that foundational piece represents the Army. You go up the middle, like the mast of a ship or a sail of a submarine coming out of the water. That's the Navy,
Very
obviously.
phallic fitting.
Right in the middle, almost like a bayonet or a sword. Thinnest, leanest, and meanest. If you have for Rick Franco, you're welcome, Rick. And part of the Navy is the Marine Corps. If you go up above the sky over all of them, supporting everybody, is the Air Force. If you go even more subtle in the center, you can see the tip of the spear, the representing all special operations. So
Oh, that's cool.
Harold's the Navy SEAL. I started out in Special Forces or Green Berets,
You just made me hard.
and then
Yeah.
do you have a
dude.
freedom boner?
As a designer,
Dude.
I'm hard.
All right,
Yeah.
so here's the tip of the
If
spear.
Nick didn't have pants on right now,
It might get awkward.
you guys would be fucking in trouble,
Prism
bro.
pants.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to the pants holding
Yeah,
it in.
yeah.
Right, right.
Thanks for holding this fucking thing in.
Oh boy. So, anyways, tip of the spear. So you notice that you can only see half the tip of the spear, right? That represents those still out doing the business. The half you can't see represent our fallen that are no longer with us.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Damn.
and that's our 4. It's big and bold on every label. It jumps off the bar.
Dude.
It's so badass.
Well
is cool.
fucking done,
Oh,
bro.
thanks,
Dude,
well done.
thanks.
I love the
So-
Now that
etymology
you
behind it.
explained it,
So-
now I want
Oh.
to drink another fucking bottle, bro.
Cheers,
Hell
boys.
yeah.
Cheers.
Nice
Hey,
job,
So,
RJ.
cheers, boys.
That goes into the
Indeed,
next part
fellas.
of our company and the ethos of our company. Like I said, at the top of every bottle is on the back you'll see "Serve honorably," and that's kind of we're serving you our bourbon honorably. Serve your
But also
communities honorably.
respectfully.
Yeah, but on the front is "Drink honorably."
Like it.
Dude. It's
Perfect.
Jesus
So
Christ.
drink honorably. We want guys, with all the self-medication and veteran suicide. There's first responders, the NFL. We're not the only community with these problems, but
Yeah.
they're pretty pronounced. We just want people to stop drinking and forget and sip to remember. So we have a big sip to
Why
remember
you look at me when
campaign.
you say that?
You're the man, brother. No, but we've all been affected by
Dude, that is
people
such a touch
making
point.
super
Yeah.
bad decisions, and we all know the guy that drinks alone and shouldn't.
Yeah, 100%.
And we
Yeah.
just
Definitely
want to
drink
get
with
that
friends.
message out to him.
yeah.
So you'll notice that it's accented by purple top and bottom, and that's for joint operations. Everyone thinks Purple Heart, and that's obviously a big part of it too, but joint operations. So for the crowd out there, that's more than one unit, more than one branch, more than one agency on the same objective
Yeah.
at the same time, and that basically describes all 4 of us. So
Blue seals versus purple seals.
well,
Seriously.
there's that.
Yeah. No, a lot
We
of
So-
just
team,
comb each other's hair.
no, a lot of team guys don't know the difference. And we're
What
like,
are purple seals?
dude, you're working for SOCOM versus fucking the Blue Navy.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
And dude, my first
I didn't know
platoon,
that.
they tried to push
Hammered
that
that
shit
in it?
down our fucking neck, and they're like,
Really?
my OIC was like, we want to go jump in this area in Udari Range in Kuwait, and our task group commander was like, fuck you, you can't jump General Tony at the time was the 1-star SOCOM commander. Was like, you guys, we're no jumping allowed. Blah 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 blah. We were attached to the Independence, the fucking diesel carrier. We were attached to the fucking CV-60. I think it was 62. Yeah, 62. We'd taken Admiral Moore, who was the 2-star admiral, up in a spy rig and done all this fucking shit, and it was
all
like
the cool
fucking,
stuff.
Oh, dude,
Get him on your side.
Big fan after
and
that.
dude,
Yeah.
they shot us down. They're like, no, you guys aren't fucking jumping.
Talk to my 2-star.
Admiral Moore goes, hey, what the fuck? I thought you guys were jumping today. And like,
Aren't you
no,
supposed to tandem me?
No, seriously, no.
Buckle in,
Dude,
bitch.
We would have, dude,
Yeah.
100%. This guy was like,
I'll do
fucking
it.
stud.
Yeah.
And basically he went down to Admiral Moore's like, fuck you. You're fucking purple, or you're blue SEALs. You're not purple. You're working for fucking me, and I got 2 motherfucking stars. If you guys want to jump, we'll fucking jump.
Nice.
And, dude,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Yes,
that was my
sir.
first platoon. This was 97, 98, Kuwait. And I was like, I didn't know shit from Shinola.
Yeah.
And then our task group commander had the nerve to ask if we had an extra parachute so he could jump.
Of course.
After fucking getting in
I
our
remember
of
this
course.
story
Business.
now.
Yeah.
OIC's face going,
Yeah.
you fucking mother. Like,
Really? You want
Yeah.
a parachute? Forget
Yeah.
about
It's
it.
good to
Yeah.
have some stars in your back pocket, man.
dude, he was like, fuck you. And, dude, they jumped. C2, he goes, dude, my guys got to get quals too. He goes, all my C2 pilots, they would have sent fucking team guys out, But yeah,
I
But
love
dude,
this, man.
I love the this whole story.
The
bu-
symbology,
behind-
Dude,
Yeah.
the etymology, everything.
not etymology. Etymology.
That too.
Drink honorably.
The etymology behind it, and like I said, dude, I mean,
And
my
thanks
degree's
for the
in graphic
bottle, too,
design,
by the way. Yeah.
but thanks
Yeah.
for getting us drunk, and
Easy, man.
also,
Easy.
dude, you could be probably 5 episodes. Like I
think
almost
we've
feel like
talked
we
5
didn't touch
episodes,
the
eh?
Yeah, right.
surface.
Dude.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't even
You're
talked
like-
about movies with this
Oh,
guy.
Oh,
no
that's
shit.
right.
Where I
Yeah.
met
Oh my
this
God.
motherfucker, like,
Right?
what, 21?
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was-
you're such a diverse person. There's so many
before-
other things.
So
we gotta,
what projects, movie projects, and Hollywood projects have you worked on, and in what capacity?
Well, I'm going to finish the 4 branches section
Please
with
do.
this.
yeah.
So the soul of our company is drink honorably and leading to sip to remember and everything in between. The big part of our company is, as a brand new company, you're in the red for a couple years. We're in the red and we're hoping to get in the black 2026. But even being in the red, giving back to our communities is huge for us. Like, we're always going to do that, and we hope we can give more every single year. So literally, we're right at $500,000. So we've given over 500, well, just right at 500,000
Wow.
to different nonprofits
That's
over the last
charities.
couple of
That's
years.
crazy for a
So
new
we've been on
company.
the
And you're
market.
still,
For a startup,
wow.
normally
That's fucking
you're
amazing,
rinse and
dude.
repeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're just maybe a hair under 500. It's close. It's right there.
You guys are doing it right, man.
We're trying, and that goes to donating bottles to things like Folds of Honor. Like, they're on the back of milk cartons by now. They're huge.
And the
And
Liver
everyone's
Risk
like-
podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
They're like, man, why are you giving to such, like, they already have money. We're like, well, our bottles raise a lot of money at their auctions.
Yeah.
So, like, I jumped a bunch of bottles into the 80th D-Day anniversary, and all our signatures
No
were on it.
way.
That's
Dude, one
badass.
bottle in Texas went for $25,000.
You
We're like,
jumped?
done.
You
Jesus.
jumped. When's the last time you jumped in?
I jumped a couple months ago. I'm still in the reserves.
No shit.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah,
So-
calm down,
so-
Dick.
But
Like static line or free fall?
no, we have 4 parachute systems, so we have
Oh.
to be on green on all of them. And you guys are like, why are you still jumping in static line? Do you realize that like some of the deep sea rescues, if the ceiling's that low, we will put on a round
Oh,
parachute
no shit.
because that is the only one that's going to actually we
Right.
can get to
Yeah.
that
Wow.
altitude. Yeah, everything like mostly we really when we're pushing a boat out to go chase it, we really want static line square because that is where everybody is
you can
most
actually-
consistent.
You can actually stare.
You
at
can
the
have
center
a
of that
stack.
fucking thing.
You know,
You're
a real
so
stack.
fucking intelligent.
But
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But no, giving back is a huge part of our company. So
As it should be. And, dude, you're fucking doing it right, RJ. And
appreciate it, brother.
I
You
can't
are,
suck
RJ.
your dick anymore.
I know.
This far away from you. But yeah,
my
dude.
mouth is getting watery.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck, dude.
Oh, wow.
Seriously.
All right, I have a small world story for you. So he and I met, and Tom Struthers is a stunt coordinator and he's on Jack Ryan. He calls me out of the blue. I'm diving with Force Blue. I end up bringing Kaj Larson with me out to Jack Ryan. Yeah. So I bring Kaj Larson out with me to Jack Ryan, but I'm on my way out to, where were we? Budapest?
As many people don't know,
Budapest.
fucking Kaj, team guy.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Oh, yeah.
Another former fucking ring knocker.
Yep.
Well, you're not a ring knocker,
No.
but I mean.
He and I used to party together. all the time.
Yeah.
Kaj is awesome, and he's a really great entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Like, he
super
really
smart.
wants to help the community, too.
Kaj
like
is
with
great.
financial stuff.
Mhm.
None of the kids think about that, and he makes them think about it. It's really cool what he's doing.
It's pretty good for a no.
So I call.
He's smart, dude.
Yeah,
He's
he
smart
is. He
as
is smart.
fuck, dude. Like,
He's a great guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Soft hands.
I called the first person I called because I heard the name Kevin Kent. Tom Struthers was like, yeah, they have some seal, and I don't think you guys had really meshed just yet because it was at the very beginning of pre-production. He's like, there's a guy out here named Kevin Kent. He's the military advisor. Because I
He's
was
a
like,
faggot.
well, he said Navy SEAL, which is no. I'm just kidding.
You're like, oh, he is absolutely.
No,
Faggot.
so literally, and I don't know how he knew this, but somehow he inferred you were a West Coast SEAL. So immediately I called Clint Bruce.
It's good hair.
And I was like, hey, do you know a guy named Kevin Kent? And dude, he started laughing. He goes, why do you want to know? And he said it in the best way. Some guys will be like, yeah, I know him.
Dude, Clint's awesome,
and it means you're
Clint's
going
fucking
to get a
great.
bad report card,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But he started laughing right away. So I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And so he goes, why do you want to know? And I said, well, I think I'm working on a TV show for Amazon. I'm not sure, but I've heard that there's a guy named Kevin Kent, former SEAL. He's the military advisor. What can you tell me about him? He goes, dude, you're going to have so much fun. How can I get on that show? I want to go out there with you guys. And Big Clint. He's got that super boomy baritone.
Clint's fucking legit, dude.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of helping veterans, like that guy, oh my God. He really does. He will give you the shirt off his back. He will get anybody, any job, anywhere.
He would give you the back off of his shirt. Literally.
Dude, Clint Bruce is awesome, man.
Clint,
I love that guy. Love him.
I remember him, Clint, and fucking fucking Beef, fucking Dressler, fucking showed up almost the same time at Team 5.
Uh-huh.
And dude, Clint Bruce, I think he was my sister platoon 3rd O, because our 3rd O was like, I don't remember who the fuck it was, but dude, phenomenal fucking time. And dude, Clint Bruce has done.
Do you know? You said you've
I know-
heard his name.
I know of him.
Here's Clint's background.
Defensive linebacker for a pro football team or something before.
So he started out, grew up in Arkansas at like somewhere between 10 and 12 years old. He's like, I'm going to the Naval Academy and I'm playing football. He did it.
Which is
the
insane.
academy hadn't been to a bowl game in like over a decade. They not only went to a bowl game, they won it. Like half, no, not half, but maybe a third of his team gets drafted to the NFL. He goes straight to the Baltimore Ravens. He later ends up with the New Orleans Saints. And at some point, he's like, man, this 9/11 stuff is like, I got to go over
And then
do my
goes to
part.
SEAL Team 5.
Surf Team 5,
Perfect.
baby.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just a great guy, man. And since he's been out, he did 3 platoons and got out, moved to Dallas. His wife, Amy, their kids.
Is he in Dallas?
Amazing family. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
He's just a great guy, man. I love him. But he had rave reviews. He goes, dude, he's so smart and so funny. Half the jokes are going to go over half the people's heads. He goes, pay attention because you're going to miss them if you don't. And so
He's
I had a
talking about
blast
me?
with Kevin. Yeah,
What
he
is he
is.
talking about?
Dude, he loves you, bro. He loves you.
I love
So
Clint.
I get
love
out
Clint.
to Jack Ryan with Kaj, and he's out there with Paul Thoma and Tom Struthers, and it's a cool stunt team. And John Krasinski is awesome. Like, he's just such a great guy.
Krasinski's awesome, right?
He is so
a
fucking
lot of people
cool.
ask me that shit all the time. They're like, dude, how is he? I'm like, dude,
He's such a badass. He should have been in special operations.
yeah.
Like, he's
No, seriously.
awesome.
A lot
He's
of people
smart.
go,
funny,
Get the
and
fuck
awesome.
out of here. Like, but no. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
Especially the more he gets around guys like us,
yeah.
you would never know he's an actor. Not to say actors are going to be any different than any of us, but dude,
He's a
first of
guy's
all,
guy.
and he's a natural fucking athlete.
He's so
Like,
athletic, dude.
Dude, they have us climbing up the side of this fucking ship
Yeah.
in Athens.
I never thought twice about him doing anything we
Dude,
were doing.
I did.
None of it.
I was scared as fuck. I'm like walking up the side of this thing.
You're waiting for it to snap,
Dude,
right?
they're winching this thing up, and I'm like, and it's like,
Exceeding the weight limits.
I'm like, all right, I know I might weigh a little bit more than John Krasinski, but they're like, we're gonna put you on your own winch. I'm like, all right, but then they come back and they're like, no, you know, we got to put John on his own so we can control him, and I'm just like, so if you look at all those fucking,
John's got to lead the charge.
Yeah.
By a little bit.
John's up
not
there,
much.
and dude, we're walking up the side of the ship, and dudes are like this with their guns.
Yeah.
Dude, from day one, we did like 3 days of fucking rehearsals.
Oh yeah.
Maybe 2.
That's all we did.
Up and down
Up
the
and down
side
the
of this
ship.
fucking ship. Up and down.
And the
up
other
and
thing
down,
was
up and down.
repelling. So on the day,
Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, can you make it look kind of out of control when you go over? Because you're gonna get shot." And they shoot me with special effects, and it's almost like simunitions. Like it actually hurts.
Yeah.
And
Like
the
shooting
special
sand-
effects guy
like
was
shooting
hilarious.
like Zerks and shit or
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah, and so they come in like rip up my thighs a little bit, and I go down on one knee and one hand. John helps me up and like throws me behind cover.
Somebody's got to be the hero.
Yeah, and John's definitely the hero. So I remember one time we were rehearsing in the ship, and we're setting up the scene because we have to get from here to there. So we tactically, Kevin kind of leads all of us and like, hey, you two are going to go down here. We're going to go down here because he's the advisor, right? And he's, he's all over it. And John's like looking to him because basically John is directing any scene that we're in.
Yeah.
He's the actual director.
No
He's
shit.
actually
Yeah.
directing the
Wow.
shit.
He really
he's
is.
like, what would we actually do? And
Hey,
I'm like,
and
well,
so-
go.
Yeah, so he shows him exactly how we'd take that space to go find the Russian scientist or whatever it was. And he goes, okay, can we put a bad guy here and here and then engage them as we go? And we just rehearsed the whole thing and then we shot it. So I remember at one point Kevin was like, hey, John, you mind if we kill any bad guys? You're the fucking analyst,
Dude,
right?
no shit.
He
He's
just could not wait to
fucking
shoot.
killing
He could not wait
everybody.
to it.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
hilarious. Yeah.
No shit.
That's
Shout out
awesome.
to John.
And that
He's
was the
fucking
other
cool.
thing, dude. John was fucking awesome, but at the same time, I'm not trying to be a fucking actor, and I know Paul. Paul wants. You're not. You don't give a fuck.
No, for sure.
I don't want to be in front. I mean, I want to direct some shit. I don't give a fuck about being an actor. And I remember, Krasinski, John reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, I want you to be a member of my team," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," and not. Like, he literally called me on the phone, and I'm in Virginia working on like this zombie project. Not even, this was in like, I think it was 2020, 2021 maybe. I can't remember.
Now, and he knew you from 13 Hours, right?
Well, he knew me from the first 2 seasons of Jack Ryan, so
Okay,
1 and
okay.
2.
Yeah.
And then, so 3, he goes, hey, I want you to be one of the guys. I want you to be one of my, I hadn't read shit from, and this is coming out of COVID. And I feel bad because he basically was like, "Hey, I want
Give you a
to
golden
yeah, I
ticket."
want to give you a fucking this thing."
Mhm.
Well, I hadn't read any of the scripts. I didn't know shit from Shinola in terms of like where the fuck are we gonna be? They were I guess they'd started filming some of Jack Ryan, but I hadn't heard of anything. And John, I mean, imagine waking up in the middle of a fucking hotel room in Virginia, may or may not have been drunk or hungover. Probably wasn't drunk, but he goes, "Oh, hey," I get a phone call. It's like John Krasinski. I'm like, "Oh, hey, hey, Kevin, hey, what are you doing? Oh, hey, you're gonna be coming to Budapest soon. We're filming season 3 of Jack Ryan, and by the way, I want you to be one of the guys because he wrote this. The shipboarding scene was a story.
He wanted a maritime team.
Yeah,
on it.
so I
yeah.
told him a story, probably in like season 1 or 2, several years ago, about this shit that when we took down the ship, and John was like, "God damn, that's a
Write that in there."
fucking awesome," and he essentially was like, "I'm gonna write this into the shit."
Season 3,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
and so dude, episode 1 season 3, we're taking down this fucking ship, and it's me, RJ, Paul,
And Kaj.
Kaj.
Yeah.
And wait, fuck, who's running the boat?
Actually, Neil.
Neil Andrea.
Yeah.
Great
he was
fucking
the
dude.
Head of department for the Marine
He's
department.
he's the maritime
awesome.
coordinator.
He literally was flying from LA to London to work on Star Wars 2 nights ago. They just wrapped on Odyssey with
Hit you
Christopher
up?
Nolan.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Dude.
So he stays
Neil
busy.
Andrea.
He's
great
the
fucking
Marine
dude.
department guy.
Yeah. So Marine, it's fucking hilarious, dude. There's so many departments in the industry where you're like, he's a small boat, jet ski, fucking just a wonder of like figuring shit out. Has been doing this stuff forever.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be a special operations guy. Doesn't have to be nothing, But yeah, that was one of those things. I get a phone call from John, and I was like, "Yeah,
Sounds
absolutely."
good, Budapest.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." Didn't thank him. Didn't go like, "Oh my god!" Like wasn't like super over the top. I was kind of like, "Oh yeah, that'd be cool," And then I get there and I talk. I have dinner.
You realize how big it is.
I have dinner with him and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" I didn't know I was gonna be. Honestly, I didn't realize it was going to be like
you were going to be on camera,
so many
and part of the
episodes and
cast.
shit. Which I'd done it a couple of episodes before. I show up as a bad guy, and I'm in like, if you blink,
That was
you're
season
going to
2.
miss me.
I saw you
Dude,
throw
I
him out of
saw
a
you.
helicopter.
Oh yeah.
One time.
Well, season 1, I played like
That was
3
fun.
different guys. Season 2, I played Savage, or better known as Sausage. But then season 3, John's like throws us all into everything, and then gives us a shout out on
awesome.
on Colbert and some other shit, which, again, dude,
He's just that kind of guy. He's
John's
just great.
such a great
He's
guy.
so
The whole
great.
production team, you got Allison Seeger, you got god damn it. The mind mush goes around again. But,
Maybe it's the bottle.
well, that's
Oh,
it.
we've been on for a couple hours.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That'll do it.
But dude, you have such
He has a great team.
They have such a phenomenal team. Krasinski's production team. You got John Kelly. You got
He was awesome.
Allison.
It's always good to hear when you see these guys, and sometimes you hear like bad stuff about them. Like, fuck, it kind of ruins their movies. But it's so nice when you hear good stuff about them. You're like, oh man, it just makes it so much better. It makes the character so much better.
I can tell you, I've heard stories where, oh my god, that guy's such a dick or whatever. I've been really lucky, and to work with guys like Christian Bale, Tom Hardy, Tom Struthers. Kevin was freaking hilarious, and John Krasinski, like in between takes, would tell us funny stories and keep us laughing. Like it was, I mean, it's
cool.
really cool.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, dude, I was texting Wendell Pierce literally this morning.
Nice.
Wendell's
cool.
I was in Dallas.
I didn't get to meet him.
Yeah.
I just keep hearing cool stories about him.
But Wendell Pierce, I was in Dallas, and there was a show on Elsbeth that he's on, and for some reason it's on this bar, or on this TV in the bar in Dallas where I was at 2 days yesterday, 2 days ago, and my niece Ashley, she bumps, hey, haven't you worked with him before? I'm like, oh shit! I snap a picture, I send him a picture, because Wendell's he's got a house in L.A. somewhere. Grew up in New Orleans, and just a fucking great guy. He's like the
I keep
ultimate.
hearing that. I want to work with him.
Just the ultimate kind of
You know
Good
where I
dude.
saw him last? I was at a Dark Wolf premiere in New York City. Jack Carr was there. Chris Pratt. Jared Shaw was awesome. He's so cool.
Yeah.
His brother was in the Air Force. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jared.
But Jared Shaw was there. Really cool. And he's
Did you go to the premiere?
Yeah. So
Dude, you should reach out to me.
Jared reached out to Harold, and I was kind of his plus one. He was like, "Can RJ go? Because he's kind of in the business, but he would love it."
Yeah.
So the 2 of us out of the 4 of us from 4 branches, because he actually really loves what we're doing. He loves our messaging.
Yeah.
He loves all of it.
Dude, Jared's great. Jared is fucking
He was really cool.
amazing.
I had texted him a couple times, but we had never really talked, and we certainly had never met in person. So I go up there for the New York, and those guys, Jared's getting stretched. Like, it's a premiere, and they're kind of the main guys. You know what I mean? Like, he's getting pulled in all these different directions.
Oh,
Hey, you got to
yeah.
come over here for this
Yeah.
picture, and hey, this producer wants to
It's
talk to
probably
you.
a
And
lot
all
of
of it.
that, I would
It's a
imagine.
lot.
Yeah.
But all those guys made time for me and Harold, and especially Harold, because Harold was kind of his mentor, and he literally saved his SEAL career, I think is a fair statement.
Dude, Jared's
yeah, it's cool. It was
That's cool
really
to
cool.
hear.
There's a lot of great people in the business.
Well,
That's
dude,
good to hear.
Andrew Form is the guy I was trying to figure out
Oh yeah,
who's fucking an awesome producer.
yeah, he was. He was
Dude
cool.
grew up under Michael Bay, and he's kind
Oh,
of.
I saw on Instagram you got to catch up with Harry Humphreys in Texas
dude,
too.
yeah.
That's
So
gonna be
just
awesome, man.
That whole, oh my God, yeah. That's a whole nother story, but coming back from Mike Ritland's podcast, going like, reach out to Harry and some
We should
other
have a
shit,
whole. We got to wrap this one up, but we should have a whole other thing about the Hollywood stuff because there's so many nuanced stories to it, and there's so many connections with everybody can see, like, oh, that guy here, that guy here, and the behind the scenes stuff.
Well, dude, yeah, you blink an eye, and like RJ is saying, he's in New York with Jack Carr, who I did a platoon with. You got fucking
Chris Pratt.
all
was
these
awesome.
Chris Pratt. I mean, you got all these fucking
Taylor
dudes
Kitsch
who are
was
like
cool. Like
all
all those guys.
over the place, and you're like, holy fucking! I'm sure Nick knows fucking million motherfuckers too, which is crazy. So
yeah, we should do something. We should do
Yeah.
something with that. Focus on that. It'd be fun. It'd be a fun episode.
yeah.
All right. Well, we're probably.
How do we
close to
promote
time.
you?
Yeah. Where can
Other
people find
than
you?
4 branches.
So I'll tell you 2 companies I'm involved with, and what I love about working with all these guys is they're amazing. They can't wait to get back to their community. They can't wait to help other veterans. Is Brigands Co. So my partner Dylan Curtis, he's original Texas boy, but he's out in New Smyrna Beach, shark bite capital of the world. Awesome town. You guys got to come visit. It's a really cool little surf town. So we're doing a lot on that front and doing a lot of like community kind of projects.
Yeah, it's a cool brand.
Helping, a lot of people. That's how you and I originally met.
Yeah, that's
on
right.
a couple
Yeah.
conference calls because we just didn't have the volume, and you were at such a high level as far as, quality and getting all that out to different companies. But when we reach the certain level, we'll be back for sure.
Yeah, man. We'd love to work with you again.
But so shout out to Dylan and Brigands Co. So they're all over social media. So it's at Brigands Co. _co. No, I'm sorry, Brigands _ Co. CO. So that's the Brigands company. So a lot of cool apparel there. As far as 4 branches goes, I love meeting up with my partners. Like, they're so fun to work with. They're all hardworking.
Great shirt,
all
too.
of us, yeah, right?
Did you bring us all polos?
I was gonna
I'm
get
just
sizes
fucking-
and ship
I'm
you a
just
swag
fucking with
bag.
you.
Don't
I'm
even worry
just
about
fucking
it,
with you.
because he filled me up with swag over here.
Dude, yeah. Well,
the
and that's
shirts and the
thing.
patches and stickers are so cool.
They're
Like,
so fun.
Yeah,
I love
dude.
apparel as a
Dude,
just
come
a
on the
product.
show,
It's
man.
so fun, man.
I
Yeah.
love the one of the things that jumped off the table as far as stickers and Velcro patch that I'm gonna wear on my chest rack next time I jump at the 308 and
Thanks, man.
Patrick.
Don't
that
break anything.
Yeah, right. The don't tread on me, and you turned it to don't tell on me.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, well,
It's
that was Nick's
hilarious.
idea.
Yeah.
So funny.
Great concept.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
So that's cool. But as far as 4 branches goes, yeah, they're a great group. And every time we fly in to meet, whether it's a tasting, a bourbon blitz to attack a market or to expand a market, like, I just can't wait to meet up with the guys and do it. And that's when you're doing good things, it just feels great to get together with them and keep crushing it. So
Yeah, dude, it's so nice to be in a position where you get to choose good partners. You know what qualifiers to put in place, and you all understand the game, and you all have skin in it and responsibilities. And dude, it's so different having a company when you're older than when you're younger. I remember when I first started my first couple companies, just like, yeah, we're gonna do all this shit. We had no idea to do anything.
oh yeah,
It's just a
it's
fiasco.
brutal. Startups are brutal.
Yeah, it's so much
And
nicer. now.
we're no different. It's been brutal, but the guys, all 4 of us, seem to have a positive, attitude to get through some of those walls that you invariably hit as a startup.
Yeah,
It's just been a really cool experience. And guys like I was saying, Jeff Hotmeyer, Steve Nally, Greg, like Nick Nelson is our national sales rep who has like over 40 years in Brown Forman. He was the guy who took Woodford Reserve from a bar napkin into being on every bar.
wow.
Like as far as marketing and sales, like he knows his business. We got Johnny out in Dallas. He's amazing. Like all of our guys. We got Nicole in Florida. We got Bill up in Maryland. Like all these guys with all these decades of experience. It's a really,
Who do you have
really
in
cool team.
California needs to fucking...
Yeah, right? You guys are ambassadors, first thing. Like once we get in this market,
Dude,
you'll
let's
be our
grow
first
this
call.
brand, bro.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
Once you start
yeah.
farming some more juice and like putting in barrels, and I'm sure you guys are just like racking and stacking fucking barrels, man.
We
'cause
got a
that's
lot of
what it
projects.
takes.
Yeah, for
a lot
sure.
of people don't understand like what it takes to. I mean, it ain't vodka. You can't fucking put it in a glass or
No.
barrel or bottle, and
Yeah.
it's like, dude, this shit's got to sit for 4 or
Years.
5 fucking years.
It's an endeavor.
And
yeah.
then it's like, all right, well, or you get
Source it and
shit.
pay out the
yeah,
nose.
you get shit.
Yeah.
Pay these motherfuckers to go, dude, this is going to cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah.
And then you have a taster or a blender, the guy that's going to, like your guy,
Master
Bart in
distiller.
Bartown.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
going to be like, okay, well, let's.
Yeah, Dan Calloway and Steve Nally and Greg, like they're amazing.
Well,
And then
we're
to
lucky
keep
to
it-
have them.
And then to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
so, yeah.
I can commit to doing our part in drinking a good percentage of that.
Yeah.
As long as you drink honorably and sip to remember, I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me too,
Bro,
man.
thank you
It's
so much
been
for coming
awesome.
on. Like,
Glad it worked out
it's
for sure.
Such a good conversation. So many there's just layers and layers and layers.
We didn't even get into part 2.
Right, yeah, we got to have
Next
you on
time
again
you're
next time.
on.
Absolutely.
Definitely,
Hey,
man.
Love you,
Bro.
motherfucker.
Definitely.
Hey,
Love you too, bro.
Thank you
Nice
so
work.
much, RJ.
Hey, thanks, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for
All
sure.
right, well, Nick's on a phone call, so he's not going to be here. But
man,
thank you guys for listening, and yeah, check out 4 Branches and all the other stuff RJ's got going on, and thanks for being part of it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.